They are. Reporting live, Veronica Waters, 95.5 WSB.
85 degrees in Atlanta. Will we get to 90 tomorrow? Meteorologist Christina Edwards has Atlanta's most accurate and dependable forecast coming up. Despite some improvement in mail delivery, new numbers from the Postal Service find Georgia still ranks near the bottom in the nation.
On-time mail delivery in Atlanta has improved from a year ago after reorganization of the new Regional Processing Center in Palmetto. But Georgia Congressman Barry Loudermilk, who took the lead in investigating Georgia's Postal Service, says the process still isn't working as is.
If you're sending something to your neighbor, it's going to go all the way to Atlanta, turn around and come back. And now under this, it's even going further down to Palmetto and being redistributed.
Only Louisiana, Alabama, and Mississippi ranked as low as Georgia for 2- and 3-day mail service, while Hawaii has the best mail service in the U.S. Daphne Young, 95.5 WSB.
It takes a Gwinnett County jury just 35 minutes to convict a man in the sexual assault of a woman in Gwinnett County in 2022. 53-year-old Christopher Clamp of Auburn is sentenced to life plus 90 years in prison. Gwinnett County DA Patsy Austin Gatson tells us there was emotional testimony from the victim.
Her impact statement was so powerful, where she talked about how she just feels like she's a shadow of herself.
Clamp sexually assaulted the woman after forcing his way into her home, beating her and holding her against her will for 2 days. Repair work could take several more days after a big sinkhole opens up on a busy roadway in downtown Atlanta.
Atlanta Watershed Management says pavement on Shirley Franklin Boulevard in southwest Atlanta collapsed due to work from a private contractor. They were excavating on the next block, which caused an abandoned line to fill with water, made worse by the recent rain. Crews are capping the line and anticipate traffic patterns will return to normal by the weekend. Multiple lanes of Shirley Franklin Boulevard are closed near the state capitol between Rawson Street and Memorial Drive. Traffic control measures are in place to get around the work zone, but expect heavy delays in the area. Amanda Moyer, 95.5 WSB.
The average hourly salary here in Georgia is just over $34, according to new data from the Bureau of Labor Statistics. The highest pay per hour is in Washington, D.C. at nearly $53 an hour. The lowest paid workers are in Mississippi, where workers make an average of about $28 an hour. It is 3:03. The Von Hessler Doctrine begins in less than 2 minutes. Right now, live team coverage of traffic and weather. In the 24-hour traffic center, Alex Williams.
Just watch here, unit block and reopen all lanes in Doorville, 285 eastbound. The inner loop just past Buford Highway, exit 32 there near I-85 Spaghetti Junction. Got a crash off to the right. Downtown, we had some trouble, 75-85 northbound before 10th Street. That has since cleared, but it's already slow. Back toward University Avenue, southbound delays from the 85-400 merge heading southbound. And 285 east and westbound, slow right around Truist Park. The earlier day Braves game has let out, so that's adding some extra pressure there in the Cobb Cloverleaf there next to 75 and 285. Alex Williams, 95.5 WSB.
I'm WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards. Partly cloudy today, high 87. That's trending about 6 degrees above average for this afternoon. Lows tonight in the mid-60s. Tomorrow, partly cloudy, highs in the upper 80s to low 90s. Watching for heavy rain and thunderstorms early Saturday morning. Cloudy in the afternoon, high 85.
88 in Woodstock, 84 in Brookhaven, and in Locust Grove. More news at 3:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
These people just make noise and basically waste our time.
Dear members of the media and the public, I welcome you.
Live from the heart of Atlanta, Georgia, and beyond, Hour 1 of the Von Hessler Doctrine begins right now. I am your lovable, huggable radio chat host, Eric Von Hessler. The other voices you hear are the Doctrinaires. Man of 1,000 voices, Tim Andrews. Lady of 184.7 characters, Autumn Fisher. The man behind the glass, George Clark. And the handsomest producer in all of producery, Jared Yamamoto. And addendum, English Nick is here with us. See, that's why you were an addendum, because you didn't have your microphone.
I had to have a little cough
before
when you were starting the show.
You had a little cough.
I had a little tickle.
Did you get a little cough?
And I didn't want to disturb you.
A little spot of tea and a cough.
I liked you doing like the introductions with Eric over there too as well.
I was doing all the.
I do a lot of arm gestures.
Yeah.
I'm a gesturing person. I get that from my mother. She would quite often be doing a gesture in the air, and sometimes I'd think it was a gesture, but it was coming from my face, and it would smack me right across my cheek.
She wasn't just speaking with her hands.
She would speak with her hands. She could discipline with her hands.
Mm-hmm.
She could cook with her hands, and of course She knitted some of the greatest sweaters. No, my mother never did that. She never did.
She bought nice sweaters.
No crocheting in your...
She went to Sears and got you Toughskins and sweater.
Yes, she was very good at putting me in jeans that were just a little bit below the standard of anybody else that was in class with me. But hey, we're not
you
here
had
to-
jeans though.
Toughskins were made out of rubber.
I had. Were they made out of rubber?
They
I
had
don't
rubber
know.
in them. They were. So if you peed yourself, they wouldn't go all over the place.
Maybe that's
nice.
why. Well, that's just a little added
Feed
benefit.
yourself.
You know, I haven't needed maybe something like that. I need now as I age.
A dribble.
You go backwards.
Yeah, have a little rubber. Have a little rubber in the pants. Not good. Not bad to have some rubber
Eric's
in the pants.
thinking again.
Yeah, you'd never know though because I got my Toughskins.
Yep.
You never know. Autumn, you may need them. You told me you were going through that Periscope monology or whatever it is you're going through.
Exactly.
What is it perimonology? Is that what she's going through?
Yes, perimenopause.
Perimenopause.
Also, women after childbirth sometimes can have problems controlling their...
Yeah,
urine.
listen.
Yeah.
Mine's usually if I'm holding it. If it's like I'm running in the house. and
Yeah,
it's
okay,
like,
we don't need to. We don't really want to know. We don't want to know.
Or if I've been
complete- No,
drinking and
we
it's
don't
like
really
I
want to
run
know
into
the
the bar.
exact situations.
And then
You're
I have to
supposed
take
to be.
off the underwear and put them in my
you're- no,
pocket
you're
and
supposed-
choose maybe what are the third
Could you let her
away at the bar.
finish, sir, please?
That's disgusting. You're supposed to be the eye candy of the show. You're supposed to be the
well,
hot chick. Not,
Joke's on you. You got like an almost 43-year-old piece of eye candy. This is how it goes.
And now we're talking when the eye candy starts telling you about their personal leakage. That's when you know you've moved into a different era. That's what's
Some people are
happened.
into it.
I'm 63 and I love it.
This guy seems to
Hell
want more.
yeah.
And there's mesh
Nothing
for
wrong
that.
with that. It's all natural.
There is mesh that you can buy that will fix that right up.
Yeah, you can
No,
you can skip
that's
that
a
off.
surgical procedure.
Cinch
sir.
that up. Cinch it up.
That's
Cinch
a
that up.
vaginal mesh. I can't just go get mesh from Home Depot.
Oh well, actually, no. If not,
Aisle 6.
no. If you're not a DIY person, you can't. But if you're going to wait for the big corporations to create
You're
your
right.
meshes,
I need a better attitude.
You gotta
I need
find
a more,
it.
Yeah.
Fix it yourself attitude.
that's right. Go for it. Just make it happen. Don't sit around and say I can't afford a.
You know
Hulu
what?
mesh.
I know how to crochet. I should crochet something
your own.
to go.
Now's the time because a lot of these big box stores like Home Depot and stuff having their Memorial Day sale. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So now's the time to get that cheap mesh.
It's like
Find a handyman.
I think one of the competitors has Meshapalooza coming up.
Yeah,
Memorial
absolutely.
Day weekend.
Yeah.
You
It
just-
has that guy out in the front. We're going insane with our mesh prices.
Ladies will cinch you right up.
We're practically giving away.
Crazy
mesh.
Eddie.
In store.
Crazy Eddie's dead. I don't know. It'll have to be somebody else.
Come on down, see Wolfman. No, he's gone too.
No, they're gone.
Yeah.
I don't know that the Crazy Eddie ever played down here.
No,
It's
he
something
was
we knew from the Northeast.
Channel 11. How did Autumn know about him?
Because
I didn't. I was just surface level humor.
Ow.
it was just surface level humor. That's all it was. She was doing a
So you
type.
understand.
She was doing a type,
Yeah.
the hype man, and you just put it to the hype man that you know.
Yeah.
That's what makes Autumn so good. Her stuff is universal. Everybody kind of takes her stuff and applies it to their own experience.
She casts
their own
a
life.
wide net. Wide
a
mesh.
wide mesh.
A wide
yeah.
mesh. And a lot of women out there know exactly.
That's a problem.
what I'm talking
You don't want a wide mesh. You want a cinched up sort
Workable
of-
mesh.
Well,
a
you
workable
you
mesh.
also want the mesh to have the smaller holes because the big, if it's too big, then things can escape. You know.
True.
You
It
don't
depends
want-
on the woman, right? It's like what type of mesh fits you best.
You know what? Find your own mesh, girl, and go with it. You know what I'm saying? Girl,
Yes,
girl,
queen.
go with your mesh.
Bravo.
May your mesh go with you.
Mesh
Find
on,
the mesh
mesh
that's right
on,
for
sister.
Yes, mesh on.
Mesh on.
So
Mesh
we got a
potatoes.
name for the show right there. Oh, we've just
writing that
started.
down.
Mesh on.
I'm gonna make some
All
mashed
right.
potatoes tonight.
Gross.
Okay.
Mashed potatoes.
Yeah, I don't really think
Yeah.
I want to be a part of
Fingers
that,
and
but
mesh.
your kids are stuck with you.
You better
So-
stop meshing around.
All right. Now the wordplay has reached a very, very low standard. So I'm going to pivot now because for the last 2 days I've forgotten to do this. Let's do this.
Word of the day. Deciduous.
Ah!
Deciduous.
What? Do you know that? Tim is lighting
got his
up.
hand up, sir.
Tim is lighting up.
Sir,
He's-
sir,
he's-
Tim's hands in the air.
He is the smartest person in the room. He's ready to go. But hold on, ladies.
All right, I'll leave.
Ladies first. Our time is over, Tim. It's time for us to listen.
All right.
I just want to make sure. Autumn may not.
Yeah.
I want to give Autumn a chance. Do you know what the word?
Deciduous.
Can you repeat it?
Deciduous.
Oh.
You want me to spell it for you?
No, because I think I know what that is.
Okay, I'm going to do that anyway. DECIDUOUS. Deciduous is an adjective. Tim, pipe. No, and
Do I get to guess?
I'm putting the lady at the front of the line because I'm a feminist. Yes,
Okay.
you get to guess.
It's
Guessed. You get to guess.
Isn't it like like you can have like trees that are deciduous? Or
Like
plants.
There is a word that's similar to that.
You're yes. I think you're close enough that I would say yes, but I don't want to ruin Tim's day.
Well, I might be wrong if I'm wrong.
Wow, that would be funny because you just lit up. You lit up.
Nothing better than when you think you know
Well,
something. You're like, oh, I know.
I'm in the
and-
same arena as Autumn. I was going to say leaf bearing.
It is yes, of a tree or a shrub shedding its leaves annually.
Right.
So
like
it's
a
the
pine tree is.
It's the
Coniferous.
It's an opposite of an evergreen, which would
Coniferous.
constantly
Coniferous.
Right. Yes.
Yeah.
So this is deciduous. You shed the leaves
Right.
annually. And also for the third one, the third definition is denoting the milk teeth of a mammal.
Oh.
Which are shed after a time. Thank you very much. Like we do. We
Right.
shed our
Okay.
teeth, right?
Right.
We have
Our little milk
deciduous.
teeth.
We have
Well,
milk
especially
teeth.
those first ones that come up that look like little rice.
Yeah,
like
or
in their gums.
Chiclets.
And we do it. We have our baby teeth, so we are deciduous. We get rid of, we shed our first teeth.
We should call them our deciduous teeth instead of baby teeth. I like that.
Well, they're called milk teeth.
They're called
aren't
milk
they?
teeth.
Yeah.
That's what it says right
First-
here. Denoting the
first
milk teeth
So
of a
just
mammal.
the act of losing them is deciduous then.
That makes you deciduous, is that you
I
do
see.
shed
Yeah.
something.
Yeah, but
in
not
this
annually,
case, it's the teeth.
hopefully.
Well, no. If you're getting new teeth every year, actually, that'd be
That's
great.
something else.
You'd
That
have
would be great.
Well, on one hand, you'd have new teeth every year. On the other hand, you'd be like doing that thing with a string to your tooth to the doorknob all year
Pliers.
Yeah, but
long.
you could.
Pair of
That didn't
pliers.
work.
Huh?
You would
Oh,
have
it works.
Not for me, it
It
didn't.
works when you're 5 years old and your teenage brothers are doing it because they're cruel. And so I remember that.
Yeah.
In 1969.
They make sure that piece of string is nice and tight.
Yeah, it didn't hurt. They had fun. It didn't hurt me. Everybody was happy.
Yeah, once it happens, boom, it's out.
It's out. It's good.
Here's your quarter.
That's what I used to get, a quarter in a little jewel box. And
Under the pillow?
under the pillow. Yeah. I wake up in the morning and think to myself, oh, a quarter. It's 1969. It's not 2025. That's what I think to myself.
You're banking.
I think to myself in 1969 when I was 5, I was like, if I got this in 2025, it'd be like nothing. But it's 1969. I can buy like 5 gallons of gas with this car. do you know? Well, you know, I was going to say how many Tootsie Rolls I can get. You know, the word Tootsie Roll is in the news today.
It is.
For very unfortunate reasons.
Yes.
If I was Diddy right now, I'm so easily embarrassed that I wouldn't even be thinking about the fact that I could spend the next 30 years or something in prison. I'd be thinking, oh no, everybody's talking about Tootsie Roll. That's not good.
What's the context of that?
The context is somebody said that was having to do with his manhood, I believe.
Yes.
So the big one or the little one? Because they have a giant one.
Well, yeah, but that's
either way, the
when
giant one still is pretty.
Yeah,
ooh.
in terms of the giant one,
Skinny.
even
Not
with it.
girthy.
Yeah, no, but
Tootsie
I
doesn't
think the reason
exactly
they say
scream large.
when they say that they're saying something else.
Tootsie.
Yeah, Tootsie is
3.
Did he like being like embarrassed by that?
I don't know. I
'Cause
don't.
sometimes when
Yeah.
people have that and it's not
Yeah.
like the micro, it's just small.
Yeah.
And then people are like, they get into a weird place.
That's why
Yes.
he would sit there and watch.
And well, let's hold
Exactly.
on now. Listen,
Allegedly.
allegedly Tootsie Roll. Come on.
The case is only 2 days old, people.
The manhood is innocent until proven. Tootsie Roll.
Do we think it's
So-
what's worse, Yeti pubes or Tootsie Roll?
Yeti pubes
Roll.
is funny. You know, you can't
Yeah,
help it.
what
You
is
grow old. Yeti
long?
pubes.
And I'm
No,
a Charleston Chew.
Yes, Stormy Daniels referred to coming out of the bathroom during the Trump incident and said he was sitting there with his Yeti pubes. So that's just funny. I mean, just
And that's something that someone can change too.
what are you
can
gonna
dye
do?
them.
Hey,
Dye
man,
them or shave.
What are you
No,
gonna
you cut
dye
'em.
them?
Manscaped.
Shave them.
Oh, okay. So
cut 'em
I
shorter.
see. Yeah, they could be a little bit shorter.
Now
I
I
guess.
look like a baby.
He probably couldn't see. He couldn't see past his belly to get there.
All right, we don't need to pile on to Diddy and or Trump and
Why not?
and the alleged junk that is there.
At least I don't need mesh.
Now, they're
You're giving it back. You're giving
Hey,
it
but
back.
you know what? I'm gonna pull myself up by my bootstraps. I'm gonna go dumpster diving.
If you can find them.
Yeah, that's right. You're gonna be known as the mesh lady.
That's right. I'm gonna distribute the mesh.
What do they call that? It's not. It's like sadness clicks, or there's a word for it. You know this thing that's going on now, where AI. There's all these videos that are targeted to people that, and it's always like an old man or an old woman, and like the old man, but it's actually AI is talking about how he makes these cow booties or something like that. And for your feet, booty goes, but little boots, and he's like crying about how he's put his whole life into these things, and nobody seems to be paying any attention to that. And it shows like the making of them, and then there's an old lady who, and same thing, she'll be crying. She has like a dog rescue place, and nobody would just and so it's just a scam to get young people or any people to give money. But it's going on all over the place, and the whole thing now is just AI. The old man's AI, the old lady's AI. They show them making these products, and so basically, they guilt you into buying their product that they craft themselves, and then you get some like crappy Temu level junk that comes to you.
That's really strange. Like I feel like there's a certain demographic for that because a lot of young people are pretty savvy with spotting AI.
Yeah, it's probably
like more than we are.
This was hard. Like when I saw that
Really?
it was AI, it's one of those things where once somebody tells you, it becomes obvious. But if
you're just not paying attention, maybe, or not suspecting,
just scrolling,
and it's an old man, and maybe he was has like a decorated veteran or something, and he's talking about how he's doing all this work and he's crying. Maybe that kind of just the fact that it's old man crying or old woman crying. That'll keep you from maybe noticing the little things. But I've watched them, and they're pretty damn good. Oh, what do they call it? Oh, empathy bait. That's what I love the name. Empathy bait.
God, don't go to Twitter and put in cow booties.
Put in just look for empathy bait, George. Look for empathy bait, and these things will come up.
Cow booties.
That's interesting that's there. I like that there's a consistency because there's rage bait too, where people just make things that aren't real to make you like, I can't believe that, people start commenting on it.
Oh, they're just like gaslighting you.
Sympathy bait.
Not
Is that
real.
sympathy or empathy?
Be the same thing. Sympathy bait, empathy bait, any of those.
Myra Golden on YouTube says, when you see this tactic, here's what you need to do. It's an 8-minute video.
Oh, wow. Very good. No, well, why don't we just step aside and play it? What a
scam that
was. Sympathy bait seems to be the official term.
Okay, sympathy bait.
The world is bored, isn't it?
That has too much to do.
No, well, everybody is just
That's
scamming everybody
that we really
else.
need to focus on are too difficult, too much, too challenging. It's like, let's just do this instead.
I'll help this non-existent old lady who knits, I don't know, specialty customized aprons.
Yeah. I knit socks for cats.
You gotta cry. She's putting her whole life into it.
I put all of my Social Security. I'm on a fixed income.
Where do I donate?
I'm starting to have sympathy pangs. Look, she works so hard.
I worked
She's a widower or widow. She's a widow.
My
She's not a widower.
husband died a couple years ago, and ever since then he loved our cat, but then our cat died too.
Starting to feel.
Now I just sit here all day. I was gonna make some for my grandchildren, but they're gone and don't visit me.
They don't visit at all. They don't visit at all.
My son, my grandson told me I smelled weird, and he hasn't been back.
Now your grandkids are toasters. You're fake. You're a robot.
What's funny, if you look at these sympathy.
Bleep, bloop, bleep. I mean, oh no.
when you start watching these, it's hilarious because it's the same tactic. It's an old person. They have a special skill. They're making them themselves, and the world's not noticing. And it just makes them feel depressed and lonely when they put so much love into whatever the product is. It could be like,
I thought getting through World War II was difficult, but this has been the hardest time of my life.
Doesn't anybody want slippers for their cats? Yeah, then you give money and then you get some piece of garbage from Who knows where? China, Indonesia.
And the cow
Vietnam.
booties weren't boots for cows. They were boots made of cow hide, right? Is that what was going
No,
on?
no,
with
no,
that?
no, no. That wasn't a cow booty.
That's what I thought.
That's what, when I said that, I
Yeah.
realized people
Yeah.
are not going to understand what I'm saying
That's
here.
what I wanted to clear up there.
It
yeah.
wasn't. It was booties, B-O-O-T-I-E-S.
Yes.
For cows. Now,
For them to wear?
No. They look like cows. They have like cow ears and whatever.
Yeah.
You wear
You
the
wear the
cow
booty that
booties.
looks like cow. Yeah.
That's exactly.
I got you.
No, you wear the booty that looks like a cow.
Moo.
On your booty.
And
On your, yes.
and I guess we're done with the word of the day then, right? Deciduous. That's behind this.
You made up for lost time this week.
Deciduous.
Deciduous, isn't it, mate?
Well, it's I'm shedding tears for the AI old lady who can't seem to sell her knittables. Her knittables.
She has scarves for giraffes. She has scarves for giraffes.
Yes. Well, actually, the giraffe scars.
Their necks are so long, don't they get cold?
And then another part of the story is always like if it's the spouse that died a couple years earlier. So I always made these booties for cows. And my husband told me I should start a business. I always said no because but since he's been gone and I do these in his name and
to honor him.
But you kids don't seem to care. Nobody seems to care for.
Nobody seems to care about cats' feet or giraffes' necks.
So I guess people are still good-hearted in the sense that they're falling for this nonsense. But
Be careful out there. I think that's the message.
Yeah.
Here, is be careful when you see these videos.
Well,
I feel
I
like
got
they're
a text
obvious.
saying that I owed the IRS, and so I'm getting in touch with them, clicking the link on
Yeah, I mean, probably
Just pay them.
Go ahead and just because they may need more from you in the future. Just go ahead and just turn over your bank account number to them. And that way, anything they need in the future, then you won't have to go through all of this rigmarole.
Just convert
No, I mean,
$10,000 to crypto,
Yeah.
and then that way the IRS can easily process it.
And,
Because
then you can-
but is crypto? But Jared, is crypto safe?
crypto's so safe.
Hey, it's more than safe. You might find yourself invited to a dinner with the President of the United States at Mar-a-Lago, for heaven's sake.
Well, then I'm out. Never mind.
You wouldn't come have dinner with me if I paid for the flight and the food and everything. You wouldn't do it?
Me?
Yeah, you.
Autumn Fisher?
Right.
Yeah. Would you be wined and dined? Well, did she get a good
whatever came next.
a good room?
Whatever
She could
rhymes
stay
with
wherever
dying
she
and-
likes. She could stay at the penthouse with her boyfriend Joe.
Okay, look at that. He's inviting you and Joe to the penthouse room at
A
Mar-a-Lago.
decorated veteran.
He'll sit in the corner.
Great.
Thank you for your service.
Diddy's gonna be there.
Diddy wants to
I'll bring the
watch.
Tootsie Rolls.
Diddy will
And when I
watch.
say Tootsie Rolls, I mean Diddy.
That is a serious question. If President Trump somehow reached out to you, Autumn, and asked you to come down and stay with your boyfriend in a nice suite, everything taken care of, would you go?
And he just ended.
Was that-
He just ended both wars.
Yes.
He just ended both wars.
Yeah.
Was I supposed to meet him and spend time
Well,
with him?
shake
or
your
just-
hand for like a minute.
Yeah, what are you,
maybe.
one of these people that won't talk
Yeah, I
to
guess
somebody
so.
you disagree with? What's if somebody reaches out and
what
says,
is-
"Hey,
what is this, a gotcha?
hey, Bill Maher sat down with
He
him."
gets to put the photo op with you on Truth Social, Autumn. He gets to put
I
a
met
photo
the
op with
lovely
you.
and talented Autumn Fisher, who does the best Hillary I ever heard in my life.
Yeah, maybe she doesn't love me. That's okay. Maybe
That's
she
okay.
doesn't-
Not
she doesn't
everybody
love me.
can. Look, the Beatles couldn't get everybody. Why do you think I?
Hey, you're
well,
stealing my line.
well, I listen to your show every day.
Yeah, he
Maybe-
listens to WSB.
Leave the campground a little bit cleaner than it was when you got there. That's my motto.
Oh, for heaven's sakes! For heaven's
Did
sakes!
you? Hey, speaking of AI scams, did you see the one about Keanu Reeves? Where
No.
a woman was getting like she thought Keanu Reeves was really getting in touch with her.
Oh, yeah, I
this
remember that
And he
one.
had some
We
money
talked about it.
problems.
Oh, yeah.
Money problems, and he needed some crypto, and she sent him like
Yeah.
thousands of dollars.
This has happened with other celebrities as well.
And there would be an AI voicemail from him.
Yeah.
Hey, it's hey man, it's Keanu, and I really miss you.
Hasn't she
and,
noticed that the John Wick
isn't that
movies have been
correct?
doing
Yes.
pretty well?
He's making more money than he's ever made.
No, he needs help.
I think
He needs our help.
Very
What
late
the-
in his career, a very successful career, the most successful franchise that he's ever been a part of. He's been
right.
milking it now for 15
There's
years.
4
hasn't
of
he?
them now.
Yeah.
There are 4 John Wick movies.
He has a custom motorcycle company. The bikes are worth over $100,000 a piece. He's doing all right.
So so there you go. So it's just some people just want to give you their money.
Yeah, or they just need attention, right? They're just
Is that what it
Crazy.
is? Like, maybe there's
Well,
some
I'm saying the
psychology
person
there.
who sends the money, they're so desperate.
Right.
For
maybe
a
the
relationship.
psychology is Because I think it's happened with Brad Pitt or somebody else recently. Like the psychology is Brad Pitt reached out to me.
Yes.
And like you're not able to go, why the hell would Brad Pitt
They
reach
think
out
they're
to me?
special.
I'm a
They're
pensioner
special.
in England somewhere.
Yeah.
Slowly dying.
Sure,
Why would Brad Pitt reach out to me?
Well, for some people, it might be their moment. They might feel like, hey, I finally got this moment in life where
That's
I get
right.
to be have some kind of relationship with a celebrity.
That's right. I'm the sidecar.
And I can help out. I can help out.
I'm a sidecar for desperate AI Keanu Reeves. You know what? Patience is a virtue. My time has finally arrived.
Spring storms can produce flash flooding with heavy rain flowing around your house and into your crawl space. And rainwater trapped in there will provide the perfect breeding ground for mold. Hey, this is Christina Epwords. Mold not only produces that stale, musty smell, but it can also impact the air quality in your home. But call my friends at American Crawl Space Solutions. They will encapsulate your crawl space, keeping it dry and preventing mold from forming. AmericanCrawlSpaceSolutions.com, your best value for crawl space repair.
American Crawl Space Solutions. Foundations too.
Attention seniors, do you want more personalized healthcare with more one-on-one time with your doctor? Then join us at the grand opening of CenterWell Marietta. CenterWell offers senior-focused primary care that's centered on you. Celebrate with us Tuesday, May 20th, near the Walmart off Highway 41 here in Marietta from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Enjoy food, music, and more at this free community event. Plus, tour the new doctor's office and meet the care team. For details, visit CometoCenterwellGeorgia.com. That's CometoCenterwellGeorgia.com.
Dave Baker here. If the temperature inside your house doesn't fit with the temperature outside your house, you need to call Coolray Heating and Cooling. In May, you can get your HVAC system tuned up for only $79, or you can get up to $2,250 in rebates with the purchase of a complete Carrier comfort system, plus get free attic insulation. For comfort that lasts all year, visit Coolray.com to schedule your appointment today. Coolray and Carrier. Turn to the experts.
When everyone in the family wants something different from this year's vacation, there's only one thing to do. Plan for Pigeon Forge. From gorgeous mountain views, shows, and shopping for leisure lovers, to coasters, a 200-foot swing, and hundreds more rides for adventure seekers. Plus Dollywood's epic array of fun. There's plenty of variety for the whole family, all in one place. Unique experiences, quality time, and memories for years to come. Find your personal favorites. Plan your getaway at mypigeonforge.com.
EMC Security.
Meet EMC Security's hero of the home.
After some break-ins in my neighborhood, it got me thinking about my family's security. A friend recommended EMC Security, so I called them. Now I have peace of mind that my family is safe without having to sign a long-term contract.
Way to go, Sarah. Be the hero of your home with no contracts, fast and reliable monitoring, and rates as low as $16.95.
EMC Security. Smart protection for a safer tomorrow.
Preparing to sell your home can be costly and time-consuming. Skip the hassles of a traditional home sale and sell your home stress-free with a guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate. Hi, it's Chris Chandler. Say goodbye to the stress that comes with showings, open houses, and costly home repairs. My friends at Mark Spain Real Estate will sell your home fast and for maximum value. With over 12,500 five-star reviews, trust the top real estate team in the U.S. to sell your home for top dollar. Go to markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer on your home today and start packing.
Multiple contractors and estimates for your home projects? What a hassle. Instead, trust the Plus. Painting Plus.
Hi, I'm Charlie, owner of Painting Plus and the Plus family of businesses. We're reliable, fully licensed, and insured. No muss, no fuss. Trust the Plus and leave everything on your list to us.
If your home's exterior has it, the Plus can improve it. Painting Plus. Siding, gutters, windows, decks, porches, roofing, and more. Trust the Plus. PaintingPlus.com.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather,
traffic.
95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk.
At 3:30, I'm Bill Caiaccio. News sponsored by Vincent Financial. Our top story: members of the sex money murder gang are arrested in Georgia. The FBI's Brian Osden says the racketeering indictment shows a gang literally in the business of crime.
Held board meetings and conference calls to organize itself and commit crimes ranging from murder to fraud to drug distribution.
30 gang members are charged in Savannah, Metro Atlanta, and 7 other states. They're accused of stealing over $800,000 in COVID relief money, and a teen was murdered because he wanted to leave the gang. WSB Money Update. The world's largest retailer is raising prices due to tariffs, and it may just be the beginning.
Walmart plans to raise prices on some goods before the end of the month, and WSB consumer advisor Clark Howard says this opens the door for other major retailers to make similar announcements, and it won't just impact the standard price.
I think what you'll see is that retailers will be less oriented towards sales and promotions as a way, a backdoor way of absorbing some of the tariff impacts.
He also says it's unlikely prices will quickly fall to pre-tariff levels should deals be reached internationally. Austin Eller, 95.5 WSB.
A new pathway to success for underrepresented Metro Atlanta entrepreneurs. 3 national finance companies are launching a business incubator.
Changing the narrative in the community, letting people know that they can and they will succeed and they will thrive, and we are giving them the tools necessary to make that happen.
Tracy Powell with Pinnacle Financial Partners says they'll help walk businesses and entrepreneurs through the process of growing their business. The Economic Empowerment Resource Center is located off North Yards Boulevard in downtown Atlanta. Georgia's unemployment rate holds steady in the month of April. The state labor department says Georgia's jobless rate is at 3.6%. That is 0.6 lower than the national unemployment rate. It is now 3:32, and it's time for live team coverage of traffic and weather in the 24-hour traffic center. Alex Williams.
Watching the brake lights fill in between Tucker and Clarkston. 285 southbound getting stacked up, leaving I-85 as you head down to Highway 78, the Stone Mountain Freeway. 285 west and southbound. Those delays pick up in Dunwoody from Ashford Dunwoody Road over to I-75 in Cobb County, then sluggish down to I-20 there in Fulton County. Heads up in Cartersville, left lane crash 75 southbound at Main Street, Highway 113, exit 288, causing some delays there in Bartow County as you head through Cartersville. Alex Williams, 95.5 WSB.
This is WSB meteorologist Christina Upwards. A mix of sun and clouds today, heating up to a high of 87, lows tonight in the mid-60s. Tomorrow, partly cloudy with highs in the upper 80s to low 90s. Rain showers and a few thunderstorms for Saturday morning, cloudy through the afternoon, high 85.
We're at 85 degrees right now in Conyers, 82 in Canton, and 86 in Decatur. More news at 4 o'clock. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
Selling your home does not have to be a circus act. With Orchard, you can skip the juggling and get paid twice. Hey, it's Eric Von Hassler, and here's how it works. Orchard gives you cash up front from your current home so you can go ahead and buy your next place without waiting around. No juggling closings, no temporary rentals, no, hey mom, can I stay for a week situations. While you're moving into your new home, Orchard is behind the scenes getting your old one ready. Repairs, showings, even upgrades to bump up that sale price. And when it sells for more, like it usually does, you get that money too. So yeah, it's like getting paid twice. Once now, once later. And who doesn't want to be paid twice? Come on. We all love getting paid twice. Start with a free home valuation at Orchard.com. That's Orchard.com. No pressure, no catch, just a smarter way to move. That's Orchard.
You still want a new deck on your house, but you think you may have missed a deck building window? Well, you're wrong. Dave Baker here for Ben Hill Renovations, my deck experts. What makes them my experts? Well, for starters, when you have Ben Hill Renovations upgrading your outdoor living space, you're dealing with professionals. You have a company building to code, current and future. You have a company pulling permits when needed, with a dedicated project manager for every job, superior craftsmanship from over 60-plus years of experience, and all backed by their workmanship warranty. Whether you want a screened-in porch, an outdoor living area, a multi-story wraparound deck, or just a simple deck with a set of stairs, Ben Hill Renovations has you covered. Plus, they offer multiple financing options, up to 18 months, no interest with affordable monthly payments. Check out their new website at bhrenovations.com and set up an appointment, or visit their showroom and speak with a designer. You won't be disappointed. Ben Hill Renovations, creating raving fans since 1964.
This is Scott Slade. Nothing takes the place of time when it comes to spotting problems with your health, especially cancer. The earlier, the better. Like me. My doctor saw one lab work number that led to a diagnosis early enough, so I still had options. That's where virtual imaging comes in. They've got the best CT imaging in the Southeast with 98% accuracy and low radiation. Virtual imaging's LD CT whole body scan can be invaluable, giving you time and options for early treatment. They can detect tumors as early as precancerous virtually anywhere in your body, and aneurysms you may not even know are there. For a limited time, Virtual Imaging is offering their LDCT body scan for only $995 per scan. That's a $2,495 value. Now, appointments must be scheduled in May. There are a limited number of scans available at this price, so a few minimum requirements may apply. Don't put this off. I've done it. Call 404-678-SCAN. That's 404-678-SCAN. Or make an appointment by visiting their website at virtualimagingatl.com.
Let's do this.
It's English Nick with Toodle Pip.
Toodle Pip.
That's right. You are here, English Nick, to pip the toodles. Toodle the pips.
Mm-hmm.
What you got in your bag? What
Nothing
you got
to do with Gladys Knight and the Pips.
No. What you got in your toodle bag?
Well, HBO's been calling it Max for a while now, for 2 years.
Stop right there.
Now it's coming back as HBO Max. They were going to rebrand it again.
What did Eric Von Hessler say?
Yeah.
Immediately when they came down and called it Max.
Do we have that on tape somewhere?
Nah. Everybody knows. I don't have to brag about it too much and drag it back up. Everybody knows, right? And if they don't, I'm telling them right now, but not bragging about it.
No,
but
not at all.
I know what happened was they said they had HBO Max, and Max was going to be the one, because I had an HBO thing at the time. Anything that you paid for was all going to be inside of this. So any HBO stuff you had, that was available in this, plus the other stuff. So it was the Max, and they thought, HBO Max, hey, one of those words, this is the Max. You get everything. Let's just go with that, forgetting that the HBO brand is so much more well-known than the Max. Cinemax was always like a cousin or something to HBO. It was never like the premier place. HBO was, you spent a lot of years branding that and getting universal name recognition. And so it only took them how do I know these things when I'm not involved in these industries?
You don't work for Warner.
I don't work for Warner. I'm not in there, but I just know how that corporate bunch of people talk to each other, and somebody came and was like, oh yeah, Max, and then that's the new idea, and that's the thing, and let's go with that, and let's forget about all the years that were put into building this brand called HBO. It was silly.
The official line, sorry, Jared, the official line was, Max would reflect a broader mix of programming and signal more family-friendly content. Nobody wants that from HBO.
No.
I got news for you.
Yeah, well, it's apparently, if you have kids, you want those HBO.
There's Disney and stuff for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go to Disney Plus for that.
You guys don't go to HBO Kids?
No.
Do they have an app for that?
They have an HBO Kids.
It's a section, just like all the streaming services have, kids, anime, action, comedy, stuff like that.
They had meeting after meeting after meeting about that name change when it first happened. There were some people on that board that were like, no, let's keep it HBO Max.
Oh, no, and others they were like, fired for not, you know what?
You're an idiot.
You know what? We need people with vision like Fred over here. You're married to, I don't know what, the 80s or the 90s, and you're in love with
Max.
HBO. Fred over here is seeing the future. The future is Max.
Max forever.
Cindy probably had a son named Max, and it's like, it's so catchy. I love it.
He wanted to hook up with Cindy.
So he was trying to
I named
impress.
the network after your kid.
I can't believe you went back to your husband.
Now we're gonna call the app bitch.
X. Call it X. Oh, you can't call it EX.
Why don't they bundle all these? All these different streaming services should be bundled into
This
one.
is the thing. It's,
companies.
when I understand that, but it was different companies on your cable.
Right.
It's like more and more. We were talking about this yesterday with fast food and them having some downturns, not getting as much traffic as they have in the past because of the economy. But one thing that in that conversation that came up is that we don't want to have an app for every restaurant we go to. We don't want to have a different app and streaming service and thing that we pay. We can't know. If I give you $18 a month, I don't know that your competitor isn't going to come out with the show that everybody wants to watch next year. So number one for fast food places, just stop it. Either figure out a way to do it together, but stop expecting that everybody is going to put an app for every damn restaurant they've ever eaten at. It's not going to happen. We're not going to have an app for everything that we do in every walk of life. It's ridiculous. And streaming is the same thing. There should be a package like the old cable package. Hell, let's just go back to cable. Remember, we cut the cord to save money. My cable thing is like ridiculous at this point because they got me in. They got me in at like, well, $60 a month. That's a lot less than your cable thing used to be. And then you're like, and this and that and that and that went up and that went up and that was everything goes up and up and up and up. And then before you know it, cable was actually cheaper.
The bundles keep changing too with these streaming companies.
Yeah, you never know when they're going to.
You never know what you're getting. I don't think.
But you have to stay on top of them. That's all. You can download them, pay for them for the month, and then immediately
cancel.
Take them off of your immediately cancel the membership. So that you're not going to have it for the next month. You just have to stay on top of it.
Yeah, I know. But then you got to do that all the time. You're doing it with 4 or 5 different things. And then, I'm trying to juggle my Panera app with my Chipotle app.
I know. I have a ton
of ridiculous
apps.
It's just, it is absurd for them to think
Panda
that.
Express, what's up?
Yeah, any place I've ever had a meal that was halfway decent that I want to put their app on my phone.
But you get a free.
And also now it's appliances.
Points.
Appliances. My new water heater won't talk to me unless I talk to it through my app. It's like how many apps?
Cool, though.
No, it isn't. Pain in the ass.
I went down
Jerry
there.
Seinfeld.
Not intentionally.
What's with all these apps?
When's the last time you walked by your water heater and thought, I wish I could talk to
it? Your fridge, the same thing,
We're
right?
not going to download an app for every business and every walk of life that we deal with.
That being
It's
said,
absurd.
download the WSB app to leave us some.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, listen, you got to benefit there. Hey, look, I realize when I give my opinion, sometimes I punch myself in the face, but I've decided to stop worrying about that.
$1,000 at 5 too. So remember that if
What's
you download WSB radio app, $1,000 at 5.
That's right.
Good
Right.
reason to have
that. Well, we have the chance to win
The chance.
$1,000.
Yes.
Yeah, your water
You're
heater
gonna land
and giving
my
money
ass.
away.
Yeah.
Or giving you the weather or traffic.
Actually, my water heater actually is. It's
costing you $1,000 a month.
It's possible that I'm entering into a contest where I can get some free hot water.
The water heater's tied up with Christina Edwards, right?
Yes. Well, they've got a thing. Let's not talk about that. Some people fall in love with inanimate objects. It's nothing to be judged.
That's fine.
There's
love
nothing.
is love.
Love
right,
is love.
Biden?
Right? Who?
Biden?
Love is love. That's right. Oh,
I saw my hot water heater
Wow.
making love to the HVAC unit. I was like, love is love.
It's simple. Your father says it's simple. They're in love.
My dad said, hey, if you download the app, you'll fall in love.
You scared me when you didn't get that. I was like, oh, did I make a mistake? Did I say something nuts?
Yeah, you did.
You did. It was
I
so
did
nuts.
Oh no, we cleaned up on aisle 7 there. Thanks a
Wow.
lot, Autumn. Really
Come on,
appreciate
wait a minute.
that. You're really putting the show in a good place all the time, aren't you?
Jessel, we're about to give her that raise too.
I know. No way.
Come on,
No,
guys.
sorry. I had it
Can
right
I
here.
make one mistake?
I had $1 million in my hands. I was
I didn't
just
know
about.
that-
No, she doesn't deserve it. I'll put this right back in my pocket.
To wait another 2 years.
Shoot.
In fact, the decrease in pay is what you should be doing, I think.
Well, that's what we're talking about now.
Yeah.
Clawing back what we've already given to her.
Can I get a mulligan?
Only,
That's a sports reference.
only Trump gets a mulligan, or what? What's he
and a
doesn't
big,
call it?
beautiful plane. Oh, no, a putt.
A
You
putt.
pick up the putt.
They give you a putt.
They give you a
You
putt.
take a
What do
putt.
you take it or you go, no, let me try.
Try to do it myself.
Nah, I'll take the freebie.
Why don't you tease what your next pip is going to be
Have
before we go to?
Have you got the Apple Vision Pro?
I do not have the Apple
Well, the
Vision. You
people
talk the
that-
goggles with the
Yeah.
weird video eyes.
People who were early adopters aren't happy.
Yeah, it's been a year. I thought it was longer than a year ago.
So
that
did
all
I.
that nonsense.
I was
went
actually
on.
in an Apple store when the salesman was getting these teenagers
Mm-hmm.
to try it on, and he had to tell them where to look
Right.
whilst they had it on.
And then he had to tell him that you need to find out what mommy's checking account number is because
Or
these
what-
teenagers certainly can't afford $3,500. for
Crazy.
a ridiculous thing.
On air,
Online,
on the app,
where you get your news,
is where you'll win.
Download the WSB Radio app now and maybe win $1,000.
Are you serious? The WSB 5K a day bonus blitz.
5 words, 5 times a day, every weekday.
OMG! Oh my goodness!
Just enter the word at WSBRadio.com or on the WSB Radio app.
Your next chance to win is coming up at 5.
The WSB 5K a day bonus blitz.
On 95.5 WSB.
Whoa! With the Cubs getting older, we need more space, so we're on the hunt for a new house. Our must-haves, a big yard for the Cubs and Scana Energy for natural gas. It won't be easy to choose the perfect house, but Scana has tons of options that'll make it easy to find the perfect natural gas plan. The sooner we find a place, the better. For a limited time, receive a $60 bill credit when you sign up. Call 1-877-GO-SCANA or visit scanaenergy.com/mover60. Limited time offer. Additional terms and conditions apply.
Dave Baker here for Artisan Custom Closets. Spring cleaning? Not a fan. However, ever since I had Artisan Custom Closets help me redesign my bedroom closet, spring cleaning has gotten a whole lot easier. See, Artisan helped me to design an affordable, luxurious closet system tailored to my needs. Every project they do is installed by an Artisan professional, generally in under a day. Schedule your free design consultation with the master designer at artisancustomclosets.com. P.S. They did my garage too. I love it.
We are here with CFP Matthew Decker of the Vincent Financial Group and host of Retire ATL. And Matt, you've said that income is the outcome that matters the most in retirement. But what income streams require the most attention?
Yeah, so if you've got a pension or if you're living off of Social Security, you kind of know those income streams show up in your mailbox. That's mailbox money. It's almost like you're still working, and it doesn't really require that much attention. But most people that come into the office today, they are having to use their 401ks, their IRAs, SEP Simples, 403bs that are invested in the market to generate income. And anytime you're going to use a market-linked asset where you have to go in and decide when you're going to buy and sell to generate your income, it takes a ton more effort, energy, and attention to get that piece of the puzzle right. But it doesn't actually have to be that way.
So, Matt, the number one fear of adults in retirement is outliving their money. How do we get started building income today?
Well, you can get started today. You'd call us for a no-cost, no-obligation retirement roadmap. We want to build a GPS for you that's going to help navigate retirement, and it's going to have a focus on building and preserving income. 770-280-1488. We've got a representative standing by to talk to you right now. 770-280-1488. Our home office is in downtown Woodstock, but we are available across the metro Atlanta area to meet with you at a time and place that fits your schedule. Again, 770-280-1488 or online at retireatlradio.com.
The team at Vincent Financial Group want to help preserve your assets while building retirement income that lasts as long as you do. Call today for your complimentary retirement roadmap, 770-280-1488. And you can always get more at retireatlradio.com and join us for Retire ATL Sundays at 6 p.m. right here on WSB.
Investment advisory products and services made available through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC, IPW, a registered investment advisor. Neither the firm nor its agents or representatives may give tax or legal advice. Individuals should consult with a qualified professional for guidance before making any purchasing decisions.
Summertime means lots of home time, so give your family a clean start with help from Zerorez. Why settle for old school chemicals and harsh soaps when you can enjoy ZR water technology for carpets that stay cleaner longer? Right now, you can get 3 rooms of carpet clean for just $129. That is 3 rooms for $129. Mention me, Chris Chandler, to secure this deal or book online at ZerorezAtlanta.com and ask about Zerorez commercial cleaning too. Zerorez, all they leave is clean.
All right, English Nick. So the what are they called? The Vision Pro,
Apple Vision Pro.
Yeah. So it's been a year now, and mostly the people who spent the $3,500 on this headset are regret that they did it. And I read this story, and I think the main reason for all the different, you could say things like, well, not enough apps have been created for it.
Content.
There's a reason for that. It seems to me that the main problem is that it's too heavy, and people don't want to wear it for more than 20, 30 minutes, and it starts to hurt them. They get a neck ache. And so that's a domino effect. The people who write apps are only going to write apps for things that they think are going to be used. If people aren't using it because it's too heavy, then you don't write the apps, and then you have that secondary problem. It's too heavy, and there's not enough to do on it. So it seems to me that what they need to do is they got to figure out the weight. I think that people would like. Some people tell me that watching movies in it is fantastic. And at the end of this story, one guy said, "Yeah, I do like to watch movies, but now what I do is I lay down in bed to do it. That way, the weight is distributed differently. So at some point, this kind of stuff will be used, I think, and cheaper.
Yeah.
But the number one thing is they got to deal with the weight. They try to do too much too fast. The meta stuff does better for gaming and stuff because they didn't try to throw all that stuff in there. They don't have real glass. That's heavy. And there's a lot of stuff in there that they were trying to go for the whiz-bang stuff, I think, and go, it does this, it does the other thing, but every little thing that it does adds more weight.
When I was in the Apple store getting something fixed a couple of weeks back, and there was, like I said, the salesman was showing it to these teenage lads. Their parents were getting phones or whatever, and he showed me on the tablet what they were watching. It was courtside at an NBA game.
Yeah.
And it looked really cool, but he was having issues with getting the kid to look in the right direction within the goggles.
And also an NBA game is longer than 20 minutes. So I think that would be cool too. I would love to be able to you know how I am.
Premier League soccer for me would be great. Yeah.
Be in the stadium where the Falcons are playing, where the Bills are playing. That would be fantastic. But not if my neck is going to hurt for 3 days if I wear it for 3 hours.
And the competition with that is there's a lot of these new bars popping up in like big cities where
they have that virtual wall.
It's like a virtual wall that kind of it takes up an entire half of the
feels
restaurant.
Like you're
it feels like you're in the stadium.
In the stadium. Now, how many people are in the restaurant with you?
I would say probably 60 to 70 at least.
That's got to be expensive. I'll bet you the drinks are going to be even like double what they are.
Well, there's one that's already open in Nashville now. We're getting one in the Gulch in Atlanta, so we should be getting it in the next year.
So now,
do
they must do deals with the leagues so they have the rights? There's no sense having this if you can't.
Yeah, I think the NBA is the only league where you can actually do that now, where you actually have like that. I guess the fully immersed courtside experience.
But what I'm saying is that these bars and stuff, do they have a camera in? Like in the major stadiums that is
I think it's a
dedicated
deal that they
to
have
them
with whatever.
The question I'm asking, am I watching a really big TV broadcast or am I watching it as if I'm sitting in the stadium?
I think it's a really big TV broadcast.
The Premier League one I saw on that big, I didn't see it in person, but I saw it online. It's like you're sitting in the front row behind the goal.
Okay, that's what I'm thinking.
And when they score a goal, it's like,
but see,
crazy.
They've got to have a camera in every stadium that's dedicated to them.
I would have thought.
So basically, everybody the way that it should be in the future is everybody that has a Falcon season pass, we're all basically sitting in the same seat. Right? There's one camera, and we're all sitting in that seat.
Right there on the 50-yard line, so you see everything.
Whatever it is.
Or on the quarterback's head.
Well, that camera's not going to be as good.
Yeah.
So
Could you imagine
those are not the best quality.
Could you imagine being in a bar and things just bounce up? It's just bouncing up.
You're at this bar with this 1,000-foot screen, and the camera's just bobbing. Everybody's vomiting.
Especially if the quarterback gets sacked. You're
just looking at the sky.
So I don't know what the actual technology is, but it is something I think that people would. I would love to do that. I love NFL enough that I would sign up to be. Now, what do you do now? Right now, my family comes over to watch the game.
And you're sitting there in the goggles.
We'd all have to have goggles, and then we'd all be together, sitting in the same seat in the stadium, but we're not looking at each other. So it's kind of a thing to be alone.
Dystopian and weird.
It really is.
Yeah.
If you walked in and you saw 8 people together, but they all have these things on their heads.
Yeah.
You keep missing your mouth with the snacks because you don't.
There's that.
We keep missing, yes.
Yeah, it's a very Black Mirror situation, isn't it? Yeah.
Yes.
Now, can you kick
We're
other...
there, but we're not here.
No.
If your team starts losing, can you kick virtual fans in the head? Like when your team starts losing?
Like Atlanta fans.
Pour a beer on the guy.
People wondering. Eric,
beer.
Eric, you going to that Bills game in Atlanta? I don't know.
I haven't been to many. I've been to maybe 2 Falcons games in my life because I'm not a huge fan of that sport.
Yeah.
And the one time I went up in the end zone, somebody threw up all over the place.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, nice.
I mean, they had a cleanup crew out like that.
Did they get out there quick?
Oh, yeah, like hazmat suits.
I bet that's all they do for 3 hours, just go from one vomit pile to another. I mean, when you got 60-some thousand people in one place.
And when you've been watching the Falcons, especially of late, I get why you're vomiting.
You're saying it's not alcohol. People are just sick of what they're seeing.
Oh, yeah.
That play with Kirk Cousins throws another noodle ball to the opposing defense.
Considering how much we underperformed last year, I was on the brink of vomiting myself watching that
now
team.
The Falcons are going to be on 5 times in
5 prime
so
time
are the
games.
Dolphins, and they could have a horror. I don't know. Maybe they'll turn it around.
And they're going to play a game.
George,
they're going to play a game in Germany too.
Yeah.
Already my buddy's trying to get me to go to that game in Berlin, and I'm like, I don't know. I got to see how the season's
Falcons?
Yeah, he wants me to go to that game really bad.
Colts, I
have
think.
you ever
isn't it?
been to Berlin?
I've never been to Germany before. I'd love to
Now,
go to
see
Berlin.
that if I was, I don't really like traveling across the pond like that, but now I wouldn't mind seeing an away game over there, because that when you go to those games, everybody in the stands are just European. Well, a lot of them are Americans who are stationed and stuff like that. But outside of that, there are, these Europeans who just love football. So you've got like every jersey in the NFL.
Yeah, they're probably going to be neutral.
It's going to be very it's fine. You're not really offending anybody by coming into a
Do
stadium.
you worry
and rooting
about
for
that? You worry about the
I don't like
opposing
it. I just don't like it. I've never liked it. I went to a couple early on, like in the 80s, 90s, where things got real ugly. I remember going to the bathroom, like taking off my hat. Like I didn't even want to have any branding on me. I almost got killed at a Cleveland Browns game once. I thought I was going to be thrown over a rail. A guy was. I was like, a guy actually
was thrown over the rail?
Yes.
Like
yes.
up in the top level or something?
I can't remember exactly what. I'm pretty sure it was the same game. It was the game that I talked about before where Jim Kelly was running them down last 2 minutes. Looked like we were going to win that game. And then that damn Clay Matthews intercepted the ball on like the 5-yard line.
Good
and it was
old
over.
Clay.
And the first thing I heard when it was over is some Cleveland fan looks at us and goes, "Get out of here!" No, this is not the environment I want to.
Well, they're Cleveland fans. What do you expect? They've got nothing better to cheer for.
Yeah,
they
I
got
know.
nothing better going on up there.
Yeah, we were doing the old, we may have lost, but you still got to live in Cleveland. As we got on a bus to go back to Buffalo.
Buffalo's nicer.
I agree.
They get
but-
Niagara Falls.
I agree, but it's not so much nicer
Right,
that you
right.
should be walking around like you're flying back to Palm Springs.
Hey, at least you don't need 6 quarterbacks.
Well, listen, hey, if one of them gets the job done,
Sure.
well, they have 5, I think.
Okay. Close.
Let's not overdo it.
Can you ever have enough quarterbacks? Let's be honest.
Well, you know what they say is if you have more than one, you have none. And right now, Cleveland has 5.
Hey,
you
they'll
know you
figure
have
it
a
out.
Patrick Mahomes. You don't wonder how many quarterbacks Kansas City has.
They'll figure it out.
English Nick.
Yes.
Thank you very much,
Oh,
sir.
thank you. It's always a pleasure.
And off you go. Tea time.
Seems everything costs more these days. Gas, groceries, and when's the last time you checked your wireless bill? When it comes to Big Wireless, if you're staying, you may be overpaying. Switch to Consumer Cellular and get your second month free for a limited time. You'll get the same fast, reliable nationwide coverage without the big wireless bill. Plans start at just $20 a month. Here's Veronica and Jackie, real customers.
I didn't know that I could get something for a lot less money that was actually better than who I was with before.
Anytime anybody complains about their cell phone bill, we say, you've got to check out Consumer Cellular.
And now for a limited time, new customers can get their second month free when they use promo code SECONDFREE. Just call, click, or bring us your bill and see how much you can save. Because when it comes to Big Wireless, if you're staying, you may be overpaying. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit a store near you, or consumercellular.com and use code SECONDFREE to get a free second month. Real people paid to share their opinions in this ad. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
This is Scott Slade. Nothing takes the place of time when it comes to spotting problems with your health, especially cancer. The earlier, the better. Like me. My doctor saw one lab work number that led to a diagnosis early enough, so I still had options. Now, that's where virtual imaging comes in. They've got the best CT imaging in the Southeast with 98% accuracy and low radiation. Virtual Imaging's LD CT whole body scan can be invaluable, giving you time and options for early treatment. They can detect tumors as early as precancerous virtually anywhere in your body, and aneurysms you may not even know are there. For a limited time, Virtual Imaging is offering their LDCT body scan for only $995 per scan. That's a $2,495 value. Now, appointments must be scheduled in May. There are a limited number of scans available at this price, so a few minimum requirements may apply. Don't put this off. I've done it. Call 404-678-SCAN. That's 404-678-SCAN. Or make an appointment by visiting their website at virtualimagingatl.com.
Attention seniors, do you want more personalized healthcare with more one-on-one time with your doctor? Then join us at the grand opening of CenterWell Marietta. CenterWell offers senior-focused primary care that's centered on you. Celebrate with us Tuesday, May 20th, near the Walmart off Highway 41 here in Marietta from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Enjoy food, music, and more at this free community event. Plus, tour the new doctor's office and meet the care team. For details, visit ComeToCenterwellGeorgia.com. That's ComeToCenterwellGeorgia.com.
WSB Atlanta, WSB BFM, and HD1 Doraville. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's news and talk. News, weather,
traffic.
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's news and talk.
At 4 o'clock, I'm Bill Caiaccio. News sponsored by Hoffman Financial Group. Our top story, the feds bust more than 24 members of the sex money murder gang. WSB's Veronica Waters reports live it was operating like any other business.
Yeah, highly organized, but also violent, Bill. That's how the feds describe this Bloods gang offshoot known as sex money murder. They held board meetings to plan their alleged wire fraud, coke and heroin distribution, and their violence. One teen was killed for wanting to leave the gang. The DOJ's David Jaffe says,
a young man getting off the school bus, returning from school in his school uniform, where the gang intercepted him as he got off the bus, took him to a secluded area, and shot him in the head and executed him.
The gang is accused of stealing $850,000 in COVID relief aid during the pandemic, and they even set up a nonprofit and established a website for donations for what was supposed to be a charity for kids. They used those donations to fund the gang's activities. 30 people are indicted. 2 of them are still fugitives on the run. Reporting live, Veronica Waters, 95.5 WSB.
85 degrees in Atlanta. Summer-like conditions the next couple of days. Meteorologist Christina Edwards has Atlanta's most accurate and dependable forecast coming up. A new downtown Atlanta business incubator gives underrepresented entrepreneurs a path to success.
The Pinnacle Economic Empowerment Resource, or Peer Center, focuses on getting help for aspiring entrepreneurs who've lacked access to capital, mentorship, and more. Will Adams with Tarkenton Companies, one of 3 involved finance companies, says the Peer Center's focused on showing anyone can be a successful business owner.
The Peer Center is planting the seed to provide that beacon of light for these people that have aspirations, have dreams. They just need somewhere to start it.
Their first cohort of startups will be selected later this year. Austin Eller, 95.5 WSB.
Mail delivery remains an issue in Metro Atlanta, despite some improvement in the latest numbers from the post office.
Even though things are improved, we're still below. We're still the worst. And so there's a lot more work to be done.
Georgia Congressman Barry Loudermilk says the process still isn't working. On-time delivery rates in the state are up from a year ago when the recently opened distribution center in Palmetto was overloaded with problems, but Georgia still lags far behind the national average. A man gets life in prison for sexually assaulting a woman in Gwinnett County.
Prosecutors say on January 16, 2022, Christopher Raymond Clamp broke into a woman's home, held her captive for 2 days, beating her and sexually assaulting her.
Horrible that somebody would commit this type of crime against someone where they don't even want to live anymore. And it's just horrible. She felt she had to hang on for her children.
Gwinnett County District Attorney Patsy Austin Gadsden says after hearing testimony, the jury took just 35 minutes to find Clamp guilty, the judge sentencing him to life plus 90 years. Sabrina Cupid, 95.5 WSB.
A police officer is injured while working in a construction zone on I-20 in DeKalb County eastbound near Wesley Chapel Road. The officer was in a patrol vehicle when it was struck by a motorist.
Investigators also arrested the driver suspected of hitting the officer's car. That driver faces a DUI charge.
DeKalb police spokesman Blaine Clark says the injured officer is from Greensboro and was working a part-time job protecting workers in the construction zone. Happening now, work to repair a big sinkhole on a busy road in downtown Atlanta.
It could be the weekend before traffic patterns return to normal on Shirley Franklin Boulevard in southwest Atlanta. Multiple lanes are closed near the state capitol between Rawson Street and Memorial Drive. Atlanta Watershed Management says the pavement collapsed due to work from a private contractor. They were excavating on the next block, which caused an abandoned line to fill with water, made worse by the recent rain. Crews are capping the line. Drivers are urged to avoid the area until repair work is finished. Amanda Moyer, 95.5 WSB.
The Clayton County School District is the latest to send out a warning about the TikTok Chromebook challenge. In a letter to parents, the district tells them their children could be injured and face financial and disciplinary action if they participate. The challenge encourages students to damage school-issued Chromebooks by jamming metal objects into USB ports. It can cause electrical shorts, sparks, or even fires. It is 4:04. The Von Hessler Doctrine continues in less than 2 minutes. Right now, live team coverage of traffic and weather weather. Triple Team traffic begins with Alex Williams.
All right, Bill, full force rush hour around Metro Atlanta, starting to the northern suburbs, 85 northbound. Watching that volume pick up from Chamblee Tucker Road as you head up to Jimmy Carter Boulevard and Norcross, secondary slow zone into Swanee, approaching 985, 400 northbound. It's getting a little bit slower in Sandy Springs from 285 up past the North Springs MARTA station. 75 northbound, you're slow in ways out of or through Marietta up into Kennesaw. Southbound got a crash in Cartersville. It's in the left lane. 75 southbound at Main Street, exit 288. Plenty of brake lights through downtown this afternoon, Kobe Dawkins.
That's correct. 75-85 northbound seeing you start to jam at Langford Parkway, getting past Spring Street. And southbound rides, those delays starting before the downtown merge, getting to I-20. From the Coolray Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
I'm WSB meteorologist Christina Upwards. Partly cloudy today, high 87. That's trending about 6 degrees above average for this afternoon. Lows tonight in the mid-60s. Tomorrow, partly cloudy, highs in the upper 80s to low 90s. Watching for heavy rain and thunderstorms early Saturday morning, cloudy in the afternoon, high 85.
87 in Roswell, 84 in Lithia Springs, and 83 in Buford. More news at 4:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
Hour 2 of the Von Haessler Doctrine begins right now. All right, the dumbest headline that I've seen today.
Oh, boy.
Doesn't mean it's the dumbest headline of the day. Just means it's the dumbest headline that I've seen. It's a lefty progressive outlet, Mother Jones.
Oh, I used to subscribe to that back in the 80s.
Yeah. Well, it was a big lefty thing.
Mhm.
And I think it was named after an activist. Wasn't it one of those West Virginia coal mining type of town things back in the early 1900s? I think that the actual Mother Jones that's being referred to is to that person.
Union
here.
organizer?
I believe, I don't know if it goes way, way back or if it just goes to the 70s, but yes, George?
Mary Harris Mother Jones, an Irish-American labor organizer, socialist, and activist.
And what was the years?
1837 to 1930.
Ooh, she had a long run.
Commie.
Almost 100 years.
Known for her fiery speeches and
Man.
tireless work.
Well, so this is a progressive magazine, and they just happen to have the most ridiculous, the dumbest headline of the day. It doesn't mean all their stuff is dumb. I'm just saying this one in particular. This is the headline. Dudes. First of all,
right there you lose me.
You start your headline with dudes. Dudes emit more greenhouse gases than women do. And then underneath it says, gender roles play a significant role in shaping individual carbon footprints. Study finds. And so I guess it's because, men, they eat more meat and
they drive cars.
They drive cars, and that makes them, the whole thing. They got to be men, and then so they got to drive cars. And
women don't drive cars.
Don't women drive a lot of cars?
And eat meat.
And I think so. I mean,
We have salads.
Yeah, but you also have steak and things like that, just like other people. This is for some reason I love the end of this story. Just the ridiculousness of it all. The French researchers suggested the gender differences in emissions. Now this is ridiculous. Could explain why women tend to be more concerned about the climate crisis.
Oh, really?
As if anybody has even noted. You take, I don't think, now she probably has, but Greta Thunberg probably never thought about this. Like, I didn't realize that men had a larger carbon footprint. That nobody was even thinking about this.
I'm so grateful that I'm not a man.
You're not
I
as
would have to be
respons-
against myself.
Yeah, that would be difficult.
It would be difficult.
But you do it, right? If you had to. You go.
Of course I would.
Yes, you come out
I've
against
given up everything to be who I am.
At least
she lives in a cardboard box.
At least this article does provide options on how to be better with in treating the environment. It says the most powerful actions a person can take to cut their carbon pollution is getting rid of gas-powered cars,
All right.
eating less meat, and avoiding flights.
Yeah, nobody's doing
no
this.
flying anymore.
Nobody's doing this. I notice candidates with
flights.
D's in front of their names getting on flights all the time. I notice
there's only men on
people
flights.
who are listening to Taylor Swift tell them how to vote, getting on flights and going to France to see their third Taylor Swift concert. This is what I'm seeing.
I'm only seeing men on flights, Eric.
That's all that it is.
Well, the women on those flights aren't farting.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are. I've sat next to women and noticed some things
Yeah, there
know,
was
just
no,
like, yeah, they are.
There's no hesitation there.
because I've experienced it.
I've not experienced that in particular. I had a woman with beer breath next to me once. That was bad. But
That's pretty bad.
you can. Who's getting rid of their cars and who's eating? And besides, am I a conspiracy theorist if I bring up the fact that apparently there's more ice up there now or was it Antarctica? There's more ice.
Antarctica had a brand new ice shelf.
Like 1,000 miles of ice that wasn't there before.
That was a story from 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, that's something we probably shouldn't pay any attention to at all. It's a distraction to the other things. We should,
but
just keep on walking and don't even work that into your brain at all. I guess it's nothing to. I guess while all this is going on, every once in a while you get 1,000 new miles of ice here and there. They didn't say that.
That's why it's climate change now. It's not global warming.
Right.
I understand that, but the climate has always changed. The Earth itself
Exactly.
was molten,
No, it hasn't.
molten lava.
Wait, yes, it has.
Wait, you two.
Oh,
hey,
wait, hold on.
are you two getting along?
It's
Hold
only
on.
started
Wait.
changing recently.
No, it
Okay,
didn't.
listen. Wait,
Yeah.
hold on.
What?
Okay, so he's saying, what's he saying? He's
I
saying
don't
like
know
it's
what
gonna,
he's saying. He's saying that the climate isn't changing.
No, it's not what
You know
I'm saying.
what? Because hold on,
And
we're
the
talking-
Earth is
No, hold
warming.
on. I'm not saying that. I'm
It's
saying
hot.
I said exactly the opposite.
You know what he's
I
saying?
said the
Whatever, because he's a boomer and he's dumb. And he's a man. So, like, who
Exactly,
cares?
exactly.
I said
Blah,
the
blah, blah,
climate
blah, blah, blah.
has always been changing
Blah 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 blah.
Since when?
since forever, since the beginning.
How do you know that though?
Yeah.
Because we know that the Earth was a big old ball of molten lava at one point. It's not that
Yeah,
anymore.
it was also ice.
Yeah.
So.
No, not then.
You
not then.
lose.
There was no ice then.
There
In the
was.
beginning.
No, but
lose.
there was
No.
a time when it was a snowball. It's called
Yes,
the snowball Earth.
I know
Yeah.
there was that, and then if it stayed that way, then we wouldn't be here. But it changed.
Right, but we weren't there. God, this is so annoying. We
It's
weren't
so
there.
frustrating to
Yeah.
talk to these people.
It's like we did the things that are happening when it's bad.
Yeah.
Right.
And then what about when it changes all that much and there's no people?
It changes in spite of like us being here.
Right.
No,
You know?
that's not. You're not. No, what I'm saying is, what about when it changes drastically, but it was at a time when like people didn't have any industry,
Yeah,
like the
because-
mini ice age and things like that.
Because
Mini ice age.
Well, it
I know.
happened.
When?
oh, it wasn't
I
many
don't
for
know,
those
like the
people.
mid-
It probably
middle-
was like many generations.
That
like
was because of a
13th century. When
volcano.
was it?
That
When
was a
was-
volcano caused
When was
that.
aren't there still volcanoes?
There
oh, look,
are.
he doesn't even know.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I want to know exactly when it
He's like,
happened.
oh, I'm referencing this thing. I don't even know.
Yeah. Okay, good for you.
They got you, Eric.
When was the mini ice age?
Little Ice Age was 1300 to 1850.
I was right.
Through 18. That's exactly.
Yeah, we knew that, but
1300
you
to
didn't.
1800.
Look, there was no.
You had to ask him.
Nobody was flying. Nobody was
Birds
flying.
were.
Okay.
You know what? Words
I
have
stand
meaning.
corrected.
Flying fish?
Yeah, those two, but we didn't know about them then.
Because we weren't like, okay.
So that was a mini ice age, and people didn't have enough to affect the planet with their industry and stuff.
Look, hold on.
Talk about
Just
mini.
I say little.
It says,
You say.
it says half a degree to 1 degree Celsius on average difference.
Well, we're talking about 1 to 2 degrees here.
I guess that makes a big
Hey, that makes a
Well, it
difference.
makes a huge difference.
You know the difference
yeah.
between 76 and 75? 76 is a little too hot. 75, perfect.
I think if we can get it to 72 every day,
Yeah.
I'm all for it. Wouldn't you want to have 72 and sunny
You
every day?
mean Fahrenheit or the real one, Celsius?
Oh, is
Yeah.
that what do you mean? Where were you born?
Here.
Okay, well then it'd be
75
like
meters
science.
away.
I like science.
Fahrenheit wasn't a scientist.
No,
So
it's past. We use the tens, the decimals, the tens, the
Oh,
tens.
you
And
like the
Fahrenheit
European.
is a patriarchal white
Right.
man.
Well, how
Europe,
is Celsius?
England,
Well, where do you think Celsius
It's
came
for
from?
everybody.
How?
Yeah.
Well, because
it's
where do you
base
think it
10.
came from?
There's 10
Yeah.
of everything. It's easy.
You know, I
Should I
did,
just
I
say
did,
that?
I
Should
did
I
hear
say
that Trump
Base
would.
10?
Trump, yeah, base 10.
Okay.
Trump.
Yeah, it's base 10.
Trump is. I don't know. There's some thought that I think there's one stretch of highway in America that's still on the metric system. Because
Probably
remember,
in Tennessee.
yeah, when we were kids, there was this moment where they tried to commence it. I was in 4th grade at the time.
Until Reagan was inaugurated, then
Yeah, it was like, we're going to
They
change.
did that with us too, though. I remember.
Well, maybe they thought, maybe it was still kind of going on, but there was a big push. Like, we're changing. America is going
That's
to
right,
the
get
metric
ready.
system. Here we go. This is what it's all about. This is what we're doing. And then it just kind of went away. But some, like Tennessee, you can still see kilometers when you go through there. I think Kentucky, too. And but this place might be like in Texas, but there's some idea that Trump doesn't like that, and he's going to have an executive order that says that it has to be miles and it can't be
Beautiful
kilometers.
English forms of measurement. Those are the best.
Go back to the rod. Remember that? Wasn't
The
that
rod,
from,
yeah.
Wasn't that from the king's nose?
12
to
stone.
It was the king's nose to the end of his index finger or something like that was a rod.
We're getting everybody tally sticks. That's how you're going to pay, tally sticks.
Oh, here it is. I-19 from Tucson, Arizona to Mexico. It's only 63 miles long, but
Yeah.
it's measured in kilometers.
Oh, look at that. And I think Trump doesn't like
Not
that.
anymore.
There we go.
English.
Well, it is English. It's just a different
Isn't that what it's
system.
called? The English system of measurement?
I'm saying when it says kilometers, that's still English.
Well,
it's just not. It's not.
Sort of communist, if you ask me.
Well, if you go to England, they use that system. They use the metric system.
But
so-
traditionally, I believe miles and feet and all that stuff that doesn't really make sense, that's English.
Isn't it imperial?
Okay, imperial.
miles and feet and whatnot.
They don't make any sense.
Let's say hello to Alex Williams.
Hi, Alex.
Alex is seeing delays through DeKalb.
Hey, good afternoon, Eric, Mr. President. We are watching those delays right now. 285 eastbound stacks in right there at Georgia 400, leaving Sandy Springs into Dunwoody and Dorville. The delays really get more intense, though, once you encounter I-85 Spaghetti Junction. No relief till you're down to Highway 78, the Stone Mountain Freeway. 285 westbound slows just before Georgia 400, coming out of Dunwoody into Sandy Springs, bunched up approaching I-75 in Cobb County, then on and off the brakes in both directions on the west side, inner and outer loop between I-75 and I-20, the West Freeway. Checking the ride on I-20 in DeKalb County, it's Kobe Dawkins.
Well, I-20 eastbound seeing you slow starting at I-285 getting past Panola Road, and this report is sponsored by Rapid Radios. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com now for 60% off and free UPS shipping. Add code radio and get an extra 5% off. From the Cool Ray Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
On air,
online,
on the app,
where you get your news,
is where you'll win.
Download the WSB radio app now and maybe win $1,000.
Are you serious? The WSB 5K a day bonus blitz.
5 words, 5 times a day, every weekday.
OMG! Oh my goodness!
Just enter the word at WSBradio.com or on the WSB radio app.
Your next chance to win is coming up at 5.
The WSB 5K a day bonus blitz.
On 95.5 WSB.
Breda Pest Management is the best at beating bugs, keeping critters out, and tormenting termites. Did you know the Breda family's been protecting local homes inside and out for over 50 years? Hey, it's Dave Baker. I don't lose sleep worrying about bugs and critters because Breda has perfected protecting my home. Here's to another 50 years of bug beating, termite tossing, and critter kicking.
Breda, no need to be afraid of bugs.
It's your money. Get it sooner. All you need is direct deposit with a checking or savings account at Coosa Valley Credit Union. This is Andy Harris, president of Coosa Valley Credit Union. Not only can you get your money sooner, but we believe in kinder banking where you deal with real people in person. So come see us.
When it rains, it pours right into your crawl space, and that creates that musty smell and dangerous mold growth under your house. Meteorologist Christina Epworth here for American Crawl Space Solutions. Make the smell and the water go away and stop the water from coming back. Call American Crawl Space Solutions. They're experts at keeping your crawl space dry and preventing the mold from growing in your home. Give them a call today.
American Crawl Space Solutions. Foundations too.
Men, trouble in the bedroom? Not anymore. Priority Men's Medical Center restores your love life in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Priority Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Priority Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. You'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients get their testosterone checked free. Call 404-885-8885. 404-885-8885. To restore your love life in just one visit, call now. 404-885-8885.
Selling your home does not have to be a circus act. With Orchard, you can skip the juggling and get paid twice. Hey, it's Eric Von Hessler, and here's how it works. Orchard gives you cash up front from your current home so you can go ahead and buy your next place without waiting around. No juggling closings, no temporary rentals, no, hey mom, can I stay for a week situations. While you're moving into your new home, Orchard is behind the scenes getting your old one ready. Repairs, showings, even upgrades to bump up that sale price. And when it sells for more, like it usually does, you get that money too. So yeah, it's like getting paid twice. Once now, once later. And who doesn't want to be paid twice? Come on. We all love getting paid twice. Start with a free home valuation at Orchard.com. That's Orchard.com. No pressure, no catch, just a smarter way to move. That's Orchard.
Not everything in life comes with a guarantee, but for premium local farm fresh sod that comes with a 1-year guarantee, family owned and operated, NG Turf is the only grower to consider. NG Turf sells direct to homeowners. Get your sod from a certified turf professional at ngturf.com.
So here's a story, I guess is, the story is dated May 2nd. So maybe we were reporting on this last week. Maybe I didn't hear of it, but this is Runner's World. I may have gotten this month's edition a little bit late. I don't know.
Did you lapse in your subscription?
I'm a big
the mail's
lapse.
I didn't make that. That was not. It wasn't intentional.
Runner's World, of course, is the Bible for us runners.
Well, and you know too that the mail's been running late. John Ossoff's been trying to fix it.
I have.
I don't even understand. I'm sorry.
You will get your bills and junk mail on time from now on.
I wouldn't even notice if my snail mail showed up 2 days. I think if I check my mailbox once a week, it's only because I remember that the poor mail person. Maybe it's full and they don't have me. And I check. You know when I check my mail is the same time I take out my trash and recycling, so I can pull the stuff that's accumulated for a week in the mailbox, and I can stand over the recycling and get rid of like 95% of the mail and just keep the stuff that I'm going to take into the house. So I wouldn't even really notice. The mail's 2 days late. Okay, I didn't notice. 2,000 people ran the Atlanta Marathon. Then they found out it was 554 feet short.
That's so messed up. I feel so bad for them.
Because a lot of people who run the Atlanta Marathon, they want to get a certain time. If you get a certain time, then you can qualify to be in the Boston Marathon.
Correct.
So many people thought that they had a really good time that would get them in the Boston Marathon, and it turns out it won't, because something happened with some cones in the middle. They moved some cones in the middle of the marathon, and that added 36 to 87 seconds. Or it took off 36 to 87 seconds.
Which I feel like that measurement's unfair to take that off, because sometimes at the end of a race, you just don't know what kind of position. As a runner, you don't know what position you'll be in. That extra, 100 yards, 200 yards, you could be sprinting that way and cut it down significantly, or you could be so gassed that it might be the slowest part of your run.
Right, it's very hard. That's why it's very hard to figure out what. All I know is it's no longer considered an official race, because the Atlanta, what was the society behind this? The Atlanta Track, whatever.
The Atlanta Track Club's the big one behind it, but also Publix is big.
Well, they're a
My
sponsor.
mom was in that.
Oh, well, the Atlanta Track Club, they wait until after it's all over and everything has been done right, and then they get the authorization. They're not even going to try this time. So if you thought you qualified,
give them a mulligan.
Yeah, come on, give them a mulligan.
They didn't know.
Yeah,
Not their fault.
They didn't know.
Not their fault. Come on, Atlanta track people. We're supposed to be able to trust you to know how long a marathon is. For heaven's sake.
I get their emails, man. I love the Atlanta Track Club, but, man, there is a race, I feel like, every 2 weeks here in Atlanta. There's a 5K here, a 10K here.
I thought it was just the Peachtree thing.
Yeah, they do so many different. I'm like, I can't do a 5K that often.
Yeah, that's why I don't do them at all.
Yeah, there's just too many.
There's just too many. I don't want to just give myself then I choose one and the others feel as if I'm not.
And they feel bad. You're not there.
I'm not going to do that to people.
Right. You are still on the hook, by the way. You owe Clark Howard a 5K. You were supposed to do a 5K with.
He owes me a Tesla. All right.
If he gave you a Tesla, would you do a 5K?
If he gave it to me?
Yes. No
brand
taxes,
new?
just a, here you go.
Could I get like one of those cool bumper stickers that say, I bought this before Elon went crazy?
Well,
so
yeah.
people won't punch me when I get out of my Tesla?
Well, you order that when you know it's coming.
Government workers following me around, waiting until I stop at a parking lot so they could jump me.
Hey, it's Von Hassler.
It's
Get
Lon.
him.
It's Lon. They don't care if it's me. It's just a guy in a Tesla. That guy.
Well, now that you've dodged the question, would you run it, a 5K, or walk it if you got a free Tesla?
Yes.
Smart.
Oh, no. He,
Yes,
he doesn't get to walk it. He has to run it.
I mean, he'd have to walk it.
What do you want me to die? Is
can't
that what
run
you
it.
I have to die for it?
It's 3.1
No
miles. You're
training.
fine.
He would do mostly walking. Probably
I would do
all
most-
You got
Mostly
time to
walking.
train. You can start training right now.
Why would I want to train? I just want the Tesla. I'll just go out there. I'm going to walk for, it'll take me 5 hours to do this, and then I'll have a Tesla. I'll be miserable. I'll just be thinking in my mind, yeah, but when it's over, I'll have a free Tesla. And then government workers can beat me up in parking lots. It's going to be fantastic. This is all well worth it. Yeah, let's open What's the Buzz? I don't know how much we can get done here.
We'll do a little teaser.
What's the buzz? Tell me what's happening. What's the buzz? Tell me what's happening.
Not a new one.
Come on, Eric. Tell us what's happening.
Wait a second.
Oh, whoa, what happened
Yeah,
there?
come on, Eric.
What, hey.
Fade that out there,
whoa,
George,
hold
real
on.
quick.
So you got the new one. You just forgot to put it into the system.
I guess it didn't stick in the system here
It
because
didn't
there is a
stick.
new one.
It didn't stick.
What's the buzz? Tell me what's happening. What's the buzz? Tell me what's happening. What's the buzz? Tell me what's happening.
Come on, Jerry. Tell me what's happening.
Yeah, there we go.
I was good.
Why
No,
didn't
Not
stick?
bad.
I was going to judge you because I saw Ronnie here, and I thought, okay, Ronnie's here, Jared's here. If this doesn't happen, then I'm going to judge this Yamamoto harshly, and I will write him a strongly worded letter.
When we come back, Eric, tomorrow, Earth could be hit by a 600,000-mile wide birth wing solar eruption.
How
Get
wide
ready.
is it?
600,000 miles.
Oh, well. I don't know how
You should be
it's supposed to-
panicking.
Well,
Panic.
why?
It could
What am I
hit us
going to do?
tomorrow.
Is there anything I can do about it? Nah, we'll talk about it when we get back. Alex Williams is watching the brake lights battle through downtown.
Yeah, it is a tough one this afternoon, Eric. You're looking at about 40 minutes starting in Buckhead on 400 South from Lennox Road all the way down to I-20. 75 South is cooked out of Northwest Atlanta from Moores Mill Road all the way down through downtown with northbound delays from Highway 166 up past Freedom Parkway. Watching the ride northwest of town, it's Kobe
And
Dawkins.
75 northbound, you're on and off the brakes from the North 120 loop getting into Ackworth towards Highway 92 and also on Cobb Parkway northbound at Bells Ferry Road. Crash only leaving one turn lane open. And then plus in Cartersville, 75 southbound right at Main Street, exit 288. Crash remains. Left lane remains blocked. You're slow back to Highway 20. Triple team traffic, 95.5 WSB.
EMC Security.
Meet EMC Security's hero of the home.
After some break-ins in my neighborhood, it got me thinking about my family's security. A friend recommended EMC Security, so I called them. Now I have peace of mind that my family is safe without having to sign a long-term contract.
Way to go, Sarah. Be the hero of your home with no contracts, fast and reliable monitoring, and rates as low as $16.95.
EMC Security. Smart protection for a safer tomorrow.
Looking to get organized in style? The brand new Artisan Custom Closet showroom is now open near Trilla Studios in Fayetteville. Come experience the Artisan difference. Meet with a designer for your free consultation and start your custom project today. See more at artisancustomclosets.com.
At Kroger, we've lowered prices on over 1,000 items across our stores so you can save even more. Whether you're shopping in-store or online at Kroger, we've lowered prices on thousands of the items your family wants and needs. And with lower prices, your dollar goes further every time you shop with us. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Right now, fresh Heritage Farm bone-in chicken drumsticks or thighs are on sale. Just $1.49 a pound with your card. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
The wreck was bad. Dealing with insurance can be even worse. Smiling Mark McKay here for John Foy and Associates, the Strong Arm. If you've been injured, you need an experienced winning team. You need the Strong Arm. Pay nothing up front and get your free case evaluation at johnfoy.com.
You still want a new deck on your house, but you think you may have missed a deck building window? Well, You're wrong. Dave Baker here. At Ben Hill Renovations, deck building goes on year-round. Whether your existing deck is old, rotting, and unsafe, or you just want to upgrade your outdoor living space, now is the perfect time to get the ball rolling. Check out their new website at bhrenovations.com. Better yet, go to their showroom, speak with the designer, and see all that they have to offer up close. Ben Hill Renovations, creating raving fans since 1964.
Rates are up, rates are down. Every day it's something different. If you're curious about what's going on and when the best time will be to buy or refinance your home, call the experts I trust at Myland. This is Scott Slade. There's a reason the guys and gals at Myland are able to close loans that other local banks just can't. The folks at Myland are local and somebody you can trust to make sure you get the best loan for your needs at the best rate. You don't have to take my word for it. Here are lines from some recent testimonials. Myland kept me up to date and informed with every step of the way. They make you feel like you're one of the most important clients they have. Myland specializes in home financing, and they've seen it all. So whether you want to access the equity in your home to pay for other debts, buy a new home, or anything else, Myland is the place to call. 770-817-2000. That's 770-817-2000. Or online, it's myland.com. Spelled it M-I-L-E-N-D. NMLS and Georgia Mortgage License C148769. Myland's located at 8995 Westside Parkway, Alpharetta, Georgia 30009. Myland is an equal housing lender.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather,
traffic.
95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's news and talk.
At 4:30, I'm Bill Caiaccio. News sponsored by D. Geller and Son Jewelers. Our top local story: the superintendent of Fulton County Schools sounds the alarm about the district's financial future.
Fulton County Schools have already taken steps to cut costs, like closing schools and redistricting. But Superintendent Mike Looney says, despite that,
without mixing words, we're on a collision course to insolvency unless we cut expenses, raise revenue, or some combination of both.
He says in the next 4 to 5 years, the district will be faced with the most difficult financial challenges that they've had in a very long time. Sabrina Cupid, 95.5 WSB.
85 degrees in Atlanta, close to 90 tomorrow. Meteorologist Christina Edwards has Atlanta's most accurate and dependable forecast coming up. More than 24 members of the Sex Money Murder Gang are arrested in Georgia and 7 other states.
These 30 individuals are facing charges including racketeering conspiracy, murder in aid of racketeering, conspiracy to commit murder in aid of racketeering, use of a firearm resulting in death, drug conspiracy, and wire fraud conspiracy.
David Jaffe with the Department of Justice Criminal Division says the alleged gang members are accused of stealing over $800,000 in COVID relief money, and a teen was murdered because he wanted to leave the gang. The Supreme Court hears arguments today over President Trump's order ending birthright citizenship. At issue is whether 3 lower courts have the authority to block Trump's order nationwide or just in the 22 states that have challenged the order. Former federal prosecutor Lori Levinson explains one argument.
During the argument, at least Justice Sotomayor thought that the executive order by President Trump banning birthright citizenship was so blatantly unconstitutional that the court should not hesitate to allow nationwide injunction.
A decision could come at the end of June. Now, a WSB Money update. Price hikes are coming at Walmart because of tariffs, and it may stay that way for a while.
Even with recent movement and tariffs against China and the UK, the world's largest retailer says it will raise prices by the end of the month. And WSB consumer advisor Clark Howard says even if more deals are reached, pre-tariff prices could be hard to come by.
Once they bumped up their prices, they're very reluctant to give up those higher prices. And if their costs go down, they try to seize more markup.
He expects other major retailers to follow suit and raise prices while also reducing the number of items they place on sale. Austin Eller, 95.5 WSB.
Atlanta-based Delta Airlines makes a big change as it caters to customers who are willing to pay more.
Starting October 1st, Delta will stop selling tickets under the Basic Economy label. It did so to compete with low-cost competitors like Spirit and Frontier, but instead, the airline is reorganizing its fare structure aimed at giving higher-paying passengers more options in each section of the plane, like assigned seating, the ability to change flights, or accruing loyalty benefits. Delta says it'll still offer low-cost fares as a subcategory of its Delta Main tickets. I'm Bloomberg's Tom Busby for 95.5 WSB.
A happy ending in the search for a Georgia woman missing for nearly 3 weeks in the Sierra Nevada mountains in California. Tiffany Slayton was found Wednesday just before her 28th birthday. She disappeared April 24th. Slayton was discovered in a cabin after the owner left the door unlocked for hikers seeking shelter. Swifties are in federal court in Los Angeles today as they continue to fight Ticketmaster over the high price for tickets for Taylor Swift's Eras Tour.
Live entertainment should be for everyone and not just the privileged few.
Lead plaintiff Julie Barthas says is among the more than 350 Swift fans from across the country making claims of fraud, antitrust violations, negligence, breach of contract, and fraudulent misrepresentation. Big upgrades are coming to Georgia Tech's Bobby Dodd Stadium. The Board of Regents approves a $70 million renovation project. It includes new premium seating on the west side and chairback seats to the entire east and west sidelines. New video boards will be added as well. The work is scheduled to begin at the end of the 2026 football season and should be finished by the start of the 27 season. It is 4:34. Time for live team coverage of traffic and weather. Triple Team Traffic begins with Alex Williams.
Brand new trouble heading between Marietta and Kennesaw. Stalled Big Rig 75 northbound before 575 exit number 268. It's in the second left lane. That's just going to add to what's already becoming a slow ride up through Marietta, starting back around Delk Road 400 northbound. I'm seeing it's getting slower out of Sandy Springs from 285 up toward Northridge exit 6. A few more brake lights in Alpharetta from Haynesbridge Road up to Old Milton Parkway. 85 northbound bunched in from Chamblee Tucker Road to Jimmy Carter Boulevard. And then just sluggish 85 northbound north of Highway 316 as you head up to 985 in Suwanee. Checking I-75 south of the city, it's Kobe Dawkins.
And 75 northbound, you're slow moving through McDonough, starting before Highway 155 to Jodico Road. And southbound rides, you're on and off the brakes from I-675 to Highway 2081. From the Cool Ray Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
I'm WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards. Partly cloudy and warm for this evening. Overnight lows in the mid-60s. Tomorrow, a mix of sun and clouds, highs in the upper 80s to low 90s. Watching for heavy rain and thunderstorms early Saturday morning, then cloudy in the afternoon, high 85.
84 in Johns Creek, 84 in Mableton, it's 86 in Stockbridge. More news at 5 o'clock, breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
Mega firms send a paralegal, Steelhorse sends a lawyer. SteelhorseLaw.com.
Comcast Business is celebrating Small Business Month by giving you a $1,000 small business bonus when you switch to a qualifying gig speed package from the company with over 99.99% network reliability. Just imagine the thousands of possibilities of a $1,000 prepaid card. Like possibility number 1, company merch for staff. Styling. Or possibility number 24, the latest software. Upgrade. Or possibility number 192, new equipment powered by gig speeds. Or possibility number 555, a 3D printer. Rapid prototyping, anyone? Switch to Comcast Business for over 99.99% network reliability, advanced cybersecurity, and now get started with a $1,000 small business bonus. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
In 62225, new customers only with 2-year agreement. Other restrictions apply.
This is Scott Slade. Nothing takes the place of time when it comes to spotting problems with your health, especially cancer. The earlier, the better. Like me. My doctor saw one lab work number that led to a diagnosis early enough, so I still had options. That's where virtual imaging comes in. They've got the best CT imaging in the Southeast with 98% accuracy and low radiation. Virtual Imaging's LD CT whole body scan can be invaluable, giving you time and options for early treatment. They can detect tumors as early as precancerous virtually anywhere in your body, and aneurysms you may not even know are there. For a limited time, Virtual Imaging is offering their LDCT body scan for only $995 per scan. That's a $2,495 value. Now, appointments must be scheduled in May. There are a limited number of scans available at this price, so a few minimum requirements may apply. Don't put this off. I've done it. Call 404-678-SCAN. That's 404-678-SCAN. Or make an appointment by visiting their website at virtualimagingatl.com.
All right, Jared Yamamoto, before we get to that What's the Buzz headline, I do want to say I'm a little worried about myself because I'm developing a 1 Snickers bar a day habit. Suddenly I've found that I find, and I know that's not good. I'm being so good in other areas, And, I don't know.
Yeah.
RFK-JR?
Allow me to interject.
I know you worry about people like me. I shouldn't be eating a Snickers bar every day, should I?
At your age, and I don't even think children should be eating them, but at your age, definitely don't. But I can suggest an alternative.
Something that maybe when next time I want a Snickers bar, I would reach for something maybe that's a little better. But
yes, and these
would
are
fill that.
available on Amazon or from their website. It's called the Crickers Bar.
What? I got a feeling I kind of
Now
know.
you're gonna love it. It's like a Snickers bar that has nuts in it, but it's spinach, nougat, pumpkin, and date energy bar. Instead of chocolate, it's coated with creamed cricket puree.
See, that's not all.
And it's still
Eric,
has,
you gotta try it.
No, see, he's trying to sell me. I'm not even going to notice the difference.
you won't.
I think I
You
will.
can eat a cricket and it does not taste good, but
yeah.
But the dried ones, and if they're creamed, they're tasty, and it still has the veins on top. Like
that
a
makes it
Snickers.
better. Oh, you still have those.
The veins.
Cricket veins.
I guess.
No,
I've never heard that. I've never
They
heard that
look
little
like
thing.
veins,
The chocolate.
I've never known anyone refer to that as a vein before.
Well,
it's a vaguely erotic kind of.
It resembles something.
And that's still there in my cricket bar.
Well, you can't. That's the part that you don't want to remove because it looks like a Snickers, but you don't want to eat a Snickers.
Yeah. The truth is, they're all terrible. Like everybody eats
Not
those
the
kind.
Crickers.
No, I don't know about the Crickers, but
You
the
my little Trader Joe's?
Yeah, the kind bars. They're just.
You
as
look
bad
at the
as-
ingredients in that.
It's all sugar all the
granola
time.
bar. It's rolled
Oh, it's a
granola.
granola bar.
There's
full
a lot-
of sugar.
honey, right?
Rolled into sugar and honey and.
Read the ingredients.
Oh, that's good sugar.
I can't even say the first one. Oligo
Why,
fructose.
FCC?
If you can't say it, it's not healthy.
Exactly.
Oligo fructose.
You know what? That sounds like an ignorant thing to say, but it is probably way more often
Yeah.
true than false.
Yeah,
Ox dilly money ala honey hung.
but see, it makes me feel good. It's like a placebo, right?
Well, okay.
It makes me
Paid
feel
twice
like
as
I'm-
much for that than
RFK-JR, is it okay if it just makes him feel good like he's doing
No,
something?
the placebo effect is not as good. Like if you were telling somebody that you were gonna shoot them up with heroin, but it's like saline, they would still get high.
Now, RFK Jr., what are you saying yesterday?
I don't think people should be taking advice, medical advice from me.
This is dietary advice, and I'm not a licensed dietitian. Neither is Dr. Joe, and you have him in here every week, or he might be. I don't
He's
know.
licensed
He's
to
a
say
he could crack your back.
Unlike apparently the lady that they want to be the Surgeon General that's splitting Maha apart. Apparently, she didn't finish medical school.
Well, as
And
long as
she hasn't
she
been
knows.
licensed in a while.
Oh, so she's board eligible.
If
She's
she's
board
board
eligible.
eligible,
Okay,
she'll be
funny.
fine.
I forgot.
His
She's
excuse was that she went into academia instead.
Yeah. Well, she said that she got out of it because she didn't like the ethics of it or whatever. I don't know. She only had like 6 months. Maybe she didn't think. I don't know. I don't know, and I don't care, because here's a little something I'm going to tell you that the Surgeon General could be Mickey Mouse. Who cares? They have no authority. They have no. It's like the poet.
The last
laureate.
one
It's like the
did.
poet laureate. Tell me who the poet laureate is. Who was the last one?
She's
I don't
a little
know.
girl.
Okay. What have you read her poetry?
No.
Neither has anybody else. The Surgeon General's job is to go, hey, you ought to worry about this. That's it. No ability to get laws passed, nothing.
Ada Limon.
How old is she?
Well, this one's an older lady.
Okay. And what's her big poem? What's she do? Howl 2?
One fish, two fish, red fish, blue fish.
Was that her? Because let me tell you.
Yeah, I think so.
That has lasted.
Doesn't say much about her poetry. It just says who she is.
Okay. Well, if she's a poet, you'd think that her poetry would come up. But
You
hey,
think
listen,
we would?
maybe she's fantastic. I haven't read her poetry. I'm not going to down somebody. I haven't
Yeah,
read her poetry.
exactly. You don't know.
I'm saying is
Could be the best.
fact that she's the poet laureate is going to have zero effect on the literary life of this country while she's the poet laureate. It's zero effect.
Her book is called Sharks. Her third book is called Sharks in the Rivers.
Oh, so she's some sort of river person.
In the Praise of Mystery, a poem for Europa. Yeah, she lives by a river.
Is that? Listen, I'm not going to doubt. She may be one of the greatest writers ever.
Maybe she was born on the bayou.
My point is, whether she was born on the bayou or she's the greatest poet of all time, she will have zero effect on the literary life of the United States of America, as is true about all poet laureates. Surgeons General, thank you, I can say it properly, Surgeons General, have no effect. Now, C. Everett Koop did, because Reagan wouldn't mention AIDS, and he was the Surgeon General at the time, and he insisted that they send a mailer out talking about AIDS to everybody. So that was a little bit of a story. But really, that's it. C. Everett Koop.
He had a commercial. They did a PSA.
Did a PSA, and they also sent something to every household in America talking about it, explaining it. And that's it. That's the only thing a Surgeon General has ever done in the history of Surgeons General. And I would imagine that didn't even exist until like the 50s or 60s or something in the country.
The Poet Laureate?
Any of them. The Poet Laureate might have been a little bit early. Surgeon General, when did that come online?
Let's see.
Right, 'cause I think the first thing is the Surgeon General's warning on cigarettes.
Yes.
That's the first thing that I remember.
Man.
What?
I'm just trying to find out. They had consultants in poetry up until the mid-'80s. The first one was 1937.
Well, yeah, because I know, wasn't Robert Frost one? Or not Robert Frost. Somebody in the 60s around Kennedy who was famous.
The first Surgeon General was 1871.
Really?
John Woodward.
Yeah, that guy. What do we have? Is there even a hospital wing named after this guy anywhere in America? Does anybody even remember?
Maybe in Maine. He's from Maine.
Yeah,
so
probably. I'm sure there's a town
or
with
a
a
road.
statue. Is there a statue we haven't torn down yet?
Was he a colonizer?
How do you think he got the job?
Okay.
For heaven's sakes. So it really doesn't matter, is my point. And we should get to this story I don't want to tease it twice.
That's a big deal.
I understand, but the story, the What's the Buzz story that we
So
already
on
teased.
Tuesday, astronomers watched as a vast bird wing eruption sent waves of superheated plasma surging across the sun's northern hemisphere. At over 600,000 miles long, the filament of solar material was more than twice as long as the distance between Earth and the moon. And scientists predict that part of this filament could hit Earth tomorrow.
Wait a minute, they're predicting that it could, or they're predicting that it will?
Could.
Wouldn't we know exactly the path of it? I mean, it's just basically at this point a frequency flying through space. Wouldn't we know exactly where? These are stories that there's no sense even knowing this. Like, what am I going to do?
My phone's
stay in
messing
my
up.
basement. Hey, I'm going to do the show from home tomorrow because
the plasma cloud is on its way.
Yeah, it's on its way, and it could hit us, and
It might turn our skin inside out.
Yeah,
We don't know.
or not. It might end the world or not. What am I supposed? Give me something. Tell me that something is imminent when and if it's going to be negative, it's going to be bad, or it could be. Only tell me if there's something I can do to mitigate it. Don't tell me. Otherwise, if there's just like a thing coming and they know it's going to hit us in 5 days and there's nothing we can do about it, don't tell me. Don't tell anybody. There's no reason to know.
Right.
What are we going to do?
In a post on X, Aurora chaser June Aktivov. I think
Okay,
I
she's
say her
an
name.
Aurora chaser.
She's an
We
Aurora
act like
chaser.
that's some sort of degree
This is
program.
a big deal. She predicted that the full force of this eruption could trigger a severe or even extreme geomagnetic storm, the highest level on the official rating system. So,
And what does that mean?
Well, it means it could mess up their telecommunications.
radio
and
could mess
everything.
up phones.
Well, I had seen that there is unusual. I don't know about
Oh
unusual.
gosh, my internet's not working, guys. Tomorrow, I don't.
Yeah, there's
weird.
more. There's a lot of stuff going on with the sun right now, and they're wondering. Like, remember that outage in Europe?
Yes, in Spain.
Now, a lot of they're looking at terrorism. There wasn't a test run, but another thing they're looking at is, was that caused by the sun? Because there is a lot of activity on the sun right now. This being another example.
I blame Putin. Putin's messing with the sun.
Listen, I'll tell you what I blame is the sun, and I got news for you. It's bigger than us, and if it decides it doesn't want us around anymore, there's not a damn thing in the world we can do about it. So I
We
go
can
with,
nuke the sun.
No, yeah, let's nuke the sun.
Do it at night so it doesn't see us coming.
That's right. When it's sleeping. Alex Williams says there's big rig trouble on 75 in Marietta.
Yeah, it is a stalled one, Eric. A big white big rig here, 75 northbound between Highway 5 and I-575. It's in the second left lane there in Marietta, putting extra pressure on the ride back toward Delk Road. We've also been dealing with a crash blocking most of Cobb Parkway, Highway 41 northbound at Bells Ferry Road. You're seeing delays with that one, stretching back to Allgood Road. Better news in Bartow County, Cartersville area. Crash cleared out of the left lane, 75 southbound at Main Street, exit number 288. And it has not been fun this afternoon through downtown, Kobe Dawkins.
No, it's very slow. 75-85 northbound. Heavy volume starting at Highway 166, getting past Spring Street. 75 south, those delays building back to Moores Mill Road. 85 southbound, brake lights packing in at the George 400 merge, both getting to I-20. From the Coolray Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
When the news matters to you.
Massive project at 285 and Georgia 400 has been a big improvement.
95.5 WSB has you covered.
The latest incident comes when a SWAT team is called after a suspect.
Your 24/7 news
They
source.
had no ties to a gang.
When you need the story, all you need to do is listen. 95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's breaking news station.
Don't let pneumococcal pneumonia break your stride. If you're 50 or older, you're at increased risk. So be proactive with Capvaxive pneumococcal 21-valent conjugate vaccine to help protect against invasive pneumococcal disease and pneumonia caused by certain types of pneumococcal bacteria. Capvaxive helps protect against the strains of bacteria that cause about 30% more IPD cases than any other pneumococcal conjugate vaccine in adults over 50, according to national-level CDC stats. Regional variations may exist. Don't get Capvaxive if you're allergic to the vaccine or its ingredients. Tell your doctor if you have a weakened immune system. Common side effects include injection site reactions, feeling tired, headache, muscle aches, and fever. Capvaxive does not protect against all strains. For more information, call 1-800-927-8888 or visit capvaxive.com. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about Capvaxive. Need help paying for your Merck vaccine? Visit merckhelps.com. Sponsored by Merck.
When my grandfather, Jim Ellis, started our business in 1971, he knew it would be difficult to please every customer. However, that didn't stop him from trying. Hi, I'm Stacy Ellis, Vice President of the Jim Ellis Automotive Group. For over 50 years, we've built our reputation on honesty, effort, and doing what's best for our customers. That means transparent pricing and a commitment to making your car buying experience quick, easy, and convenient. We work hard to help you find the right car at the right price with a shopping experience designed around you, whether you shop in person or online at jimellis.com. Are we perfect? No. Sometimes things don't go as smoothly as we hope. Maybe there's a miscommunication or an unforeseen hiccup. We get it. When that happens, we don't make excuses, we work to make it right. That's why last year we earned nearly 14,000 positive reviews from customers who trust us to do the right thing. When you're ready for your next vehicle, trust the name that's been doing right by customers for more than 50 years. Jim Ellis Automotive, where you can always expect the best. For many women in our community, support for our physical and mental health feels out of reach.
When your workday is long.
And your budget is tight.
When your village is busy.
And the road between home and help is a 6-lane highway with no crosswalk.
Northside Hospital believes women deserve better.
Northside is rolling up our sleeves and getting to work.
We got your house call.
Heard.
Learn more at northside.com/heard. You should never need financing for a simple garage door repair, but it's happening here. Out-of-town companies have invaded Atlanta for a cash grab, charging outrageous prices. Hi, I'm Dan Watkins, owner of All Four Seasons Garage, Entry Doors, and Windows. Stay local and stay on budget for every opening of your home. All Four Seasons, trusted in Atlanta for over 25 years, exceptional customer service, and fair, honest pricing. When trust matters, trust us. All the number 4 Seasons Garages.
Seems everything costs more these days. Gas, groceries, and when's the last time you checked your wireless bill? When it comes to Big Wireless, if you're staying, you may be overpaying. Switch to Consumer Cellular and get your second month free for a limited time. You'll get the same fast, reliable nationwide coverage without the big wireless bill. Plans start at just $20 a month. Here's Veronica and Jackie, real customers.
I didn't know that I could get something for a lot less money that was actually better than who I was with before.
Anytime anybody complains about their cell phone bill, we say, you've got to check out Consumer Cellular.
And now for a limited time, new customers can get their second month free when they use promo code SECONDFREE. Just call, click, or bring us your bill and see how much you can save. Because when it comes to Big Wireless, if you're staying, you may be overpaying. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit a store near you, or consumercellular.com and use code SECONDFREE to get a free second month. Real people pay to share their opinions in this ad. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
All right, Yamamoto, what's the buzz? Tell us what's happening.
58-year-old Salma Hayek stuns as cover of Sports Illustrated Swimsuit 2025 edition.
Can we stop with this already? Just stop with the Sports Illustrated swimsuit thing. Stop with the beauty pageants. It's 2025. Beauty pageants are not empowering. That's just a word you latched onto because you're invested and you'll lose what you've lived your life for because your life's all about putting on beauty pageants. Beauty pageants aren't empowering. Sports Illustrated is not empowering. Sports Illustrated swimsuit edition comes from a time when we weren't all 2 clicks away from gynecology 24 hours a day. Sports Illustrated, this is the way that it worked before the internet. Dad already had us. Dad loves sports. Mom's not going to let Dad have a Playboy subscription, but Dad loves sports. Dad has a subscription to Sports Illustrated. And this is the one naughty thing that Mom allows to be, because he's already got the subscription, and, you know, it's a weekly magazine, and almost always it's just about sports, and he's reading about Michael Jordan again or whatever, because that's what men do. That's what Dad does. And it was like a time when it was okay to, I'm going to let him ogle. And that's what it was. It was not for empowerment.
It was a cheat month.
It was a cheat month. It was like, oh, he can watch women in really teeny bikinis who are stunningly beautiful. And then because things changed, then it became more about like, oh, she's 73 and doesn't she look great in a bikini?
Yeah, it wasn't Martha Stewart, I believe, was the cover last year.
Exactly. I got nothing against people. But it's become this. Once the bikini edition of a magazine is now about empowerment, it's lost the thread. It was there for the thing you don't like anymore. So just get rid of it. What you don't want to hear is that it was there for one reason. Dad could ogle. Dad was allowed to ogle. And he wasn't ogling women who are healthy at any size or women who are older than his wife. That wasn't happening. I'm not arguing that we should go back to it being that way. I'm arguing some things are just anachronistic. Beauty queens and beauty pageants and the Sports Illustrated swimsuit edition. If it's 2025 and for the most part we don't think like that anymore, just end it. Traditions don't just have to go on and on. Oh, well, this tradition is not liked by a lot of people anymore. Well, let's just change what it's about. So beauty pageants aren't about ogling beautiful young women? No. No, they're about celebrating the CEOs of the future, Eric. That's what it's all. Yeah, but they look pretty hot. No, shut up.
Yeah. They also put multiple models in them now, too. So, like last year, Martha Stewart, I believe, was the cover. And then on the second page, it was Brittany Mahomes.
Well, they always have.
Yeah, they always used to have, you know.
Oh, they had multiple.
You'd have
always.
the cover, the person on the cover. The person on the cover used to be like Christy Brinkley in her prime in like 1986, 85. So it's just, I just get annoyed. If society has decided, and it's not even a matter of society deciding. Anytime Mom goes to the store for milk, Dad can go to the computer and ogle until Mom gets. It's just not necessary anymore.
He could do it while he's driving on his phone.
And the headline said she stuns. It's like that's an editorial opinion. You shouldn't be turned off because she's 58, and maybe that's true, but it's not what swimsuit editions were about. That's it. When slightly sexy things now start sounding like politicians giving a speech on the floor of the House, there's no sexy left anymore.
Well, that's not sexy.
No, you're back to that lady at the. I always see it's like she's like in her 60s with the purple hair.
Blue.
Is it blue hair?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What's going on with this lady? I have no idea. And the glasses. I love that we do get to that age. I know where it's like, let me have some big, crazy-looking glasses. That will keep people from looking at my aging face.
That's Rosa DeLauro.
She had all that 30 years ago.
Oh, she was always the
I
blue
think she's
hair
always
lady.
been the weird lady. Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to go with J.D. Vance, but if there's any cat ladies up there, have you seen her glasses? Oh, you want to give stuff away? Is that
I'm
it?
feeling generous. Why not?
All right, well, let's give away 2 tickets to see Bryan Adams on Thursday, November 6th at Gas South Arena. Be caller number 10 to 404-872-0750. Tickets go on sale tomorrow, Friday at 10 a.m. at Ticketmaster.com. Alex Williams says the ride is slow through the work zone on I-20 in DeKalb.
Yeah, jammed up 20 eastbound from 285 out to Panola Road. Brand new travel advisory on the West Freeway. Crash 2 left lanes, 20 eastbound at 285. Go ahead and use Highway 78. Traffic brought to you by Reliable Heating and Air. Stop paying for expensive heating and air repairs or home warranties. Get Reliable Protection Plan for just $14.99 a month and enjoy 100% parts and labor coverage on any age, system, make, or model. Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
You still want a new deck on your house, but you think you may have missed a deck building window? Well, you're wrong. Dave Baker here for Ben Hill Renovations, my deck experts. What makes them my experts? Well, for starters, when you have Ben Hill Renovations upgrading your outdoor living space, you're dealing with professionals. You have a company building to code, current and future. You have a company pulling permits when needed, with a dedicated project manager for every job, superior craftsmanship from over 60 plus years of experience, and all backed by their workmanship warranty. Whether you want a screened-in porch, an outdoor living area, a multi-story wraparound deck, or just a simple deck with a set of stairs, Ben Hill Renovations has you covered. Plus, they offer multiple financing options, up to 18 months, no interest with affordable monthly payments. Check out their new website at bhrenovations.com and set up an appointment, or visit their showroom and speak with a designer. You won't be disappointed. Ben Hill Renovations, creating raving fans since 1964.
Don't let pneumococcal pneumonia break your stride. If you're 50 or older, you're at increased risk. So be proactive with Capvaxive pneumococcal 21-valent conjugate vaccine to help protect against invasive pneumococcal disease and pneumonia caused by certain types of pneumococcal bacteria. Capvaxive helps protect against the strains of bacteria that cause about 30% more IPD cases than any other pneumococcal conjugate vaccine in adults over 50, according to national-level CDC stats. Regional variations may exist. Don't get Capvaxive if you're allergic to the vaccine or its ingredients. Tell your doctor if you have a weakened immune system. Common side effects include injection site reactions, feeling tired, headache, muscle aches, and fever. Capvaxive does not protect against all strains. For more information, call 1-800-927-8888 or visit capvaxive.com. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about Capvaxive. Need help paying for your Merck vaccine? Visit merckhelps.com. Sponsored by Merck.
News, weather,
traffic.
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
At 5 o'clock, I'm Bill Caiaccio. News sponsored by QC Kinetics. Our top story, more than 24 members of a dangerous gang operating in Georgia and several other states now face federal charges.
The racketeering indictment paints a picture of a gang quite literally in the business of crime, says the FBI's Brian Osden.
Held board meetings and conference calls to organize itself and commit crimes ranging from murder to fraud to drug distribution.
The DOJ's David Jaffe details behind bars attacks on fellow sex money murder members accused of rule violations, the execution of a teen who wanted to leave the gang, and financial crimes.
Sophisticated fraud that targeted federal COVID-19 relief programs, resulting in an intended loss of over $850,000.
Jaffe believes indicting 30 members should impact this gang's abilities. Veronica Waters, 95.5 WSB.
87 degrees in Atlanta. We could get close to a record high tomorrow. When is the next rain chance? Meteorologist Christina Edwards has Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast coming up. Happening now, a search for a missing man near Lake Lanier in Forsyth County. 43-year-old Dustin Valencia was last seen Wednesday. His last known location was south of Buford Dam Road. His car was found parked in Little Ridge Park. The Forsyth County Sheriff's Office says he may have gone kayaking. The area around the park has been searched on foot. Deputies are also using drones and boats in their search. A dire warning from the superintendent of Fulton County Schools.
We are going to be faced with, in the next 4 to 5 years, perhaps the most difficult financial challenges that this district has had in a long time.
Superintendent Mike Looney says the district is on a collision course to insolvency unless they cut expenses, raise revenue, or some combination of both. School Board President Kristen McCabe says the board made tough decisions this year, including school closures and redistricting. Mail delays remain a big problem in Georgia.
When it comes to 2-day and 3-day mail delivery service in Georgia, we're right there with Alabama, Louisiana, Mississippi, and Ohio, below the national average.
Well, it is totally unacceptable, and there has to be major improvements in that. I think there's going to take the Postal Service to look at and I hate to say this, but a major revision of their business model at this point.
Georgia Congressman Barry Loudermilk. The upside is that the on-time mail delivery in the metro Atlanta area has improved from last year. Daphne Young, 95.5 WSB.
It takes a Gwinnett County jury just 35 minutes to convict a man in the sexual assault of a woman in Gwinnett County in 2022. 53-year-old Christopher Clamp of Auburn is sentenced to life plus 90 years in prison. Gwinnett County District Attorney Patsy Austin Gatson tells us there was emotional testimony from the victim.
Her impact statement was so powerful, where she talked about how she just feels like she's a shadow of herself.
Clamp sexually assaulted the woman after forcing his way into her home, beating her, and holding her against her will for 2 days. A police officer is injured and a driver arrested after a crash in a work zone on I-20 in DeKalb County.
DeKalb police respond to reports of a wreck in the eastbound lanes of I-20 near Wesley Chapel Road.
On arrival, investigators learned an off-duty officer from another agency had been working a part-time job in a work zone when another driver hit his patrol car.
Blaine Clark with DeKalb police says the officer was injured and taken to the hospital. The driver now in custody, charged with DUI. The injured officer was there as protection for DOT work crews. Graham Carroll, 95.5 WSB.
Repair work on a busy road in downtown Atlanta could take several more days after a sinkhole opens up. Atlanta Watershed Management says pavement on Shirley Franklin Boulevard collapsed due to work from a private contractor. They were excavating on the block next to it, and that caused an abandoned line to fill with water, made worse by the recent rains. Crews are now capping the line and anticipate traffic patterns will return to normal by the weekend. It is 5:04. The Von Hessler Doctrine continues in less than 2 minutes. Right now, live team coverage of traffic and weather. Triple team traffic begins with Alex Williams.
Travel advisory inbound on the West Freeway. Crash 2 left lanes. I-20 eastbound at 285 exit 51. Already stacked up heavy back to Riverside Parkway. Those delays are only going to get worse until they clear this. Highway 78 will get you around it. Westbound just sluggish through West Atlanta out of Lithia Springs. Heads up, traffic lights are stuck on red in Douglas County on Thornton Road at Douglas Hill Road. Treat that as a 4-way stop. Crews are on scene working on that. I think we got some better news on I-75 in Cobb County. Kobe Dawkins.
Oh, yeah. 75 northbound right before I-575 exit 268. Stalled. Big rig moved off to the left, so all lanes are back open. However, on Cobb Parkway northbound right at Bells Ferry Road, crash knocking out all lanes except for one turning lane. Seeing tough delays back to All Good Road. From the Coolray Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
Now Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast, sponsored by Shoemate, the official air conditioning of Atlanta. Here's meteorologist Christina Edwards.
Partly cloudy and staying warm for this evening. Sunset around 8:30. Temperatures will be in the low 80s at that time, settling into the mid-60s for tomorrow morning. Tomorrow afternoon, partly cloudy with highs in the upper 80s to low 90s. The record high for tomorrow is 91 degrees, set back in 1962. Watching for a line of heavy rain and thunderstorms for early Saturday morning, then drying out in the afternoon, high 85. Sunday, mostly cloudy with scattered rain showers and thunderstorms, high 86. Monday, mostly cloudy with scattered storms, high 87.
It's 87 now in Stone Mountain, 86 in East Point, 83 in Canton. More news at 5:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
Hour 3 of the Von Hessler Doctrine begins right now with a hearty congratulations to Joey Hurd of Lawrenceville. Won 2 tickets to see Bryan Adams on Thursday, November 6th at Gas South Arena. Tickets go on sale Friday at 10 a.m. at Ticketmaster.com. Plus, third hour equals 5 o'clock hour equals keyword hour. This hour's keyword for the WSB 5K a day bonus blitz is gift. G-I-F-T. Gift. Go to the WSB Radio app or WSBRadio.com/cash for your chance to win. Again, that keyword is G-I-F-T, gift. So if you want to get in to possibly win $1,000, that's the way you do it. And speaking of doing things, George Clark, I see that you're doing something else, and I don't want to take you by surprise, but I want to say, let's do this. And I don't even know if he can hear me. He appears to not be able to hear me at this point. So
I don't need a sounder.
You don't need a sounder? I was going to say, let's do this.
Hi, this is Paul Stanley, and this is Paul Stanley's Music News on the Von Hessler Doctrine.
First, let's take care of some business here. My lawyers
look at Section 7C.
They would like me to let the audience know that this, in fact, is Paul Entertainment News International Stanley. How are you, Paul? Entertainment News International, Stanley.
I'm doing quite well. I love the city. It's warm. It stopped raining. I love it. I just love Atlanta. I love coming.
You ride your bike from Los Angeles to Atlanta every time you do.
Well, that would take a long time.
Yes, it would.
So what I do is I put the bike on the airplane,
and then
I ride up on the Beltline from the airport
Oh,
to
look
the
at
middle of the city.
Very nice.
Now, are you here for the Breakaway Festival this weekend, or are you here for Virginia High Porch Fest? Which one are you here for?
I'm here to do this.
How do they fit all those people on one porch? I think it's worth going down and just checking that out.
For real. I hope
An
they're
entire
bonded.
festival.
I hope they're bonded.
Yeah, don't tell the fire marshal.
Yeah, that's way too many people for one porch. I hope it's not up. I hope it's not an elevated porch. I hope it's on the ground with
I
all
hope
those
so,
people.
too.
It's a very sturdy porch.
Call it Slab Fest.
It should be Slab Fest.
Yeah, that way you at least know it's on the ground.
If you're not going to tell us about festivals and such, you must have real music news.
I
Paul.
do.
Entertainment News International Stanley.
Well, I mean, Grizz and Flip and all
Who
that crap.
cares? Everybody,
Right.
except for this guy over here, everybody hates Skrillex. So just
How dare
don't worry
you.
about it. That's what I keep hearing. Everybody hates Skrillex.
Well,
That's what I keep hearing.
Breakaway's got Illenium's coming in town. You've got
Don't
Chris
know who that
Lake,
is. Don't know who that
and
is.
you've got
Don't
Zed.
know. I
Zed.
don't know who that is.
Oh, that's right, Zed.
Zed's coming to town.
Why doesn't he just call himself Z? In this country, we say Z.
They must clean up, though, man. This is just
You
one
mean
person.
with the women?
No, well, that of course, but I'm just saying that when you have bands and stuff, you got to pay everybody. The keyboard player's having sex with the guitar player's wife. It's very ugly.
Your drummer won't carry your equipment.
That's right. The drummer's
The lazy
drunk.
guitarist.
Yeah, all of that. And these guys, and plus you got to split the money with them. These guys stand up there in front of a laptop in front of like 20,000 paying people, and it's just they've already. My
Well, they
guess
got a
is
pyro-
my guess is the laptop's already paid for, so it's just them.
You do have a lot of pyrotechnics, a lot of lights
All
that
right.
go into it.
Okay,
Maybe
but-
they used a firm to pay for the laptop.
Maybe they did. Maybe it's the guy just shows up.
Yeah.
And
They do have to bring their own DJ turntables with them too. A lot of
Yeah.
them have different styles. Some of them have like the Pioneer DJs.
what they don't have to do is try to
Oh my
find
God.
where's the guitarist 10 minutes before the show, and he's in some crack house somewhere.
Yeah, the turntables aren't snorting lines off of a lady's
Yeah.
stomach.
So what I'm saying is, it's a smart if you can do it, and it's just you. And okay, all right, you got a pyro show. Okay, you got a little bit of overhead, but you don't have to pay like backup singers and
No.
Yeah, how much do all those dancers cost that all these people?
Oh,
are
it can't be
constantly-
cheap.
Yeah, so
They're interns.
Although I think the cheap ones are with Katy Perry. Have you seen some of that
I
footage?
have seen clips of this show.
Are we just
She
seeing
looks
stuff?
No, you're.
Are we
she's
just
a
seeing
monster.
stuff?
I have a theory.
Yeah.
She's a monster.
I have a theory that the reason why the show looks so dull is because the ticket sales are low, right? So maybe the
Right.
budget isn't as high as her previous tours, and also she's on the GLP-1. There's not enough. She doesn't have enough muscle mass anymore.
She looks weird to me.
Yeah,
like her
she's too
face looks
skinny.
odd to me, and
It's
maybe
because
that's
she's
what it
lost
is.
a lot of weight, and then when you're on those GLP-1s, if you don't like eat enough protein and then work your muscles, you're going to lose your muscle mass. And doing all that big
So when
show,
she does,
that takes
yeah,
a lot of it takes
and
a lot
also
of muscle.
when she started to do like the fight, have you seen the laser fight
the
thing?
fight thing
It
is
looks
so
like
stupid.
I would imagine like your two kids having a laser fight in the bedroom. Like that's what it looks like.
Or like we're all like the grown-ups are all having dinner, and then the kids say, "Come watch us, we made up a fight."
Yes, that's exactly what this looks like. And now the other thing, though, Autumn, the budget is there, and the show is created before you sell the first ticket. So this is what the show is
that
going to
makes
look like. But her dancing is very odd, and I don't know. But then again, I have to say, I'm not seeing the whole show. Is she supposed to be a robot or something? The way that she's dancing.
There's some theme, right, where she's like something, but there's no like
But
sets.
it's like weird where she's like, obviously it's an audio medium. So just go look for it on YouTube.
Just go look at
Ticket
it.
sales in this country are very poor, but all over the rest of the world, she's doing okay.
I think because it's only in America that people decided they don't like her anymore. Things were going bad because of the
Was she MAGA?
the doctor dude, the doctor
Oh,
whatever, that
not
whole
MAGA.
thing. It was already going that way, and then when
Dr. Luke.
when she went into space and started calling herself an astronaut, and she won't stop. You know when they say when you're in a hole, first stop digging. She refuses to stop digging. She keeps doubling down. I'm an astronaut.
It's part of her show.
Her and Gayle King are the same way.
It's just like,
Gayle.
stop.
Gayle
Sometimes
looking in the camera and talking about like, have you been to space? Like, no, I have not.
I have not. And you know what?
I'm trying to make rent.
How about this? And you've barely been to space.
Yeah,
like you've
exactly.
Yes, you've been close. You've been somewhere I've never been for 3.5 minutes. But when we think of space, you know how large the universe is? You were not far. You basically, in terms of the whole thing, you didn't even leave. Basically. So, but they keep doubling down there.
Yeah, it's part of her show too, Eric.
I think if Katy Perry just would have laughed it off and said, maybe we shouldn't have called ourselves astronauts, but I had a great time. And, you know, I wish everybody could do this. I realized everybody can't. And, you know, so, and just laugh it off. But she won't stop just doubling down on how she's an astronaut, how what they did was, you know, progressive for women for years. And it wasn't. It just simply wasn't. Sometimes when everyone disagrees with you, you're wrong. Sometimes. Just sometimes. If everybody disagrees with you, you at least have to take a moment and wonder, am I wrong on this? Maybe you're not. Maybe you're just ahead of everyone else. But in this case, she's not.
Maybe if she's listening now, Eric, she can take advice because she's very early. It's still very early in her
text her
tour.
for you.
You text her, and then she can make adjustments throughout the tour.
Well, that strange look with the hair, it just looks weird. And the dance moves are really, again, look like something out of your bedroom. Like she's just kind of, have you seen them? Or
Yeah,
she's like,
them. Yeah, she looks ridiculous.
I wish I could describe this in words so people who hadn't
She looks
seen
like
it.
she's doing a bunny hop.
Yeah, sort
a
of.
bunny
And then
hop, but you're gulping like a goldfish.
And then
there.
she does like the gator thing at the. It's just a very strange. But then again, I'm not seeing it in context.
Just get the
Maybe
sharks.
it makes sense.
Bring back the sharks.
Yeah, that she used to have. I
Left
don't think,
shark, right shark.
Why does she have to do "I'm the big bad," you know, outer space thing when what Katy Perry was loved for was kind of being lighthearted about things, and like the sharks and. Why did she have to rebrand herself as a badass? Why does everybody, male and female now, have to be a badass?
I'll tell you what could save her career, and I've said this before. She gets rid of all this crap. She goes back to being Katie Hudson, which is her real name.
Yeah, but
gets an acoustic guitar and makes a country album.
Is she good at that?
Yeah.
Does everybody have to do country?
That's how she started.
That's how she started.
Christian music.
Well, I know that her
With a
family's
guitar.
aren't her parents preachers or something. I mean,
Yeah.
she came from a evangelical family. You're saying she should go back?
Yeah. Country's easy.
Country is
I mean,
easy.
think about what Post Malone did last year. Post Malone ended up having one of the biggest country albums of the year. Beyonce ended up getting country album of the year.
By the way, I'm
Cowboy
sure
Carter's not
people who have
good.
lived their entire lives in Nashville trying to make it to country just love the fact that, well, now every year it's just somebody from another genre is going to
I'm
drop
sure.
a, you know. How's Beyonce's ticket sales going? They probably shored up, I would imagine. People just want to see her just in, you know, maybe she'll say something about Diddy while she's up there.
I doubt it.
You don't
No,
think
she.
so?
Beyonce doesn't say stuff. She doesn't do interviews.
Yeah.
'cause she's real
I like
dumb.
that. What? Yeah.
I think she's actually like savvy and clever in
Right.
that way, but like doing it with her career.
Now, when you say
and like how
dumb-
she wants things, she doesn't interview well at all.
You see, that sounds negative, but the good way to put it is she knows what she doesn't know, and she doesn't put
Right.
herself in harm's way.
Right.
But I
There are
don't know.
very few interviews of her.
Good. We need these people talking less. Bruce Springsteen's out there. You have that story?
I do.
Bruce Springsteen's out there.
In
First,
a rare moment of, political speech,
yeah.
he said something.
This is why I'm so afraid to go to shows now. It's like, I just don't. Can you just? I want to be away from this for tonight. I get with Springsteen. Look, there are people on the left who, and I get it. You know, the fact that people are being arrested and put behind bars and detained for op-eds they wrote. That's unforgivable.
He'd say it anyway.
He'd say it anyway. I know that. But that is unforgivable.
I'm
I
here in
mean,
the dirt with the President Obama.
I mean, the people who did that, I'm talking 25, 30 years from now, you should not be able to sleep at night.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's outrageous. It's the kind of thing where when the boss tells you to do it, you quit and refuse to do it. But, people have no North Star when it comes to morality anymore. Alex Williams says there's a travel advisory on I-20 on the west side.
Yeah, looking at this one on the jam cam right now. No help with it yet. Still in 2 left lanes. Travel advisory, 20 eastbound, 285, exit number 51. Slowing quickly back before Riverside Parkway. The quicker you head north of I-20 and use Highway 78, that will be a great alternate to get you around that. If you try to get to the West Freeway via I-285, we're stacked in on the north side perimeter. 285 westbound from Ashford Dunwoody over to Riverside Drive. It gets slower again as you approach I-75 there in Cobb County, passing Truist Park. And the brake lights continue southbound through Smyrna Vinings. How's the inner loop at the perimeter through DeKalb County, Kobe Dawkins?
Well, 285 eastbound, you're slow leaving Sandy Springs from Georgia 400, and you find no relief until you get to Highway 278. This report is sponsored by Whole Foods Market. Cool down at Whole Foods Market. Ben & Jerry's and Talenti frozen pints and novelties are 2 for $8 with Prime through May 27th while supplies last. Shop in store or online. Terms apply. From the Cool Ray Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
Are you taking your garage door for granted? Is it squeaking and whining for attention? Overhead Door Company of Atlanta is here with same-day repair service. Experienced technicians have been servicing homeowners in Atlanta since 1935. That's 90 years. Overhead Door Company of Atlanta can handle all your garage door and opener needs. For same-day repair service, schedule online at overheaddooratlanta.com or call 404-USA-DOOR.
When my grandfather, Jim Ellis, started our business in 1971, he knew it would be difficult to please every customer. However, that didn't stop him from trying. Hi, I'm Stacy Ellis, Vice President of the Jim Ellis Automotive Group. For over 50 years, we've built our reputation on honesty, effort, and doing what's best for our customers. That means transparent pricing and a commitment to making your car buying experience quick, easy, and convenient. We work hard to help you find the right car at the right price with a shopping experience designed around you, whether you shop in person or online at jimellis.com. Are we perfect? No. Sometimes things don't go as smoothly as we hope. Maybe there's a miscommunication or an unforeseen hiccup. We get it. When that happens, we don't make excuses, we work to make it right. That's why last year we earned nearly 14,000 positive reviews from customers who trust us to do the right thing. When you're ready for your next vehicle, trust the name that's been doing right by customers for more than 50 years. Jim Ellis Automotive, where you can always expect the best.
I'm here with Chris Hoffman, the founder of Hoffman Financial Group, to discuss one of the biggest blind spots that people face when saving for retirement, and it's a head scratcher. Chris, how do so many people not know what they're invested in?
That's the biggest flaw that everybody runs into. They think they know what equities they have, they think they know what bonds they have, but they really don't know how those mutual funds or how those index funds are performing in conjunction with one another. So, I would liken this to a big pot of soup and we're just throwing all the ingredients in the refrigerator in this thing. It's not very good. It's just a mishmash of stuff. And sometimes you like the way it tastes. Sometimes you don't. And when you don't know why. You don't know if you got too much chicken in there or too much vegetables in there or what's going on. And I ask every caller that comes in for an initial consultation, do you know how your portfolio is broken down? And they say, well, I've got, 20 or so options in my 401k, and I just picked 2 of them or 3 of them. I thought I needed some international. I thought I needed some U.S. equities. I thought I needed some bonds. And they're just guessing. So you have to absolutely know what you're invested in, and that's where we will run the 401k portfolio x-ray for you, because that'll break it down. If you're not proficient at investing and don't understand this world, we will walk you through it. Not knowing what you're invested in is a big hindrance to growing and protecting your money. We will run a portfolio x-ray for you and educate you on exactly what's in your portfolio.
Set up a time to get your complimentary portfolio x-ray today. Call the Hoffman Financial Group at 404-737-3858. That's 404-737-3858, or book online at unleashyourmoney.com. Investment advisory services offered through Brookstone Wealth Advisors, a registered investment advisor. Insurance and annuities offered through Hoffman Financial Group Incorporated, Georgia Insurance License number 163. 546.
Switch your termite protection to Breda Pest Management, and your rate is locked in for 10 years. And Breda's termite guarantee is unmatched in the industry.
Breda, no need to be afraid of bugs.
Turn your backyard into your family's favorite hangout to have fun, entertain,
in and celebrate this summer in a Bullfrog hot tub from Brown's Pools and Spas. Only Bullfrog offers the Jetpack Therapy system, allowing you to customize each seat to fit every body in your family. Right now, shop the Memorial Day hot tub sale. Instant rebates up to $2,500 or a free audio upgrade on select models. Hurry, offer ends May 27th. You'll be so glad you went to Brown's Pools and Spas. BrownsPools.com.
Cancer upends your life. We're doing all we can to change that. At Winship Cancer Institute of Emory University, we're reimagining the care experience to ease the burden of cancer with experts in your cancer and the research, trials, and treatments you can only get here. All so you can focus on what matters most, the best chance of living a full life. Winship Cancer Institute of Emory University. Cancer care designed around you and your life. EmoryHealthcare.org/Winship.
Hey everyone, it's your buddy Shelley Winter here. Join me this Saturday at noon for the Car Guys with Kevin Deutsch from Butler Lexus of South Atlanta. Buy or lease, fix or sell, everything you want to know about cars, we will cover Saturday noon to 1 right here on 95.5 WSB.
I saw Marco Rubio on TV. I mean, those ears are just they're like dishes taped to the side, like plates taped to his head.
You can hear everything, though.
That's right. That's why he's a good Secretary of State, because you're not going to fool him. You're not going to get away with something behind his back. He's going to hear what you're doing.
He'll be whispering in the room next to him, and he's like,
what's that, Vlad? What's that, Vladimir? All right, we got Paul Entertainment News International Stanley. He's giving us the music news.
Yeah.
And now this next story is quite interesting. We were just talking about Springsteen. I don't know if you realize this, but he doesn't like Trump. And so his first show, I guess, if this leg of the tour
in Manchester.
Yeah. And he just was going off on Trump the whole time.
The America I love, the America I've written about, that has been a beacon
that I own.
of liberty for 250 years.
Yeah, except for,
Of a corrupt, incompetent, and treasonous.
He's going to screw himself.
Tonight, we ask all who believe in democracy and the best of our American
So naive.
Shut up and sing.
Raise your voices against
Rosalita!
Yeah.
You know, the part of that is just that's so naive is that before Trump, we were this wonderful country that was a beacon. That's all BS. Not if you lived in Brazil in 1960 when they elected a government that we didn't like, and so we just went down and helped topple it, and then Brazilians had to live under a military regime for, God knows, 20 years or something or more. I mean, the naivety, that's what drives me crazy. But, before Trump, we did everything right. It's all these we got to get him out of the way and let these intelligence agencies keep the world safe like they've been doing for so long.
There are so many historians.
I'm not saying that there's a lot of reasons to criticize Trump. I didn't go to a rock show for it. That's all I'm saying.
You didn't?
I would fight and bleed and die for your right to disagree with any president, but it's not what I want when I go to a rock show. I don't know what I want from Bruce Springsteen at this point. He's 80.
Retire.
Well, he can still sing, can he? Unlike some people. I don't know. I haven't really heard him.
Like Gene?
Like Gene. Gene can still sing, right? It's the WSB 5K a day bonus blitz, Bruce. Are you okay with that? Is it all right if I give out the keyword?
Paul or Bruce?
Bruce.
It's fine, man.
Okay. Is this the America that you know and that you sang about and you
We would
love?
give away cash instead of locking people up for their beliefs.
Okay. Well, I'm with you on that one. I just don't want to hear it at a rock show. This hour's keyword is GIFT, G-I-F-T. Go to the WSB Radio app or WSBRadio.com/cash for your chance to win. Alex Williams says there's a big jam on I-20 passing Six Flags.
Yeah, all due to this travel advisory crash we have on I-20 eastbound before I-285, or right at I-285 exit 51. It's in 2 left lane. That means using Highway 41 Cobb Parkway as an Highway 78 as an alternate. We do have a crash on Cobb Parkway northbound at Bells Ferry in Cobb County. That's stalled Big Rig. They've been in and out of the left lane with it. 75 northbound before I-575. How's I-85 toward Gwinnett County, Kobe Dawkins?
Well, southbound rides, your jam starting at Chamblee Tucker Road, getting through the Spaghetti Junction. towards Beaver Ruin Road, and delays pick up again at Highway 316 getting to I-985. Triple team traffic, 95.5 WSB.
Attention seniors, do you want more personalized healthcare with more one-on-one time with your doctor? Then join us at the grand opening of Centerwell Marietta. Centerwell offers senior-focused primary care that's centered on you. Celebrate with us Tuesday, May 20th, near the Walmart off Highway 41 here in Marietta from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Enjoy food, music, and more at this free community event. Plus, tour the new doctor's office and meet the care team. For details, visit CometoCenterwellGeorgia.com. That's CometoCenterwellGeorgia.com.
We all know spring brings rain showers and a higher risk of water entering your basement. Dave Baker here. If your basement is showing any problem signs, condensation, wet floors and walls, musty smells, mold, or rot, AquaGuard Foundation Solutions can help before it's too late. Visit AquaGuard.net and sign up for a free inspection. AquaGuard will inspect your house to find the cause of the problem and fix it once and for all. AquaGuard Foundation Solutions. There's a reason they are the trusted local experts. Remember, AquaGuard.
Hope. It's more than a word. It's a breakthrough in the making. At City of Hope, we're pushing the boundaries of science, targeting cancer at the molecular level, with teams of experts working together to personalize a treatment plan right down to your DNA with unprecedented speed, making every second count, with appointments in as little as 24 hours. City of Hope, advancing cancer care at life-saving speed. Learn more at cityofhope.org.
Trust is not just a word, it's an experience. When your home needs service, you can trust TE certified electrical, plumbing, heating, and cooling. Hey, it's Chris Chandler. TE is the company I trust to fix any problem once and for all. Their 5-star customer experience means easy online scheduling, friendly technicians, and a lifetime workmanship warranty, so I can just sit back and relax.
TE certified, we love your home.
I'm consumer investigator Dale Cardwell, and for over a decade, I've trusted America's best choice for windows, doors, siding, and decks.
Spring is the perfect time to update your home, and America's Best Choice makes it easy with these spring specials. Highest quality, energy-efficient windows starting at just $299. Take 10% off a new deck and create the outdoor oasis of your dreams. No pressure, no gimmicks. Visit abcwin.com today to schedule your free consultation.
The following is a paid commercial announcement.
Americans love using their credit cards, the most secure and hassle-free way to pay. But D.C. politicians want to change that with the Durbin-Marshall credit card bill. This bill lets corporate megastores pick how your credit card is processed, allowing them to use untested payment networks that jeopardize your data security and rewards. Corporate megastores will make more money, and you pay the price. Tell Congress to guard your card, because Americans lose when politicians choose. Learn more at guardyourcard.com. Paid for by the Electronic Payments Coalition.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather,
traffic.
95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk.
At 5:30, I'm Bill Caiaccio. News sponsored by Overhead Door Company of Atlanta. Top local story this hour. It's happening now. The search for a missing man near Lake Lanier in Forsyth County.
The fact that no one's heard from him, no one's been able to contact him, we feel that's concerning.
Sergeant Josh Bell with the Forsyth County Sheriff's Office tells Channel 2 Action News they're searching for 43-year-old Dustin Valencia, who may have gone kayaking. He hasn't been seen since yesterday. His car was found parked at Little Ridge Park.
We also located some items on the shore of the lake close by his vehicle that leads us to believe that he left the shore in an inflatable kayak, and he has not been seen since.
He was training for a triathlon. 87 degrees in Atlanta, getting close to 90 tomorrow. What are the rain chances for the weekend? Meteorologist Christina Edwards has Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast coming up. A major entertainment venue is beginning to take shape near Mercedes-Benz Stadium.
The first vertical steel for the new Cosm complex at Centennial Yards. The attraction billed as immersive, experiential, beyond the front row.
We give the fans that can't be there the opportunity to experience what it's like.
CEO Jeff Terry says a dome with high-tech visual and audio will wrap nearly around and over spectators.
Fully immersive audio, visuals, look, taste.
And there'll be no shortage of events. Cosm says it has contracts with many networks. In downtown Atlanta, Steve Summers, 95.5 WSB.
The Fulton County School District could be in financial trouble.
There were some very tough decisions that had to be made this year.
School Board President Kristen McCabe says steps have already been taken to cut costs, but more will need to be done. And Fulton County School Superintendent Mike Looney added this dire prediction.
We are going to be faced with, in the next 4 to 5 years, perhaps the most difficult financial challenges that this district has had in a long time.
This comes as the Fulton County Board of Education approves a tentative $2.46 billion budget for fiscal year 2026. Sabrina Cupid, 95.5 WSB.
More than 24 members of the Sex Money Murder Gang are arrested in Georgia and 7 other states. The FBI's Brian Osden says the racketeering indictment shows a gang literally in the business of crime.
Held board meetings and conference calls to organize itself and commit crimes ranging from murder to fraud to drug distribution.
They're accused of stealing over $800,000 in COVID relief money, and a teen was murdered because he wanted to leave the gang. 2 suspects remain at large. New help for Metro Atlanta's underrepresented entrepreneurs.
3 national finance companies launched the Pinnacle Economic Empowerment Resource, or PEER Center, in downtown Atlanta, giving aspiring business owners a chance at success. Tracy Powell with Pinnacle Financial Partners says it's all about proving anyone can start a business.
Erase the stigma that low to moderate income people or small businesses don't want the information or don't know what to do with it. That's not true.
The accelerator takes on its first cohort later this year. Austin Eller, 95.5 WSB.
Now, WSB Money Update. Walmart announces today plans to raise prices on some items by the end of the month because of tariffs. WSB consumer expert Clark Howard says this paves the way for price hikes at other major retailers.
This isn't just Walmart. This is everybody. Doesn't matter who you buy from, big or small. If they buy goods from overseas, they're going to be more expensive.
He says stores will also likely start putting fewer items on sale as a way to make up for lost revenue. The Clayton County School District, the latest to send out a warning about the TikTok Chromebook challenge. In a letter to parents, the district tells them their children could be injured and face financial and disciplinary action if they participate. The challenge encourages students to damage school-issued Chromebooks by jamming metal objects into USB ports. It can cause electrical shorts, sparks, or even fires. It is now 5:34. This news is sponsored by John Foy and Associates. Time for live team coverage of traffic and weather. Triple team traffic begins with Alex Williams.
Travel advisory continues inbound on the West Freeway. This crash, I-20 eastbound at 285 exit 51. 2 left lanes knocked out. Slow out of Lithia Springs from Thornton Road. That means using Highway 78 as an alternate. In DeKalb County, they just relocated the crash to the right shoulder in Clarkston. 285 southbound the Interloop. Highway 78, the Stone Mountain Freeway exit 39. You're stacked up back into Doraville from Buford Highway, and it has not been a fun afternoon through downtown Atlanta. Kobe Dawkins.
It hasn't. 75-85 northbound. Heavy volume continues to start at Langford Parkway, getting past Spring Street. 75 south, those delays start before Moores Mill Road, and 85 southbound. The brake lights packing in at the Georgia 400 merge, both getting to I-20. From the Cool Ray Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
Now Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast with meteorologist Christina Edwards.
Partly cloudy and staying warm for this evening. Sunset around 8:30. Temperatures will be in the low 80s at that time, settling into the mid-60s for tomorrow morning. Tomorrow afternoon, partly cloudy with highs in the upper 80s to low 90s. The record high for tomorrow is 91 degrees, set back in 1962. Watching for a line of heavy rain and thunderstorms for early Saturday morning, then drying out in the afternoon, high 85. Sunday, mostly cloudy with scattered rain showers and thunderstorms, high 86. Monday, mostly cloudy with scattered storms, high 87.
It's 85 in Milton, 86 in Lilburn, also 86 in Peachtree City. More news at 6 o'clock. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
Why are John Foy and Associates known for their responsiveness?
When you are injured on the job, it affects every aspect of your life. I understand that it's not only your ability to earn income which is affected, but also your ability to live your day-to-day life and be there for your family. It's therefore important to me to not only have a passion for the law, but to have a passion for the people and the families I fight for. This belief is a belief I hold dear and a belief I have built my firm on.
Injured? Call attorney John Foy and Associates today.
Steel Horse Law are 100% local. Get your free Rider's Advantage card at steelhorselaw.com.
Heavy rain can significantly impact your septic system by saturating the soil and causing backups in your home. I'm Shannon, owner of Scorpion Septic. We can help. My licensed, insured, experienced team responds 24/7 with upfront pricing and high-quality work.
Take the sting out of septic service with Scorpion Septic, where there is never a pump-out charge with your repair. Details online.
ScorpionSepticServices.com. Belinda Skelton here with Atlanta Vision Institute's very own Dr. Ashraf, who is one of the most experienced eye surgeons in the country. Dr. Ashraf, we've all watched the news and the economy is uncertain, but failing eyesight isn't. And if you've held back due to finances, we've got good news for you, don't we?
Yes, Belinda, as you know, our eyesights degrade as we age. And with the laser optics procedure, that resets all of that. And most of my patients go most of the day without glasses. They can even read their phone without glasses. And in terms of the economy, most of these patients, their medical insurance can cover most of the costs. And if it doesn't, we have a lot of good financing options for this procedure.
That's awesome, Dr. Ashraf. I urge you to take the quiz to see if you're a candidate. Go to 2020atlanta.com. That's 2020atlanta.com.
By the way, I was just going after Bruce Springsteen because I don't want to hear it in a rock show about politics. I get it. Some things I agree. Some things I don't care. That's not what I came for. I don't want to listen to Ted Nugent go on about the libtards either. Okay,
Kid Rock
or any of them. I don't want. Just if you're Ted Nugent, just play free for all and leave the politics at home. Thank you. Now it was Paul, Entertainment News International Stanley, who gave us that music news about Bruce Springsteen going off on the Trump administration. And it was a live show. And then just as a joke, before we did that, we said, see if ChatGPT will summarize this news story and just say to ChatGPT as if Paul Stanley was delivering the news. And it's getting so scary. I mean, you did that with that prompt, and this is what it gave you.
All right, people, you wanted the news, and you got the news. Bruce Springsteen, the boss, kicked off his tour, and he didn't hold nothing back. He called out the Trump administration, saying they were corrupt, incompetent, and even treasonous. He said they've been hurting hard-working Americans, messing with civil rights, and cozying up to dictators. That ain't rock and roll, baby.
Wow.
But Bruce didn't stop there. Oh, no. He told that crowd it's time to stand up, speak out, and let freedom ring. Because even in tough times, the power of unity, truth, and music can still bring us together. Now that's what I call born to run with a message.
The fact that ChatGPT could just spit that out in a quarter of a second.
One time.
And emphasizing the words, and he used
nothing.
Instead of the G's, it's the messing with an apostrophe.
Oh my goodness,
that's wild.
And here's the thing about the hubris involved. I don't care if you're on the right. I don't care if you're Ted Nugent doing it or Kid Rock, or if you're on the left like every other musician alive doing it. Like when he says, getting back, the hubris is, I'm so correct and right that everybody agrees with me that this is the way. I don't care if you're Ted Nugent or you're Bruce Springsteen. That's the whole thing right there is, well, obviously, the way that I look at it is the right way to look at it. So we can all come together. And they use the word unity as if somebody in the crowd isn't feeling totally left out because they voted but their musical hero is now condemning them for voting. Like, it doesn't occur to them. It's like, no, I'm Bruce Springsteen. I'm right about everything. And so I can talk about unity, because what unity means is when everybody agrees with me. And by the way, same thing with Ted Nugent or Kid Rock on the other side. There's just this ridiculous, right now, there's too much people declaring and standing up and blah, blah, blah. That's the way that it is. If the Democrats don't like what's going on, they should have governed in a way that the American people wanted to give them the White House again. How about that old-fashioned idea? As bad as you think things are now, you're looking at Trump and all of this stuff. The people chose that over you for a reason. You didn't help their lives get any better. And for all the cult of personality that definitely surrounds Trump, if he doesn't help people live their lives better, they will throw him over the side too. I know it's hard to believe. And he's not going to be on the ballot again, but I'm talking about the movement and where it goes after him or how they fare in the midterms. So I just love this. The Democrat, oh, do you miss me, Kamala? No, I don't, because that we'd be going in another direction a million miles an hour that I wouldn't have liked then. So if in a couple of years the American people decide they don't like this administration, I wouldn't get all cocky about it because they haven't liked the last one and then this one, and that's two different parties. And that's really all we have. So that's what I would say to Bruce Springsteen and the Democrats. Had you governed in such a way that people wanted to give you the White House again, you wouldn't be dealing with this. But it's, the new thing from Schumer and Jeffries. Have you seen this stuff over the weekend where all Schumer will say because of this book, the Jake Tapper book, and now they're starting to ask people, did you see it? Did you know? Were you part of the cover-up? And the answer is, we're not. We're looking forward.
Yeah, let's move on.
Yeah, I mean, literally, and then the person's. So that's it. That's all you're going to say. That's it. That's all we're going to say. We're all saying this because they can't admit that they're part of the cover-up, because then you could condemn that for a reason. Also, Jake Tapper. I mean, I'll get into it. Maybe we should do it. Paul, would you mind if Jake Tapper?
Let me just say one more thing.
Yes.
Cardi B and Stephon Diggs are dating, and they've confirmed it.
Oh, good. I'm glad that Cardi. It seems like her and Offset were pretty toxic. So that's
I'm sure. I don't know. Stephon Diggs is. I don't.
He has the temper.
Does he?
Remember
everybody
how
has
he treated
a temper.
poor Josh Allen?
Well, he would sometimes. He would yell at Josh Allen
and pout
in the locker room.
But best of luck to both of them. Now I'll turn it back over to you.
Seems like Offset and Cardi B were on, they were off, they were on, they were off. So
maybe Stephon offsets Offset.
Maybe Paul, you're on to something there.
All right, goodbye.
You're on to something there? All right, now I have to find this audio that I stuck in Slack at one point today.
That's a Grabian supercut of people, right?
Yeah, it's of
Jake Tapper.
Can you try to find it? Somebody try to find it. And it's Grabian. It's a supercut of Jake Tapper. So Jake Tapper is now trying to act like he wrote this book, how the administration covered up Biden's cognitive decline, and we were duped. Everybody's like, I don't believe that you were duped, but if you were duped, you're supposed to be a reporter. I got news for you, Jake Tapper. No one else was duped. Now, the co-author of this book, Alex Thompson, I think his name is, apparently, he writes for Axios now. Apparently, he was one of the only reporters who was digging on this and asking uncomfortable questions throughout the Biden administration. But Jake Tapper, the complete opposite. We won't have time for it now, but we'll find it in there. In this, you have Jake Tapper several times. Remember the Wall Street Journal basically had an article that was saying all the same things that Jake Tapper's new book is saying, that he was nodding off, that he wasn't recognizing people, that staff members were worrying about him. And this was like a couple months before the debate. And the media just way pushed back. Oh, that's not true. And people, at that time, Jake Tapper was treating any guest on his show that even acted as if anything the Wall Street Journal was talking about was true, which it turned out to be 100% true. And now Jake Tapper's book is basically going over kind of the same ground, where we find out that he didn't even recognize George Clooney.
Yeah.
And if you're George Clooney, that offends you. I mean, you're a superstar.
Well, he may have had
and the president
hair
doesn't.
Dyed, you know.
Yeah, the hair dye doesn't look great.
George Clooney's just like, well, anybody who doesn't recognize me is obviously out of it. I'm George Clooney, for heaven's sakes. I don't know why this audio is so hard to find. I know I put it.
I've got it. I've got it queued up. I just didn't want to interrupt you. You want to go to traffic first?
Let's do a little traffic, and then we'll come back. And it's just amazing to watch Jake Tapper. I mean, he should just quit right now in shame of what he's trying to do. Now he wants to let you know that we were all duped by the Biden administration. We weren't all duped, Jake. You were the one who was.
He wasn't duped.
None of us believe that you were duped. But that's his whole act right now is, can you believe what they were doing? They duped the whole nation. They didn't. No one in the nation was duped except for you, if you were, and we don't believe you were. Alex Williams says the travel advisory continues on the West Freeway.
Yeah, still not a set of flashing lights with this one. It's going to stay there until we can get some help with it. I-20 eastbound at I-285 exit 51. 2 left lanes are blocked. You're jammed up leaving Thornton Road. Head north of there, use Highway 78 to head over to that west side perimeter. Elsewhere, crash still off to the right in DeKalb. 285 southbound, the inner loop, Highway 78, the Stone Mountain Freeway. 400 northbound, you're slow on the brakes from 285 in Sandy Springs. Braking free just before Northridge. Then it gets a little sluggish again in Alpharetta from Haynesbridge Road up toward Windward Parkway. How are things northwest of town on I-75, Kobe Dawkins?
Well, it's slow. 75 northbound, seeing the brake lights start at Delk Road, getting into Acworth towards Highway 92, and also dealing with the crash on Roswell Road going eastbound at Robinson Road. Adding to the delays getting into East Cobb. From the Cool Ray Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
On air,
online,
on the app,
where you get your news,
is where you'll win.
Download the WSB radio app now and maybe win $1,000.
The WSB 5K a day bonus blitz.
5 words, 5 times a day, every weekday.
Oh my God, you just made my day.
Just enter the word at WSBradio.com or on the WSB radio app.
Your next chance to win is tomorrow morning at 8.
The WSB 5K a day bonus blitz
on 95.5 WSB.
Skip the hassle of constant cleaning and sell your home stress-free with a guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate. Hi, this is Mark Spain. With a guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate, you can sell your home stress-free, make the most money, and move on your timeline. One of our clients, Tyra, said, thanks to Mark Spain Real Estate, our home had several cash offers within 24 hours of it being on the market, and we closed in less than a month. Find out what your guaranteed offer would be and close in as little as 21 days. There's no obligation. Go to markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer on your home today. That's markspain.com and start packing.
EMC Security.
Meet EMC Security's hero of the home.
After some break-ins in my neighborhood, it got me thinking about my family's security. A friend recommended EMC Security, so I called them. Now I have peace of mind that my family is safe without having to sign a long-term contract.
Way to go, Sarah. Be the hero of your home with no contracts, fast and reliable monitoring, and rates as low as $16.95.
EMC Security. Smart protection for a safer tomorrow.
This is Scott Slade. Nothing takes the place of time when it comes to spotting problems with your health, especially cancer. The earlier, the better. Like me. My doctor saw one lab work number that led to a diagnosis early enough, so I still had options. Now, that's where virtual imaging comes in. They've got the best CT imaging in the Southeast with 98% accuracy and low radiation. Virtual imaging's LD CT whole body scan can be invaluable, giving you time and options for early treatment. They can detect tumors as early as precancerous virtually anywhere in your body, and aneurysms you may not even know are there. For a limited time, Virtual Imaging is offering their LDCT body scan for only $995 per scan. That's a $2,495 value. Now, appointments must be scheduled in May. There are a limited number of scans available at this price, so a few minimum requirements may apply. Don't put this off. I've done it. Call 404-678-SCAN. That's 404-678-SCAN. Or make an appointment by visiting their website at virtualimagingatl.com.
Comcast Business is celebrating Small Business Month by giving you a $1,000 small business bonus when you switch to a qualifying gig speed package from the company with over 99.99% network reliability. Just imagine the thousands of possibilities of a $1,000 prepaid card. Like possibility number 1, company merch for staff. Styling. Or possibility number 24, the latest software. Upgrade. Or possibility number 192, new equipment powered by gig speeds. Or possibility number 555, a 3D printer. Rapid prototyping, anyone? Switch to Comcast Business for over 99.99% network reliability, advanced cybersecurity, and now get started with a $1,000 small business bonus. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
In 6/22/25, new customers only with 2-year agreement. Other restrictions apply.
For garage door repair, Metro Atlanta calls the real overhead door company of Atlanta. They're the ones with the red ribbon. They're the ones who've been here since 1935. Others try to copy the name but cannot match the level of service. The red ribbon means 85 years of trust and loyalty from Metro Atlanta homeowners. Always look for the red ribbon. It means you've got the genuine, the original overhead door company of Atlanta. Just call 404 USA Door.
What was that, Eric?
I'll let you know during the next break.
Yeah, Autumn didn't hear it.
Yeah. I don't need Autumn hearing that. She'll think I don't like her. And I
Right.
do.
I want to know all
I
these
do.
fun things you guys say.
All you need to know is that we think you're great.
That's not what you.
That's what we're talking about the whole time.
No, it's not.
No,
It's an easy-
she's not going to accept that. All we do is sit around and talk about how great Autumn is. I don't know.
Jared and I were attacking you, and Eric told us to shut up.
Yeah.
And said Autumn's the best, and you guys are jerks.
That's right. That's exactly what I did.
You know what? I'm not going to get the real answer, so I'll take that just to fill my brain with good things.
Yeah, just embrace.
I'll take the fantasy.
Embrace the fantasy.
I'll take my fantasy off the
off the air.
Off the air.
You know, if you just moved to Atlanta, you could hear the conversations with us.
She can't move to
I'll leave my
Atlanta
kids.
because
Bye, kids.
yeah, my dad did it.
That's true. I'll tell them I'm just going to go get
I did all right.
Go get some smokes,
I
Autumn.
did all right.
They're like, Mom, you don't smoke. Bye.
Well, I do now.
Be right back.
BRB.
All right. Do we have this audio now? It's very long. We'll just pause and play some of it. So
Yes,
this is
I'm going to play
now,
it directly from the website. So
Jake
hopefully it works.
Tapper is out there acting like he was duped, right? And again, I have to say, the Wall Street Journal had already published an article that, and I think it was this was before the debate about, or right after, about how his cognitive decline, Biden's, had been noticed in the White House for a very long time. I saw a reporter who said he noticed it in 2017. I think Biden had a book tour after leaving the vice presidency, and he said he noticed it right then. He'd been covering for years. And so now Jake Tapper wants you to believe that he's found out that they were hiding something from us. Now go back to the supercut from Grabian of anybody who tried to bring it up on his show while it was going on, and when there were good sourcing that it was happening, how he treated them. I think the first one is Lara Trump, who, you know, her music is terrible, but she happens to be right on this.
Little kids with stutters feel
Stop. They didn't have the first part. So she, the person was saying, whether it was Lara Trump or not, was basically saying, you know, it's hard to watch him these days. And it was somebody from the right. And you're like rooting for him to finish sentences. Everybody knows that this is true. And she was saying it was cognitive. He was still playing. This is 2024. He's still playing he's a stutterer card and makes the person feel like they are horrible to children all over the world.
I think it makes little kids with stutters feel when they see you make a comment like that.
It's very clearly a cognitive decline.
Okay.
That's what I'm referring to. It makes me uncomfortable.
You are It's so amazing. It's so amazing to me that
and try and figure out an answer.
A cognitive decline. President Biden embraces his stutter.
Stop for a second. So that's how Jake Tapper treated, not in 2021, in 2024. The man who's now selling a book telling you that he found out that they were duping us the whole time. This is how he treated people who said, we think he has cognitive decline. You know, sometimes the people that you vote against just turn out, if they say it's 554, just because you don't like their politics doesn't mean that you have to say it's 556. And that's what's going on here.
We're talking about it while Trump mocks it, exaggerates it, belittles it. He's sharp physically. I mean, mentally. Yeah, I think the question is physically, right? Right. More so?
Right.
Right.
Yeah,
and
that
the
was
guy
the question.
who's his chief opponent is only 3.
Yeah, and it's like, yeah, that's it. That's right, Jake. You were on to it. We weren't worried, but the mental thing wasn't. It was just about his gait, the way that he walked. I mean, it comes down to two things. If Jake Tapper really didn't have a clue that this is going on, he's the worst reporter of all time. Or he did know, and he was part of the cover-up. I may be very negative about Jake Tapper right now, but I got to tell you, I think he's smarter than that. I can't put him in the category of one of the only people in America who didn't see what was obvious. So I have to put him in the second category is he was part of the cover-up, and he knows that's not good going forward. So he co-writes a book where he's going to explain to you what really went on. Oh, you mean that thing that we already knew, and every time somebody tried to bring it up on your show, you shut them down and acted like there was a room with a number waiting for them in hell when they died for bringing it up? Alex Williams says it's a bumper-to-bumper ride through downtown.
Yeah, it's just been awful all afternoon. That continues with about a 35-minute drive, leaving Lennox Road and Buckhead all the way down to I-20. Buford Spring Connector slows from Sidney Marcus, 75 from Moores Mill, and it stays slow 75-85 northbound. That's also stacked and packed. Highway 166 Langford Parkway up past Peachtree Pine Street. Still got a travel advisory over there on that West Freeway, Kobe Dawkins.
Oh, yeah, 20 eastbound right at I-285, exit 51. Crash continues to knock out 2 left lanes. Seeing those delays start to build towards Thornton Road, you can avoid it by taking Highway 78 as an alternate. Traffic brought to you by Reliable Heating and Air. Stop paying for expensive heating and air repairs or home warranties. Get a Reliable protection plan for just $14.99 a month and enjoy 100% parts and labor coverage for any H system, make, or model. Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
Turn your backyard into your family's favorite hangout to have fun, entertain, and celebrate this summer in a Bullfrog hot tub from Brown's Pools and Spas. Only Bullfrog offers the Jetpack Therapy system, allowing you to customize each seat to fit every body in your family. Right now, shop the Memorial Day hot tub sale. Instant rebates up to $2,500 or a free audio upgrade on select models. Hurry, offer ends May 27th. You'll be so glad you went to Brown's Pools and Spas. BrownsPools.com.
Looking for ways to save on your energy bill? This is Scott Slade. Well, the first step is knowing how much energy you're using. With Georgia Power's My Power Usage tool, you can check your daily energy consumption and see how even slight adjustments can help lower your energy bill. Turning off your lights when not in use, caulking and weather stripping windows and doors, washing full loads of clothes in cold water can all make a difference. Check out the resources that can help manage your energy usage at georgiapower.com/myenergy.
When my grandfather, Jim Ellis, started our business in 1971, he knew it would be difficult to please every customer. However, that didn't stop him from trying. Hi, I'm Stacy Ellis, Vice President of the Jim Ellis Automotive Group. For over 50 years, we've built our reputation on honesty, effort, and doing what's best for our customers. That means transparent pricing and a commitment to making your car buying experience quick, easy, and convenient. We work hard to help you find the right car at the right price with a shopping experience designed around you, whether you shop in person or online at jimellis.com. Are we perfect? No. Sometimes things don't go as smoothly as we hope. Maybe there's a miscommunication or an unforeseen hiccup. We get it. When that happens, we don't make excuses, we work to make it right. That's why last year we earned nearly 14,000 positive reviews from customers who trust us to do the right thing. When you're ready for your next vehicle, trust the name that's been doing right by customers for more than 50 years. Jim Ellis Automotive, where you can always expect the best.
Belinda Skelton here with Atlanta Vision Institute's very own Dr. Ashraf, who is one of the most experienced eye surgeons in the country. Dr. Ashraf, we've all watched the news and the economy is uncertain, but failing eyesight isn't. And if you've held back due to finances, we've got good news for you, don't we?
Yes, Belinda, as you know, our eyesights degrade as we age. And with the laser optics procedure, that resets all of that. And most of my patients go most of the day without glasses. They can even read their phone without glasses. And in terms of the economy, most of these patients, their medical insurance can cover most of the costs. And if it doesn't, we have a lot of good financing options for this procedure.
That's awesome, Dr. Ashraf. I urge you to take the quiz to see if you're a candidate. Go to 2020atlanta.com. That's 2020atlanta.com.
Noonan homeowners, join us for the grand opening of your new home outlet, May 15th through 17th. Save 20% off store-wide. We understand the demands of family life. Your home deserves more than what the budget sometimes allows. Now is your chance to save on the kitchen, bath, and flooring updates your home needs. Visit your employee-owned home outlet at 54 Bullsboro Drive to save 20%. 3 days only, May 15th to 17th, or shop online at homeoutlet.com.
Home Outlet is your home store.
News, weather,
traffic. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's news and talk.
At 6 o'clock, I'm Bill Caiaccio. News sponsored by the Lloyd Advisory Group. Our top story, more than 24 members of a brutal gang operating in Georgia and several other states are nabbed in a federal investigation.
Highly organized and violent. That's how the feds describe the sex money murder gang, which held board meetings to plan their alleged frauds, drug deals, and violence. The DOJ's David Jaffe says a teen was killed for wanting to leave the gang.
Getting off the school bus, returning from school, school in his school uniform, where the gang intercepted him as he got off the bus, took him to a secluded area, shot him in the head, and executed him.
FBI Special Agent Brian Osden says they even bilked the public.
Setting up a nonprofit website called Listen to the Kids, which his main purpose was to collect donations that would help fund Sex Money Murder Street Gang.
If convicted, penalties include up to life in prison or death. Veronica Waters, 95.5 WSB.
87 degrees in Atlanta. We could top 90 tomorrow. And what about weekend rain chances? Meteorologist Christina Edwards has Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast coming up. Happening now, the search for a father who may have gone kayaking on Lake Lanier. Dustin Valencia has been missing since yesterday when his wife says he didn't pick up their kids and wasn't answering his phone. Sergeant Josh Bell with the Forsyth County Sheriff's Office tells Channel 2 Action News they tracked Valencia's car to the shoreline of Lake Lanier.
We also located some items on the shore of the lake close by his vehicle that leads us to believe that he left the shore in an inflatable kayak, and he has not been seen since.
The 43-year-old was training for a triathlon. A juvenile is struck and killed by a Norfolk Southern train in Duluth. Police say it happened near Main Street and Daily Drive. The train was traveling through the city when operators saw someone lying on the tracks, but they couldn't stop the train in time. A dire warning from the head of Fulton County Schools, Superintendent Mike Looney, says in the next 4 to 5 years, the district could face the most difficult financial challenges they've faced in a long time.
Without mixing words, we're on a collision course to insolvency unless we cut expenses, raise revenue, or some combination of both.
School Board President Krista McCabe says the school board made tough decisions this year, including school closures and redistricting. A man who sexually assaulted a woman in her Gwinnett County home more than 3 years ago is headed to prison.
It took a Gwinnett County jury no time to find 53-year-old Christopher Raymond Clamp guilty. Gwinnett County District Attorney Patsy Austin Gadsden says he was found guilty of several charges of aggravated assault, sodomy, and kidnapping. He held the victim captive for 2 days.
These crimes he did added up to the point where the judge gave him a life sentence plus 90 years.
Now, the defendant who broke into that victim's home and brutally attacked her over those 2 days in 2022 will now find himself behind bars for the rest of his life. Sabrina Cupid, 95.5 WSB.
It could be a couple of more days before repair work is finished on a sinkhole on a busy road in downtown Atlanta.
It could be the weekend before traffic patterns return to normal on Shirley Franklin Boulevard in southwest Atlanta. Multiple lanes are closed near the state capitol between Rawson Street and Memorial Drive. Atlanta Watershed Management says the pavement collapsed due to work from a private contractor. They were excavating on the next block, which caused an abandoned line to fill with water, made worse by the recent rain. Crews are capping the line. Drivers are urged to avoid the area until repair work is finished. Amanda Moyer, 95.5 WSB.
Mail delivery remains an issue in Georgia despite some improvement in the latest numbers from the post office.
Even though things are improved, we're still below. We're still the worst. And so there's a lot more work to be done.
Georgia Congressman Barry Loudermilk says the process still isn't working. On-time delivery rates in the state are up from a year ago when the recently opened distribution center in Palmetto was overloaded with problems, but Georgia still lags far behind the rest of the nation. Georgia's unemployment rate holds steady. The state labor department says Georgia's April jobless rate is 3.6%. That is 0.6 lower than the national unemployment rate. It is now 6:04. The Von Hessler Doctrine continues in less than 2 minutes. Right now it's live team coverage of traffic and weather. Triple team traffic begins with Alex Williams.
Travel advisory continues inbound on the West Freeway, Bill. Finally seeing some flashing lights on scene to assist this one. It's the crash, I-20 eastbound at I-285 exit 51. 2 left lanes are blocked. You're stacked up from Thornton Road. Highway 78, a good alternate there. If you're heading to the West Freeway, 285 west and southbound, it's just on and off the brake lights. That's the situation today from Georgia 400, passing I-75 in Cobb down to I-20. In DeKalb County, 285 eastbound stacks in between Dunwoody and Doraville. Not going to find any relief till you get down to Highway 78, the Stone Mountain Freeway. And 285 east and north on the southeast leg of the perimeter slows from Boulder Crest Road up to I-20. How is I-20 in DeKalb, Kobe Dawkins?
Well, 20 eastbound seeing slight delays leaving I-285 getting past Panola Road. Westbound rides, you're free and clear of delays leaving Stonecrest getting to the perimeter. From the Corey Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
Now Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast, sponsored by Shoemate, the official air conditioning of Atlanta. Here's meteorologist Christina Edwards.
Partly cloudy and staying warm for this evening. Sunset around 8:30. Temperatures will be in the low 80s at that time, settling into the mid 60s for tomorrow morning. Tomorrow afternoon, partly cloudy with highs in the upper 80s to low 90s. The record high for tomorrow is 91 degrees, set back in 1962. Watching for a line of heavy rain and thunderstorms for early Saturday morning, then drying out in the afternoon, high 85. Sunday, mostly cloudy with with scattered rain showers and thunderstorms, high 86. Monday, mostly cloudy with scattered storms, high 87.
It's 82 in Sandy Springs, 84 in Fayetteville, and 85 in Brazelton. More news at 6:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
All right, Caiaccio, it's arrived. Hour 4 of the Von Hessler Doctrine begins right now with a correction. That audio they were playing earlier when Jake Tapper was, getting mad at Lara Trump because she was suggesting there was cognitive decline in President Biden was 2020, not 2024. But that sort of makes the point. Hey, Jake, how come other people could see this as far back as 2020 and you're writing a book now acting like, oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. It turns out the Biden administration, they duped us all. No, they duped you. Now, although I have to once again say the co-writer of the book, apparently, I think his name's Alex Thompson, he's one of the reporters that was known during the Biden administration to constantly be asking these questions and uncomfortable questions of the administration. So I guess he has his bona fides. Some people say bona fides. Some people say bona fides. I don't know which one it is.
I guess the reason why he had Jake Tapper along was just to get a little name credibility.
I guess. I don't think he would have needed it if it would have been this guy having these stories about the wheelchair and the George Clooney thing. I don't think he would have needed Jake Tapper's name on it. He just would have been, hey, this guy, and he would be valid because he would have been asking these questions for the last 5 years or so.
Who wrote Fight?
I can't give you their names off the top of my head, but they're the same people who wrote Shattered about Hillary Clinton after that debacle. Speaking of debacles, we've decided to bring Greg Russ back because he had great stories yesterday. We didn't get to any of them. So our goal today is that he actually does at least some of the stories from yesterday. So let's do this.
He's a misanthrope, he has a dark heart, and he needs a good psychiatrist. It's Greg Russ with stories from Studio B1.
Thursday edition.
There you go. Greg Russ, I'm holding your feet to the fire. I want these stories.
Good. My feet are cold.
Are you a cold feet person?
No.
I find that I have my feet are quite often cold. My wife, when my foot will touch her when I crawl into the bed, she'll go, it's freezing. And I don't know what that means. That probably means I'm going to die.
Well, she's already in bed and she's warm, so your feet are natural or room temperature, not warm. So
yeah, I know. I
don't
get
make
it.
excuses for his poor
They're
circulation.
it's bad circulation. What are you trying to,
Well, trying to help you out.
No, you're not. You're
I'm always
hurting
hot.
me.
I put on the air conditioner every night. I turn it down to 62.
I'm like that in my body. I think that's probably why my feet are cold. Because I usually keep myself in as cold air as I can. Makes me think better. Am I right, Greg? Don't you think better? I'm clearer in my thinking. I'm less logy.
I agree. You also slow aging. That's not real, but if you apply some logic to it,
you're
things in the
refrigerated.
freezer,
yeah, I guess.
Yeah,
you're preserving yourself.
I guess. You're slowing aging, but it's at a rate that's imperceptible, right? It's like when they say, if you go up to the International Space Station, the time on Earth and the time on the space station but really, is it perceptible? It's not. In a GPS, you got to make up for it because it's going to compound and you're going to end up in the middle of nowhere. But for us, is it really perceptible? So it's a little bit. You're slowing the aging at such a rate that you would not really be able to perceive it.
We have to make it colder.
Well, then you'll freeze and your body will go into some sort of into some, what do you call that? Stasis. Something. Yeah, you just be like neutral for a while and you won't be able to do your job. Neither of them. If you consider this one of your jobs. I don't know if you do. Maybe this is just fun time for you, playtime. Maybe you just blow this off. I don't know. But I'm considering it one of your jobs that you wouldn't be able to do if you were a frozen carcass.
Maybe I'd be better at it. Who knows? I bring more energy.
It's possible.
I were a frozen carcass. I always think about those movies where people have to go into a deep sleep because they're traveling through space. Mm-hmm. The moments leading up to that have to be the worst. It's like, I don't know, I could never wake up. Like something could happen to the ship, or especially when it's dependent on another being to wake you up. But that being doesn't show up.
Rather
they decide they don't want to.
Blown up while asleep. Then
I'm saying if you're on the ship, if something was to go wrong, I'd rather be asleep and never know it's going to happen. Because I imagine it's like
I agree with that, but
Wouldn't it be like getting an operation?
Choice.
Wouldn't it be like getting an operation?
Yeah.
Like you go to sleep and it'll be 9 months later, but you feel like you were asleep for like 30 seconds or something like that?
Sure, you're right. People deal with this all the time. I've never had an operation, and the closest I've ever come to having to be put under was wisdom teeth, and you don't have to. I know it's not the same. It's like a twilight sleep, but I just said, I don't know, keep me awake, give me the gas.
Yeah.
You stayed awake for your wisdom teeth? You stayed awake through that?
I listened to some music, and when you're breathing in that gas, you do not care. He was cutting my tooth in half. I heard it crunching.
I had gas when I had Pete, and it was really helpful.
Oh yeah, I love
care.
that. That gas that they give you. I had 5 teeth removed once. And I was just on that gas.
See, I'd say knock me out.
By the
Knock
end,
me out.
but you don't have to. He's like he said, you don't care. You're just in this happy state. You don't care. You're hearing stuff happen, and they're doing like construction on your face, and you don't care. It's like it's like having like sawing stuff.
He's got his foot up on the chair. He's trying to pry the tooth out, and you're just listening. Like I was just listening to music. I'm like,
and then the greatest, the greatest. I believe I had chosen a little Diana Krall, and the greatest part is toward the end of it, they start mixing more oxygen in. So after all of that, you get up and drive home like 10 minutes later, and your mind is completely clear.
I walked home. I was here in New York. I walked the few blocks home. Now, the one thing, because I was numb, I couldn't feel the blood mixed with saliva dripping down my face.
That's a
down
problem.
the street here in New York, and there's just blood dripping everywhere. But
hey, if you're in New York,
common sight.
Absolutely, New Yorkers have seen that before. And, I always think about that when I'm driving home from one of these big dental things where my mouth is full of gauze and blood. Being pulled over, I mean, would a cop? I mean, it's like,
You should see the other guy.
You've been doing nitrous, sir.
Yeah, you want some?
Just a little. Just a little. All right, what's your first story for Studio B1, Greg Russ?
Shocking. A new survey reveals how many young Americans want to get married and have kids, and it's not many. According to this poll, getting married only important amongst 57% of Americans' youth.
Yes.
America's youth.
What about having kids?
And with having kids, where was the? I know I lost it.
That's the one I was interested in. I was interested in because you can still have kids if you're not married. I mean,
48%. 48% say having kids is crucial.
Kids are expensive.
Yeah, but they're brainwashed to think the world's coming to an end, so why bother have kids?
Well, the world, they keep telling us that everything is new and the first time and it's awful, and things have happened.
Yeah, I
It's
feel
never happened to other generations.
I know. I talk with Tina about this all the time. I feel irresponsible bringing kids into
all right,
the world that we live in.
There's a great moment
I had to tell
in
Christina that.
season 2. In season 2,
she just heard it for the first time
of the White Lotus, when the guy, the kind of brutish guy who kind of abducts the girl, and she's complaining about everything. Is like, what are you talking about? It's the best time ever to be alive.
That's a great moment. That is a great moment
of humanity. People were just dying of this, that, the other thing. It was awful. They were living on dirt. They were, what are you talking about? It's like for almost all generations of people who have lived and died on this planet, they had it way worse than we do. Now,
she's stunned in that moment, too.
Yeah. Our problem is that we're also very aware of all the bad things that could happen. That's part of news too much lately. We did it just earlier. Well, they're saying that we may get hit by a sun blast tomorrow that will end humanity. It could, might. And so we're actually bombarded not only with the news of things that are bad, genuinely bad, like when we get like mass shootings or something like that, which are horrifying enough, but then constantly the news when things aren't actually bad is this may be coming and it may hurt everybody, or this, if you're eating this, it could give you blah blah. I mean, constant negative stories about things that might happen. So I think that's got a lot to do with it.
And that and cost. When people can't afford homes,
right?
Like there's steps you want to take before you have kids and have your family. And I think when you can't check those things off the list, you're not going to get to
I've been
kids.
saying,
or if you're only barely, even if you're like, well, especially like with you, Greg, you're in a place where renting is, the norm, really, right? Like if you're buying in New York, then you're extremely
you're
wealthy.
Woody Allen,
right? But then you even if you're just barely making your rent, there's not enough information out there about how to budget, how to save.
Well,
it really is just a lot.
Also, on top of it, you have
getting debt and like your credit score.
All of these things come from what I've been talking about for a very long time, the evisceration of the middle class. When you feel like I'm working hard, but I'm getting somewhere. I can take care of my family.
Right,
Maybe,
and you want to keep going.
Yeah, you want to keep going. Maybe I can afford to take us out. We all want to go to Disney World or whatever. I can afford that. Hey, I was saved up. I always wanted a boat. I can afford that. The little things in life. And when you don't have that, it's a domino effect where people just give up on everything. And also, let's face it, a little bit of it is people don't want to be parents anymore because it means you can't have fun like kids do. So there's some of that.
You play video games all day.
Before the 50s.
Sure you can.
When they're little babies, you can.
Before the 50s.
And then once they're grown up.
Before Chuck Berry invented the teenager, which is true, Chuck Berry invented the American teenager, people would get out of high school or college and immediately have their parents' haircuts, be acting, just going into the business with it was a whole different, like people didn't want to be kids because you wanted to get out there and work and be like dad and build something and whatever. Now the teenage thing, which is a fantastic thing, comes into play and you're a teenager for a good long time and then you take that into your early 20s. But now nobody wants to give that up.
Now it extends to 45, 50.
Yeah.
If people even grow up then. That's TikTok's fault.
You have kids, you can't go out to the clubs all the time. So that's part of it.
Just have a good babysitter.
That's part of it. I mean, you don't want to be like that Casey, whatever. So bad solution for clubbing. Alex Williams says there's a crash jamming the ride on I-20 out of Lithia Springs.
Yeah, very slow, Eric. I-20 eastbound from Thornton Road, exit 44 over to this travel advisory crash. It's been in 2 left lanes for a long time. Hero Police with it now, right at 285, exit 51. Again, I would use Highway 78 as an alternate, also causing some 20 westbound onlooker delays as you leave that west side perimeter, and checking on possibly new left lane trouble, 285 southbound, the outer loop past South Atlanta Road, exit number 16 there in Cobb County. What's the story through downtown Atlanta, Kobe Dawkins?
Well, it remains slow, 75-85 northbound, seeing the brake lights pack in at Langford Parkway, getting past Spring Street, and southbound rides, those delays starting before the downtown merge, getting to I-20, and also on the Buford Spring connector going southbound past Sidney Marcus Boulevard. Crash knocks out 1 left lane, adding to the delays back into Buckhead. And this report is sponsored by John Foy & Associates Personal Injury Law Firm. Injured? Give John Foy Personal Injury Lawyers the first shot at evaluating your case. You have absolutely nothing to lose and everything to gain. John Foy & Associates, the first call you should make to protect your rights. From the Corey Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
Creation displays such a beautiful landscape. You deserve to see it all. Don't let your old, big, and bulky windows block your view.
It's Jonathan and Ted from North Georgia Replacement Windows. Brighten your home with more daylight and bigger views with Infinity from Marvin fiberglass windows.
Our windows come with narrow frames giving you more light. Experience the Infinity from Marvin fiberglass difference at your home or in our new Alpharetta showroom.
Infinity from Marvin, replacement windows, yeah!
Seems everything costs more these days. Gas, groceries, and when's the last time you checked your wireless bill? When it comes to Big Wireless, if you're staying, you may be overpaying. Switch to Consumer Cellular and get your second month free for a limited time. You'll get the same fast, reliable nationwide coverage without the big wireless bill. Plans start at just $20 a month. Here's Veronica and Jackie, real customers.
I didn't know that I could get something for a lot less money that was actually better than who I was with before.
Anytime anybody complains about their cell phone bill, we say, you've got to check out Consumer Cellular.
And now for a limited time, new customers can get their second month free when they use promo code SECONDFREE. Just call, click, or bring us your bill and see how much you can save. Because when it comes to Big Wireless, if you're staying, you may be overpaying. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit a store near you, or consumercellular.com and use code SECONDFREE to get a free second month. Real people paid to share their opinions in this ad. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
I'm Brian Parks, head of commercial banking in Atlanta for Ameris Bank. I've been in banking for over 30 years, and my team and I know that businesses have the best results when they work with local bankers who know the Atlanta market. Bankers who will work to understand your business operations and bring good ideas to the table. At Ameris Bank, we do that. I invite you to reach out so we can start a conversation. Visit amerisbank.com/yourbusiness or a local branch near you. Ameris Bank, fiercely yours, member FDIC.
You should never need financing for a simple garage door repair, but it's happening here. Out-of-town companies have invaded Atlanta for a cash grab, charging outrageous prices. Hi, I'm Dan Watkins, owner of All Four Seasons Garage, Entry Doors, and Windows. Stay local and stay on budget for every opening of your home. All Four Seasons, trusted in Atlanta for over 25 years, exceptional customer service, and fair, honest pricing. When trust matters, trust us. All the number 4 Seasons Garages.
Critters, creeping? Better call Breda Pest Management. They handle bugs and critters. And Breda is proud to sponsor Scott Slade, Georgia, every Thursday on Atlanta's Morning News.
Breda, no need to be afraid of bugs.
Seems everything costs more these days. Gas, groceries, and when's the last time you checked your wireless bill? When it comes to Big Wireless, if you're staying, you may be overpaying. Switch to Consumer Cellular and get your second month free for a limited time. You'll get the same fast, reliable nationwide coverage without the big wireless bill. Plans start at just $20 a month. Here's Veronica and Jackie, real customers.
I didn't know that I could get something for a lot less money that was actually better than who I was with before.
Anytime anybody complains about their cell phone bill, we say, you've got to check out Consumer Cellular.
And now for a limited time, new customers can get their second month free when they use promo code SECONDFREE. Just call, click, or bring us your bill and see how much you can save. Because when it comes to Big Wireless, if you're staying, you may be overpaying. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit a store near you, or consumercellular.com and use code SECONDFREE to get a free second month. Real people paid to share their opinions in this ad. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
Is thinning hair or receding hairline making you self-conscious? Stop feeling embarrassed about thinning hair and start looking and feeling your best with Hair Grow by New Nordic. Available online at Amazon, Walmart.com, and NewNordicUSA.com, or in stores at your local CVS.
I think where's Trump now? UAE?
He was there earlier today.
UAE. I think I want to see him just walk out and just freak everybody out wearing the local garb. Oh, that would be.
Do you like my outfit? It's beautiful. I look like a chic Don. Chic Don.
He said something you probably like over in the UAE earlier today.
Was it something that goes against the neocons or
pretty much?
Bring it on.
Listen to this.
As president, my priority is to end conflicts, not start them. But I will never hesitate to wield American power if it's necessary to defend the United States of America or our partners.
And then he said.
He does have more energy today.
Yeah,
he sounded tired in that
I
other
got some
speech.
sleep, Greg.
I'm
Thank
sure
you.
he is.
Yeah, he's just
Took a little melatonin gummy there.
Jet
They
lag.
need to have younger presidents so
All
that
right.
people can have more agility
okay.
and
All right.
cognitive.
Okay. Wait, she's already got Pete Buttigieg has already got her vote. She just wants some young.
I've got
Listen, I don't like Pete Buttigieg necessarily. I like some things about him.
Yes.
Only one thing.
You know what?
basically.
You don't have to choose for 28 at this point. So because it's a long ways
I'm
away.
not going to.
It's a long ways away.
Tim
All
Walz
you know
will be
is
ready
you
for you.
want a good.
Yes, I will.
You want is Tim Walz.
Some younger.
You'll get some young communists will appeal to you with their socialist message. And
AOC will be old enough.
yeah, well,
But
she is
AOC
already.
is lame.
Yeah, she is.
I feel like a little child having a tantrum. It's stupid. Everything's dumb.
Okay.
Okay.
How old was Obama when he went in? 46?
Yeah.
Younger than that, I thought.
I don't know.
44?
Amazing.
I think he was 44, 45, somewhere in there. He
Still
was
looks great.
Does he?
I think
47.
so.
47 when he became
That's
president.
because he's sleeping in separate bedrooms now. He's living his own life. I
Oh, you
guess.
don't know that.
That is not true.
They're not going anywhere together. And there's another one, like she was at the Met Gala. He wasn't there.
He put out a great Mother's Day post about
Oh,
Michelle.
he's a politician.
It was
I
a
love
beautiful
my mother, and I love the mother of my daughters.
He put a picture of
Who
Michelle.
someday
and-
will be mother.
I'm just saying it's kind of, I mean, Joe doesn't go
Hi,
anywhere
Winnie.
without Dr. Jill.
Well, he can't go anywhere without that.
Okay.
No one sees you and Jane together.
Oh,
That's not true at all.
No one has ever seen you two in the same room.
Why? All you have to do is come over to our house at any time.
That's
You'll
different.
see us
In the
together.
house is different, but like out in public, nope, never.
Oh, that is not true. Never.
Yeah. People don't say
Oh,
anything about that. Oh, Eric's out alone again, or Jane's out alone again. Must
Right.
not be good.
Oh, people do say that.
Why does
actually,
Why does
actually, people
Obama,
do
why
say
does
that.
Barack always need to be with Michelle? Why do they have to be together constantly?
Well, she's on the podcast, kind of complaining about him all the time at the same
but
time.
everybody-
So people
don't you
put it
complain
together.
about your wife?
Never.
Oh, okay.
Not
But you're
38
never
years.
together.
38 years of marital bliss.
Not one complaint.
Not one moment can I think
From
of
either
anything.
side.
Remember,
Never. No, we just every day when I come home and I open the door, she's standing there and I can hear this thing go, and we look at
She
each
gets
other.
excited.
Yeah, we look
She
at
hears
each
your
other.
car
She brings me
pulling
my
up.
slippers and my pipe.
You and
dog.
Your weed pipe, or because you don't smoke tobacco?
My pipe. Can
Is
we
it
just
packed
leave
up-
it
is
there?
it packed?
It's
Of
a
course
pipe
it is.
for under the sink because the sink's broken.
That's right.
She would fix it.
Oh, we have to break?
That's true. You're right.
Oh, George. What a buzzkill you are. I was having fun. We got to George says we have to break. Honey, I'm home. I've been standing here waiting for hours.
You and your
Megan-
gummies in a caviar dish.
You and Megyn Kelly have that in common. She's never had an issue with her husband at all.
And also, Megyn Kelly sometimes greets me at the door. Alex Williams says
Does her makeup get all over everything?
there's a crash on 285 in Cobb that's adding to delays.
Yeah, it's partially in the left lane, 285 southbound, the outer loop just below South Atlanta Road, exit 16. Keeping the ride interesting back before I-75 coming out of Sandy Springs. And better news on the West Freeway, crash pushed off to the right, all lanes finally open, 20 eastbound at 285, exit 51. How's 285 in DeKalb County, Kobe Dawkins?
285 east to south, slow, leaving Sandy Springs from Georgia 400 to the Stone Mountain Freeway, Highway 78. Traffic brought to you by Reliable Heating and Air. Stop paying for expensive heating and air repairs or home warranties. Get a reliable protection plan for just $14.99 a month and enjoy 100% parts and labor coverage for any H system maker or model. Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
I love my home, and now I found a company that loves it as much as I do. TE Certified Electrical Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Chris Chandler here. These folks have done work in my home, and boy, it didn't take long to realize I could trust their expertise, their attention to detail, and what I think you'll find, just as I did, an amazing level of service. TE Certified has more than 20,000 five-star reviews, and it's been serving Atlanta for decades.
TE certified, we love your home.
Cancer upends your life. We're doing all we can to change that. At Winship Cancer Institute of Emory University, we're reimagining the care experience to ease the burden of cancer. With experts in your cancer and the research, trials, and treatments you can only get here. All so you can focus on what matters most, the best chance of living a full life. Winship Cancer Institute of Emory University. Cancer care designed around you and your life. EmoryHealthcare.org/Winship.
Some things get better with age, but not your home siding and windows. If your house is showing its age and needs a facelift, it's only going to get worse. New siding and windows are the perfect fix. Dave Baker here for my siding and window experts, Nelson Exteriors. With Nelson Exteriors, you choose the window that's right for your home and budget from many top-rated manufacturers like Anderson and MI. And Nelson is a licensed and insured James Hardy Elite Preferred Siding contractor. For unmatched quality and craftsmanship, Google Nelson Exteriors.
Turn your backyard into your family's favorite hangout to have fun, entertain, and celebrate this summer in a Bullfrog hot tub from Brown's Pools and Spas. Only Bullfrog offers the Jetpack Therapy system, allowing you to customize each seat to fit every body in your family. Right now, shop the Memorial Day hot tub sale. Instant rebates up to $2,500 or a free audio upgrade on select models. Hurry, offer ends May 27. You'll be so glad you went to Brown's Pools and Spas. BrownsPools.com.
So you're losing your hair and you need a simple solution that works, but you want the best. It's Mark Aram here. Modern technology, top-rated physicians. You want something that's guaranteed to work. Guys, you need Advanced Hair. Advanced Hair's completely redefined hair restoration, from the experience itself to the unmatched results they produce. Receding hairline, bald spot, thinning hair, address them all with a simple one-day treatment in a calm, relaxed environment with experienced pros. Advanced Hair has performed tens of thousands of breakthrough advanced FUE treatments, and get this, your own natural hair begins to regrow the very next day. No one else in Atlanta can offer the advanced FUE found at Advanced Hair. Fix your hair loss today, starting with your free consultation, and you'll also get $500 off if you move forward. Call 470-660-HAIR. Refine your hairline with a team that's redefined hair restoration. And don't forget to ask about that advanced hair guarantee, 470-660-HAIR or advancedhair.com.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather, traffic. 95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's news and talk.
At 6:30, I'm Bill Caiaccio, news sponsored by Mark Spain Real Estate. Our top local story, it's happening now, the search for a missing man near Lake Lanier in Forsyth County.
The fact that no one's heard from him, no one's been able to contact him, we feel that's concerning.
Sergeant Josh Bell with the Forsyth County Sheriff's Office tells Channel 2 Action News they're searching for 43-year-old Dustin Valencia, who may have gone kayaking on the lake. His car found parked at Little Ridge Park.
We also located some items on the shore of the lake close by his vehicle that leads us to believe that he left the shore in an inflatable kayak, and he has not been seen since.
The Sheriff's Office is asking anyone on the lake to call them if they see something that could help them locate Valencia. It is 87 degrees in Atlanta. Will we get close to a record high tomorrow? And when is the next chance of storms? Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast with meteorologist Christina Edwards is coming up. A major entertainment venue begins taking shape in downtown Atlanta.
Construction now going vertical on Cosm at Atlanta's Centennial Yards. Its main attraction, a high-tech dome that CEO Jeff Terry says will make you feel like you're there.
It's a dome that wraps over your head around you.
There'll be action above, in front of, and on both sides of you, but with stay-at-home TV features.
If you're at one end of the stadium in the live game, being at Cosm, we can take you to the other end.
Cosm says it has contracts with many networks for programming they call immersive and experiential. Downtown Atlanta, Steve Summers, 95.5 WSB.
The superintendent of Fulton County Schools sounds the alarm about the district's financial future.
Fulton County Schools have already taken steps to cut costs like closing schools and redistricting, but Superintendent Mike Looney says despite that,
without mixing words, we're on a collision course to insolvency unless we cut expenses, raise revenue, or some combination of both.
He says in the next 4 to 5 years, the district will be faced with the most difficult financial challenges that they've had in a very long time. Sabrina Cupid, 95.5 WSB.
More than 24 members of the Sex Money Murder Gang are arrested in Georgia and 7 other states.
These 30 individuals are facing charges including racketeering conspiracy, murder in aid of racketeering, conspiracy to commit murder in aid of racketeering, use of a firearm resulting in death, drug conspiracy, and wire fraud conspiracy.
David Jaffe with the Department of Justice Criminal Division says the alleged gang members are accused of stealing over $800,000 in COVID relief money, and a teen was murdered because he wanted to leave the gang. WSB Money Update now, and price hikes are coming at Walmart because of tariffs, and it may stay that way for a while.
Even with recent movement in tariffs against China and the UK, the world's largest retailer says it will raise prices by the end of the month. And WSB consumer advisor Clark Howard says even if more deals are reached, pre-tariff prices could be hard to come by.
Once they bumped up their prices, they're very reluctant to give up those higher prices. And if their costs go down, they try to seize more markup.
He expects other major retailers to follow suit and raise prices while also reducing the number of items they place on sale. Austin Eller, 95.5 WSB.
Atlanta-based Delta Airlines makes a big change as it caters to customers who are willing to pay more.
Starting October 1st, Delta will stop selling tickets under the Basic Economy label. It did so to compete with low-cost competitors like Spirit and Frontier, but instead, the airline is reorganizing its fare structure aimed at giving higher-paying passengers more options in each section of the plane, like assigned seating, the ability to change flights, or accruing loyalty benefits. Delta says it'll still offer low-cost fares as a subcategory of its Delta Main tickets. I'm Bloomberg's Tom Busby for 95.5 WSB.
Big upgrades are coming to Georgia Tech's Bobby Dodd Stadium. The Board of Regents approves a $70 million renovation project. It should be finished in time for the start of the 2027 football season. It is 6:34. Time for live team coverage of traffic and weather. Triple team traffic starts now with Alex Williams.
Still in recovery mode inbound on that West Freeway, 20 eastbound from Thornton Road, where the crash is now off to the right before 285 exit 51. Those delays will continue to improve. And we had a crash on the the left lane, 285 southbound, the outer loop on the west side in Cobb County past South Atlanta Road, exit 16. That's cleared. New stall in the cab in the center lane, 20 eastbound before Panola Road, exit 71. Checking the ride through the heart of the city, it's Kobe Dawkins.
And it remains slow, 75-85 northbound. That volume continues to start at Langford Parkway, getting past Spring Street. 75 southbound, delays building to Howell Mill Road. 85 southbound, brake lights still remain, starting at the Georgia 400 merge, both getting to I-20. And better news on the Buford Spring connector going southbound just past Sidney Marcus Boulevard. Crash now off to the right, so those delays are starting to improve. From the Coolray Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
Now Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast with meteorologist Christina Edwards.
Partly cloudy and staying warm for this evening. Sunset around 8:30. Temperatures will be in the low 80s at that time, settling into the mid-60s for tomorrow morning. Tomorrow afternoon, partly cloudy with highs in the upper 80s to low 90s. The record high for tomorrow is 91 degrees, set back in 1962. Watching for a line of heavy rain and thunderstorms for early Saturday morning, then drying out in the afternoon, high 85. Sunday, mostly cloudy with scattered rain showers and thunderstorms, high 86. Monday, mostly cloudy with scattered storms, high 87.
It's 83 right now in Dunwoody, 87 in Midtown Atlanta, 86 in Noonan. More news at 7 o'clock. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
Hey, get a guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate and sell your home for maximum value, and that's without the stress of listing your home on the market. Hey, Sean Hannity here. You know, trying to sell your home can be overwhelming. With the guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate, you can skip the entire hassle, get an all-cash offer, and close within days. That means no showings, no open houses, and the best part, no stress. Just go to markspain.com and find out what your guaranteed offer will be, and then you can start packing.
When everyone in the family wants something different from this year's vacation, there's only one thing to do. Plan for Pigeon Forge. From gorgeous mountain views, shows, and shopping for leisure lovers to coasters, a 200-foot swing, and hundreds more rides for adventure seekers. Plus Dollywood's epic array of fun. There's plenty of variety for the whole family, all in one place. Unique experiences, quality time, and memories for years to come. Find your personal favorites. Plan your getaway at mypigeonforge.com.
Steelhorse Law specializes in motorcycle accidents involving trucks. SteelhorseLaw.com.
EMC Security.
Meet EMC Security's hero of the home.
After some break-ins in my neighborhood, it got me thinking about my family's security. A friend recommended EMC Security, so I called them. Now I have peace of mind that my family is safe without having to sign a long-term contract.
Way to go, Sarah. Be the hero of your home with no contracts, fast and reliable monitoring, and rates as low as $16.95.
EMC Security. Smart protection for a safer tomorrow.
I talk all the time about spring fixer-upper things to do around the house, but your car needs spring care too. Dave Baker here for Beaver Toyota of Cumming. Spring is a great time to have your brakes inspected, your wiper blades replaced, and your car's AC system tuned up because you know it's going to get hot, you know it's going to rain, and you know the knucklehead in front of you is going to jam on their brakes. Fortunately, Beaver Toyota of Cumming can tune up any make or model of car or truck. I wouldn't trust anyone else. See more at BeaverToyotaCumming.com. The Toyota Tundra from Beaver Toyota of Cumming, the official truck of the Home Fix-It Show.
You really want to know, we're doing some, during the breaks. Really fascinating. This time, Tim Andrews and I were trying to figure out who the first person was to sing the song Button Up Your Overcoat. And we found it.
Ruth Edding.
And who was the writer?
Ray Henderson.
There we go.
Wait, no, the music was written by Ray Henderson, the lyrics by B.G. DeSilva and Lou Brown.
They're all dead. Oh, Lou Brown and his famous Band of Renown.
Must be.
They ended up being Jerry Lewis's band during the telethons.
They were? Because he wrote these songs. He was popular during World War I. Roaring 20s.
Maybe it was another Lou Brown.
Lou Brown, yeah, the baseball manager.
No, Lou Brown
and Cleveland Indians.
His Band of Renown. Somebody look up Lou Brown and his Band of Renown.
Charlie Brown?
No, Lou.
And
his brother.
Lou Brown?
His brother.
Lou died in 1958. So.
Okay, so this is another Lou Brown who had a Band of Renown.
Whitey Brown, the band.
All right, Greg Russ. You got any other stories from Studio B1? I mean, I hate to put it all on your shoulders, but that is what you're here for.
I do. Americans, according to The Hill, Americans are embracing road trips for this upcoming Memorial Day weekend. They don't want to fly. The prices are too high. All the problems with the air traffic control.
Yeah,
they're avoiding it. They're hating the roads.
People, I think, for the first time, have a legitimate, like, is it safe?
I mean, what happened at Newark?
Newark, it just keeps happening where these outages just for like 90 seconds or 2 minutes at a time.
You're flying JetBlue. Watch out. That's a hub up there.
No one in the tower knows where you are. This happened again in the last couple of weeks. It's happened like 2 or 3 times. The helicopter that ran into the plane
at D.C.
Well, there was another
Almost
incident.
happened again.
It almost happened again, and they found out that the hotline between the Pentagon and that airport has been dead for 20 years. They didn't know.
The emperor has no clothes.
I mean, honestly,
this important phone is only for emergencies.
It is insane.
Well,
it is insane that we don't have the greatest, most modern. Everything having to do with air travel, including, controllers and we should have the best equipment. We should have, my goodness, can't we have something for knowing that we're $36 trillion in debt? Couldn't some of that money have gone to one single thing?
Go to flightaware.com. Look at the United States compared to any other part of the world, and look at how many more planes are in the air compared to any other place in the world. It's ridiculous.
Because we're number one, man.
That's right.
I'm proud to be an
That makes your point more,
American.
though.
What?
That makes your point
Yes.
more. That we have the most flights, that we should be on top of it.
Absolutely, we should. We should be on top of all this stuff. And I think the funding has been there for years.
Who is flying in and out of Newark these days with all these stories? I mean, if I would be like, nah, I'm going $150 a change? Yeah, absolutely.
Send me to JFK.
I'm going to JFK. Newark, obviously, they don't know what the hell they're doing. They can't get it done properly.
People are avoiding it because of that option. JFK is here as another international airport, in LaGuardia if you are domestic.
But I would imagine that this is showing up at Newark, and it's the tip of the iceberg. It's not just Newark. They're not on their own system.
They have some antiquated sort of
they do.
functionality that.
Yeah, but so does but they're not the only ones. I think it's just kind of
everybody.
showing up there and then they have people that they're stressed out, which, you could say, so people are taking time off, air traffic controllers, they're stressed out. And my first reaction is, it's your job, get in there. But then I'm thinking, like, if you walk away from a shift knowing that you almost had 285 souls on your head, like if you're walking away from shifts knowing how close a disaster, well, that might weigh on you. That might stress you out a little bit.
Isn't it true that it's like dentists and air traffic controllers are like the highest suicide
Well,
rates?
I know it's dentist. I know at one point it was dentist, because even when they're doing good things for you, everybody hates them and screams and hollers.
Air traffic control is stressful. It is a stressful
Gotta
job.
be. I mean,
here's a list of some of the issues. So at Newark, it was copper wires that failed. They haven't updated to fiber optic.
$36 trillion in debt.
Copper wires. They have radar systems from the 70s and 80s.
$36 trillion in debt.
Apparently, in some instances, I'm not saying this is widespread, but some instances, floppy disks for data storage are still being used.
$36 trillion in debt. What did it buy you? What did it buy you, people?
A long extension cord was, in one instance, a long extension cord was being used to power a radar. So there you go.
Hey, well, Wilbur told me that extension cord works.
Yeah.
He's like, why? If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Well, I gotta say, in the hallway here, there's been
The wind ain't blowing, so the windmill ain't generating power.
It's like an airplane when the bald guy pulls the plug out of the.
Yeah. So I would not go through Newark, but my guess is it's the tip of the iceberg. It's just kind of like breaking down there quicker than maybe they have because the air traffic controllers themselves, that started to break down, and that's exposed so much that's going on. But Newark is not so different. We have a national system, obviously, because all these things have to be able to talk to each other. It's a worldwide system, and we're just plugged into it.
It's a great field to jump into, too. You make $144,000. That's the median
It's a great field to jump into if you have the means to do the job once you get there.
If you're responsible.
Oh gosh,
it's hard.
Turn left. I mean, right. I mean, oh god.
I think it's been known to be very tough to pass the tests for to become an air traffic controller,
as it should be,
as it should be. But I think that they lowered it a little bit. It's not quite
no one could
now.
pass it anymore.
Well, it was difficult. I can't remember the specifics because I read the article a couple weeks ago. But it's real difficult to do. It's very difficult, and now they just made it just a little bit easier.
It's kind of reminding me because I just watched Chernobyl. about how a lot of things were not being fixed or anything or recognized as a problem because then it would make everyone look weak in every sort of position of power.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe something like that is
Look
happening.
at that! Look at that, Vladimir. She's blaming it on Russia.
Well,
Can you
it
believe
was
it?
Soviet Union, not necessarily Russians are
I'm
now
just saying.
efficient.
She's
Do you
going
have
right
When a house is built
address?
on lies, the foundation is the very story.
Everything
Are
is
you
Russia's
allergic
fault.
to plutonium by any means?
Or do you like tea? You got to start with do you
Yes,
like
do
tea?
you like tea?
Yeah, because that's a straight up, like you just told me your secret.
Yeah,
No, that was a joke.
That's what you.
Oh,
You're
that's
known.
funny.
You're known for your
Yeah,
sense of humor,
Good sense of humor, yes.
like not showing up to the peace talks. Hilarious.
Hey, Trump did back him up a little bit. He explained why Putin
Oh,
didn't
Trump
show.
is delusional. on
I
this.
didn't anticipate. I actually said, why would he go if I'm not going? Because I wasn't
Why
going to
would
go.
he go?
I
No
wasn't
CIA.
planning to go. I would go.
I'd go.
But I wasn't planning to go, and I said, I don't think he's going to go if I don't go, and,
Yeah,
and
that's not the
that
reason
turned
he
out to
didn't
be
go.
right.
It's like two girls.
But it's not even that. He's
covering for
just
each other.
he's just making it about himself. He's just gonna have to step. He's just gonna have to sit down. And really, all right,
Let Marco do it.
Vlad's playing a game.
Yep.
And he's won the first couple of rounds, and the reason is because Trump is doing this negotiating in public, and Putin is not going to look like he's being led by Trump anywhere. This stuff needs to be done behind the scenes. Alex Williams says there's a crash on 285 near the airport.
Yeah, crash and a lot of police activity with this one. 285 southbound, the Outer Loop, Camp Creek Parkway, exit number 2, travel advisory. They've been letting 2 left lanes get by. At times, they're holding all lanes, and it has stacked up that ride already back before Langford Parkway. Think about taking I-85 southbound to head down towards the airport as an alternate. And 20 East improving quickly on the west side out of Lithia Springs, where that crash moved off to the right. Over on the west side, right at 285, exit 51. Some better news on I-20 into DeKalb County, Kobe Dawkins?
Oh, yeah, 20 eastbound just before Panola Road, exit 71. Stall moved off to the right, but still seeing a little bit of delays back to Wesley Chapel Road. And this report is sponsored by Active Pest Control. Termites are one of the most destructive pests. Let Active Pest Control develop a custom termite control plan for your home. For a free quote, visit ActivePestControl.com today. From the Cool Ray Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
On air,
online,
on the app,
where you get your news,
is where you'll win.
Download the WSB radio app now and maybe win $1,000.
The WSB 5K a day bonus blitz.
5 words, 5 times a day, every weekday. Oh my God, you just made my day. Just enter the word at WSBradio.com or on the WSB radio app.
Your next chance to win is tomorrow morning at 8.
The WSB 5K a day bonus blitz
on 95.5 WSB.
Don't ignore cracking bricks and concrete or boat walls. You could be ignoring foundation problems. AquaGuard Foundation Solutions knows these signs could lead to a reduction in your home's value. Visit aquaguard.net today to book your free inspection. Remember,
AquaGuard. The Lloyd Advisory Group has a question for you. Is your retirement inflation-proof? Here's what we mean. In retirement, chances are you're on a fixed income with unpredictable expenses. So how do you not run out of money when the cost of just about everything continues to go up? You inflation-proof it. Financial advisor Mark Lloyd and the team at Lloyd Advisory Group can show you ways to help fight inflation so it doesn't outpace your income. Call us today at 770-766-5611. Inflation can take a huge chunk out of your retirement savings, but it doesn't have to. With some simple planning, inflation can go from being a major disruption to a minor annoyance. Call Mark Lloyd and the team at Lloyd Advisory Group now to start inflation-proofing your retirement today. 770-766-5611. That's 770-766-5611. Insurance products and services are offered through the Lloyd Advisory Group. Investing involves risk, including the potential loss of principal.
A big truck ruined your car and your career. Now the trucking company thinks they're going to bully you into a bad offer. Get the strong arm. Attorney John Boy and Associates.
Don't get tricked, twisted, and trapped into a terrible settlement. Call me first. We'll move fast to get you the most money possible as quickly as possible. And it costs you nothing to get started today. That's the strong arm.
Get real. Get the strong arm. Call Attorney John Boy and Associates now.
Rhino Shield is better than paint because it will keep your home beautiful, and it's backed by a 25-year transferable warranty.
Get a free estimate at RhinoShieldGA.com.
Don't paint, don't vinyl, go Rhino Shield. Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
When everyone in the family wants something different from this year's vacation, there's only one thing to do. Plan for Pigeon Forge. From gorgeous mountain views, shows, and shopping for leisure lovers to coasters, a 200-foot swing, and hundreds more rides for adventure seekers. Plus Dollywood's epic array of fun. There's plenty of variety for the whole family, all in one place. Unique experiences, quality time, and memories for years to come. Find your personal favorites. Plan your getaway at mypigeonforge.com.
For many women in our community, support for our physical and mental health feels out of reach.
When your workday is long.
And your budget is tight.
And your village is busy.
And the road between home and help is a 6-lane highway with no crosswalk.
Northside Hospital believes women deserve better.
Northside is rolling up our sleeves and getting to work.
We got your house call.
Heard.
Learn more at northside.com/heard.
Noonan homeowners, join us for the grand opening of your new home outlet, May 15th through 17th. Save 20% off store-wide. We understand the demands of family life. Your home deserves more than what the budget sometimes allows. Now is your chance to save on the kitchen, bath, and flooring updates your home needs. Visit your employee-owned home outlet at 54 Bullsboro Drive to save 20%. 3 days only, May 15th to 17th, or shop online at homeoutlet.com.
Home Outlet is your home store.
Seems everything costs more these days. Gas, groceries, and when's the last time you checked your wireless bill? When it comes to Big Wireless, if you're staying, you may be overpaying. Switch to Consumer Cellular and get your second month free for a limited time. You'll get the same fast, reliable nationwide coverage without the big wireless bill. Plans start at just $20 a month. Here's Veronica and Jackie, real customers.
I didn't know that I could get something for a lot less money that was actually better than who I was with before.
Anytime anybody complains about their cell phone bill, we say, you've got to check out Consumer Cellular.
And now for a limited time, new customers can get their second month free when they use promo code SECONDFREE. Just call, click, or bring us your bill and see how much you can save. Because when it comes to Big Wireless, if you're staying, you may be overpaying. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit a store near you, or consumercellular.com and use code SECONDFREE to get a free second month. Real people pay to share their opinions, and this ad plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
You know, Starbucks is really paying the price for... Oh, by the way, I want to say thanks to Fuxi, great listener. It was Les Brown.
Yes.
And his band of renown, not Lou Brown. Starbucks...
Hey, what about me? I texted that to you.
Oh, did you? I didn't look. I didn't
After.
look. Thanks to Fuxi and Greg
And
Russ.
Greg, yeah. Greg did the work.
It's like Newton and whoever that other guy was. They both invented the calculus at the same time.
Jerry Calculus?
It was Jerry Calculus and then
Good guy.
Sir Isaac Newton.
Yeah.
I'm the French guy who invented flight, even though the Wright brothers.
It was Brazil.
Didn't someone in India invent calculus?
Listen, can we not go round and round in this? I just said
Hello?
I said somebody else invented it. They both invented it at the same time. And Newton put it just kind of put it away because he wasn't ready. They have all the materials and the source materials
That apple fell on his
away
head.
from them. Oh no! Because he was a white guy or something. We had to say Newton.
What?
He wasn't that smart. It had to be.
Hey, here you go.
What?
You're right. He was Brazilian, but he's a Brazilian living in Paris. So
Okay.
we're both right on that one.
All right. Well.
Yeah,
So-
Fuxi just texted me that, Greg.
Fuxi said I was right about the calculus.
No,
Starbucks,
You don't know.
they're really paying the price for playing footsie with, the wokeness and the man, they went so far after the Summer of Rage and all that. And now it's difficult to put the genie back in the bottle. So now, this is an AP story. They decided they got a new CEO, and he's like, we got to get back to
It's the Chipotle guy,
the stuff
the
that
former
worked.
Chipotle
Yeah, the stuff
CEO.
that worked. And
Great
he,
guy.
well, whatever. She doesn't like that he takes flights from wherever to, but he does seem to be smarter than the people before him in the sense that we're a coffee shop, and we need to get back to that. So he put in a dress code. God forbid you have to, have you ever gone to McDonald's? They're not. So he put in a dress code, and the dress code is not that you have to. It just says you have to have a black shirt and some khaki-like pants. We want the green apron to kind of snap. We want it to
pop, yeah.
And guess what? More than 2,000 Starbucks baristas go on strike to protest new dress code.
But do you know why?
No, hold on a second. I only have 2 minutes. I recognize that these idiots are people that you might agree with.
No, it's not that.
The reason, it doesn't matter the reason why. Starbucks is not working at Ford in 1957. If you don't like the dress code, look across the street at another place and go work there. That's the
It was
point.
that they had to buy new shirts for the new seasons.
So what?
And then they're
So
like,
what?
hey, buy all these shirts for the new season. And then they did. And then it was like, oh, just kidding. Now you can't wear any of the things you just paid for.
Okay, fine. That's
rude.
life. Okay, it's rude. But the guys, they have research that says we'll have a better coffee shop. We can't do that.
No, it's that they have to spend their own money to buy the new product, buy the new...
I've gotten jobs many a times. I had to go buy the uniform. I remember going down to the uniform place, and I had to buy the uniform because I was getting that job. It's part of getting the job.
I don't think they make enough to do that.
Well, to
Then-
be fair,
hold
they
on,
can
hold on,
wear
hold on.
black
The answer-
T-shirts, which are cheap.
We got to start here. If they don't make enough to do that, quit your job. Being a barista is not a union job. I'm sorry.
I agree with you there.
It's a starter job. And the dress code is the dress code. If you like it, you do it. If you don't, you give your 2 weeks and you quit. You don't go on strike. This is a nexus between Starbucks playing footsie with these people a few years ago, and now they're in too deep, and a bunch of people who are graduated to believe that the whole world is about them and should bend to them. No, either you want to work at Starbucks or you don't. And maybe your reasons for not working there are good reasons, but it's not a union job. And if you think it is, you're a moron. And on that happy note...
Hey, that machine upstairs makes pretty damn good coffee.
Yeah, and it doesn't wear any uniform. Yeah. They usually break down a couple times a week, but other than
That's
that...
them on strike.
That's right. They're right. They're going on strike. All right, that music is telling us two things. Shut the hell up, get the hell out. And you know us. We do what we're told. Well, I don't know about Autumn, but I'm
going to keep talking.
What's his name? Shelley Winter. There he is right there. He's coming up. Got a great radio show for you. We'll be back tomorrow, 3 p.m., one more time this week. You're all invited to join us. But until then, continue on the journey and out. Piss off the Jeep.
656, Cool Day Carrier, WSB 24-hour traffic center. Travel advisory toward the airport. Crash, 2 right lanes, 285 southbound, the outer loop, Camp Creek Parkway, exit 2. Use I-85 southbound. And now a crash in Union City. It's in the left lane, 85 northbound before Flat Shoals Road, exit